The Pat McAfee Show.
There'll be no rules for our guests, for us, for the things we can talk about. Yes,
Speaking his mind
I've never had a problem expressing my opinions or my thoughts or anything like that.
while being relatable.
I haven't had that manufactured fake-ass celebrity that a lot of people have whenever they go on those big networks. I've had a chance to really build my crew, build my following, build my audience.
And ridiculous.
What am I supposed to do? So I'm supposed to look at something that I can definitely afford and say, nah. Is that what I'm supposed to do?
The Pat McAfee Show starts in 3, 2, 1.
Hello, beautiful people. It is We just got out of an IMAX theater watching Top Gun. Wednesday, June 1st, 2022. This show begins right now. Yeah! Can't thank you enough for joining us here at youtube.com/The Pat McAfee Show. What a fucking day it is. Oh, yeah. We literally just walked out of the IMAX theater right into our studio here, right onto the air. The IMAX theater at Indiana State Museum. Unbelievable. Got a chance to pay an exorbitant amount of money to rent it out and watch Top Gun at an 8:30 a.m. showing for the entire office and their significant others if they wanted to come. And I will tell you what, I never seen the first Top Gun. And, you know, anytime the entire world is telling you to do something, and I think we talked about this yesterday, when the entire world, and I've had a history of this, and it's not right, okay? And I'm wishing that if I'm ever lucky enough to have a child that I will probably hate at some point in its life because of how big of an asshole it'll be. I hope, you know, that it doesn't have the same trait that I have, that if everybody is telling me to do something, there is about 100% chance I'm not going to do it. That's just, I've been that way my entire life. It's not great. It's a pain in the ass. It's caused a lot of trouble for probably my parents and for everybody that's ever been in my life, but it has literally been that way since I was this big. Now, I have gotten a little bit more mature. I've handled things differently. Obviously, got the thing.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Because I was being told by the entire world, if it was any other time in my life and everybody on earth, especially on TV and everything, was telling me to do something, no way I would do it. I fucking go and do it because I had to for the WWE, basically, to make life feasible and for the safety of everybody. You know, I bought into that whole thing, okay? So I did that. We move on. Now I made a promise to myself, we're going back to our old ways.
Never again.
That's right.
If everybody on earth is telling you to do something, are you going to forget who you are, or are you not going to forget who you are? Are you going to fucking do it, or are you not going to do it like the old Pat? You know, the straight from the go Pat. You know, that Pat. Are you going to do that? So whenever this Top Gun thing started getting rave reviews from every fucking human in my life, okay? Every human, I seen their response to this box office, record-breaking Memorial Day weekend movie that saved the theaters probably. If everybody on earth was saying you had to go see it, old Pat would have said, I'm fucking not doing it, okay? I'm done with it. Can't do it. Don't tell me what to do, all right? That's not how this goes. I am so incredibly thankful I went and saw that
Hell
movie.
yeah.
Hey.
Hell yeah.
This thing was fucking awesome. I felt like, I felt feelings in there. And once again, Kurt Warner's movie made me do that for like the first time since Free Fucking Willy way back in the day. And John Q. Oh,
Sure.
when he flexes at the end.
At the very end.
On the street.
Yeah,
when he's
limos going to work.
Oh,
God.
It's almost making me cry. Think about it. But I started feeling feelings again in movies because after John Q, I made the decision not watching any movies that have those feelings anymore. Life is filled with that type of stuff. I would like this entertainment to make me laugh, feel good, inspire me, do whatever God do. I'll tell you what, Top Gun had me crying a little bit. Had me laughing a little bit. Had me ready to run through a fucking wall.
Yeah.
And then the story seemed to make sense all the way through it. And I am incredibly fortunate that I went and saw that movie. I'm very thankful that they made that movie. And I remember Tom Cruise, fuck you!
Hell yeah.
We're saving an industry here! Back when COVID was happening, I'm happy they got through that little awkwardness because I assume the next few days were not comfortable around that set. No. I assume there was some things said to each other that were not great on the set of that movie while it was being made, and somehow they were able to be as professional as fuck, and that movie was incredible. Congrats to Tom Cruise, who doesn't seem to age.
No.
Congrats to Miles Teller for, although he did get jumped at a Hawaiian bar or something like that on vacation after jumping off waterfalls and stuff. Rooster's a fucking badass.
Yeah.
Shout out to Rooster. Listen, the movie is definitely worth a watch. Let's go to the toxic table. Ty Schmidt, obviously, you went in there with a Tom Cruise boner.
Oh yeah.
You actually requested the Mission Impossible trailer
Had to do
before
it.
the movie.
That's right.
At the IMAX thing. We got a chance to pick the trailers, if we wanted trailers or not. Now, it was 8:30 in the morning, so not everybody's thinking as clearly as they had. That was my first time being in, I think, public at 8:30 a.m. in a long time.
Yeah.
Haven't had to do it in a long, long time. It's been pretty... It was an interesting morning. It was an interesting morning getting in there. And Neil, the man that set this up over there, we paid, by the way, we did have to pay, so it's not like Neil was gifting it to us, but Neil was a fucking incredible human being.
He was.
Made everything very easy for us. It was awesome. He goes, do you guys want the Avatar trailer, the Mission Impossible trailer, and Thor
Yeah.
and Jurassic World
Yeah.
trailer? And Ty looks at him and goes, definitely going to need Mission Impossible. Ty was walking past him. This guy was asking me a question. Ty stops with popcorn in his hand, 8:30 a.m.
Yep.
Going to need Mission Impossible. Then Ty continues to walk. So I go, all right, Mission Impossible seems to be one of those. How many trailers is this normally? He goes, probably 3 or whatever. I was like, all right, need Avatar then. Okay. And guess what? I got a good feeling the next time we're in that theater, when Avatar comes out.
That's right. Can't wait.
Okay, we have Avatar. We had Jurassic World. All right, that seemed to really tickle, a couple of the dinosaur people's feathers in there whenever we were watching it. And the Mission Impossible trailer, right into Top Gun, felt like it was really a Tom Cruise fucking celebration.
Oh yeah.
That was amazing. I'm not a big Tom Cruise guy. Okay,
You are now.
I've seen 0 Mission Impossibles. I've never seen Top Gun before. Feels like I got a lot to catch up on. What a fucking animal this guy is.
Yeah,
huh?
yeah. I mean, you said animal. Like Tom Cruise, you say what you
What
want
is
about
he?
him.
He is 5'1".
Yeah, exactly.
And he is the baddest motherfucker
Baddest
we got.
motherfucker on the planet.
I mean, Brock Lesnar would eat him. Okay,
Yeah,
that
he
needs
would.
to be said. Brock Lesnar would eat Tom Cruise. But Tom Cruise, I think Brock Lesnar would actually just rip him apart.
Break him in two.
And then potentially, he wouldn't eat him. I don't think he's cannibal. But
Cook
he
him.
could if he was to. Tom Cruise is a badass motherfucker. How about him at 60?
Yeah.
Picture perfect, knee drive,
That's
arm
right.
swing, run.
Multiple times.
In the middle of
100 miles an
Antarctica
hour.
or
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah.
Full form with a parachute on his back. How old? He's 60 years old.
59, I believe. Yeah.
And he does his face. He doesn't have like the
He has
terrible.
not aged.
He doesn't have like the terrible.
No.
He has like wrinkles and shit.
Not Botox.
But he
or
looks
anything.
very young
He
still.
does every single stunt that you see. He has never had a stuntman one time. That is all him.
That's why he's the best, because he is a certified maniac. Like, he is a psychopath.
That was fucking awesome
And
to watch. That was my introduction, basically, to Tom Cruise. Other than the Oprah jumping on the couch
Exactly.
shit.
Oh,
And when he's like this tall, it's hard for me to take this guy serious because he doesn't go his red carpets or whatever, and he's getting interviewed by people, and he's doing this, and it's like, okay, this is the baddest guy we got. This, in that movie, I want anybody else but Tom Cruise.
That's right.
Nope.
If I'm going into any type of war predicament, I would like Tom Cruise right there as my little tag team partner.
Exactly.
right.
Give me fucking Pete Maverick Mitchell. And that's why he's so good, because he is not Tom Cruise. I mean, he's part of he really thinks he's Ethan Hunt. He's really flying these planes. Like, this guy fucking commits his life. When one of his movies comes out, he commits his entire being to it, no matter what. Like Mission Impossible, he'll go fucking skydiving. He'll run up the side of the Burj Khalifa. He's a fucking maniac, but he always delivers. TC always delivers. I'm telling you, if you haven't watched the Mission Impossibles yet, those are right up your alley. Those are right up your alley.
I saw 2.5 minutes of it today.
That's right.
I think I'm ready to go.
But it was like you said. I mean, this.
But now they were trying to force him into retirement in a Mission Impossible trailer.
Yeah.
Well,
And
Tom.
is this a trend? Everything?
Kinda.
Yeah,
Kinda.
basically.
So that's the stage that he's
Yeah.
in.
Exactly.
It wasn't that's the stage it's in, but the first 6 Mission Impossibles it was.
At Ton Diggs here, your thoughts on Top Gun? We will end this thing with that Boston Connor's thoughts, who was in the back with a laptop open during the entirety of the movie. Ton Diggs.
They said people you didn't need to see the first to see this one. You didn't, but it did definitely make it better if you saw the first one because it checked every single box on what people loved about the first one. There was definitely some hidden references in there.
Goodness gracious, great balls of fire.
Matt,
Miss you, Goose.
does some things. Yes, all of it.
I don't know Goose. I don't know Goose at all.
You would have loved
Okay?
Goose.
You love Goose.
Seems like
You would have loved Goose.
Goose is a great
I think
guy.
I would have loved Goose.
Goose was very chill, very cool.
Here's one for Goose. Huh?
Yeah,
That's
thank you,
right.
Goose.
Thank you, Goose. Miss you, Goose.
The expectations were too
Your
low.
legacy lives on, Goose.
It does.
With a
Expectations
rooster.
were too low. That's like a 97 right now on Rotten Tomatoes and a 99 audience score. I mean, that should have been 100.
Okay, well, let's see. Boston Connor, your thoughts?
I couldn't agree to disagree more with Tony because I do not think it was 100%. I'm sorry, everyone loved this fucking movie. I understand. TC, absolute, he's a superstar. Him, planning the flight plans that all the actors had to go through. He actually did that. Unbelievable. And we talked about his stunts in the Mission Impossible trailer.
What, he planned his flight? What are you talking
He
about?
put them through actual Top Gun trainings. I know you have to do it.
Yeah,
Put you in the
300
cockpit.
hours.
You're doing everything. He did it all. He's flying.
Yeah.
He's a maniac.
They're
All the
flying
actors
the
had to
plane?
do.
Yeah.
Like 6 months of flight training.
Yeah. TC was
Incredible.
flying that aircraft live.
No.
He wasn't.
That was a double cockpit.
No.
With somebody else flying it with a
No.
camera on him.
That was movie magic.
Yes.
No.
That's exactly
I don't
what
know
it
if
was.
you're lying.
No,
That's
the
exactly
other
what it was.
actors absolutely they tried to. TC was like, okay.
No.
You're willing to just straight face lie.
Yeah, you're lying.
There are plenty of times where TC was in the cockpit alone, operating a fucking fighter jet. That's no
Where he
bullshit.
landed out on a fucking carrier?
Yeah.
He landed it?
Yeah.
He landed the thing in the
He
net?
lives this shit. Yes.
For the premiere, he fucking landed Apache on the fucking dock. And then,
All right, well, maybe you need to have a little bit. Maybe it is 100.
I think my problem is I love the first one so much that the second one was a little too close. I mean, don't get me wrong, the
shut
footage that
up.
they had. I know
never
this
seen
isn't
the
going to be a
first
hot
one.
take back there.
This
but
isn't
the
a hot take. No,
I mean, Nick was wearing the flight suit. I knew right away when I said
You've
that
never
shit,
seen
he
the
was gonna
first one.
hate it.
Don't disgrace everybody's ears.
Okay, but the first one was so good. I also love Goose. The
have you
second
never
one-
seen the first one?
I've seen the first one. Nick,
so
Nick
he-
is just
he
saying
has.
shit. He's
Blatantly
pissed.
lying.
Yeah, they're just mad. But it was great. And the footage that they have obviously is much better than what the first one had. But so I'm sorry. I like the original. I thought the second one was still a good movie. And 97% on Rotten Tomatoes is unheard of, and I do not know if it deserves that. Definitely in the 90s.
Well, it's just a follow up. I love that movie.
Great movie.
Incredible.
I mean, I think, maybe Connor, you're not mature enough yet to really enjoy
could
that.
be.
Look.
You know what I mean?
I don't think that's what it was. I mean, shit, I texted Foxy halfway through the
Oh,
movie,
my
like, is
God.
this movie actually what everyone's
Okay,
talking
so,
about?
Quick follow up. If it wasn't for the last hour 15 minutes, I have a vastly different feeling about this movie.
Hour 15.
Because there's some amateur lines early
Oh.
where I'm like, all right, I think Adam Sandler could have wrote this thus far.
those were all
A couple of the
throwbacks.
lines. All those, okay, yeah, because I didn't watch that. But I'll tell you what, when it starts getting into the getting in,
Yeah.
it does not let off the throttle.
It doesn't.
It just goes.
The dogfighting's unbelievable.
Yeah, the last half
Not just
hour.
the dog fighting. The
I know.
training is
Yeah.
fucking absurd too. I mean,
Yeah.
the whole thing.
I mean, you can't. But the last 30 minutes too.
Yes.
Like it was. I mean, it's Top Gun and Mission Impossible mixed together.
The last 30 saved it.
Saved it.
Completely.
See, these two young bucks, they don't appreciate the training and the build up of the
You
film.
know how
the
hard
first
it
two
takes
acts.
to get to that point?
Okay, by the way, anyone that tells you that you have to or you don't have to see the first one, that's a lie. Because there's a lot of references that I
Sam.
had no fucking
My
idea.
wife was giving me a lot of heads up on a lot of things.
But yeah, the first hour, I'm like, I'm
What's
going to
that?
have to be a hater. I'm going to have to walk into this studio, and I'm going to have to be a hater. And then I get a text from Connor. Does this movie stink? I'm like,
Just a
"Thank
question.
I
God,
almost sent
Connor."
a text as well. I had to go to the bathroom a couple different times, so there was a couple times for me to kind of clear my thoughts after
Right.
taking in the chapter that I had just watched. First two bathroom, like the only two times I went to the bathroom, movie had not started yet.
Yeah, but it was an
That's
hour
two
in.
pisses.
Yeah.
So there was a lot of that.
Yeah.
I think out of a lot of people that maybe hadn't seen the first one that didn't have the nostalgia or the connection with the characters or everything. Like I was going in there cold. I got no connections. But I did know TC. What are you chasing this lady for, dude? You're fucking Tom Cruise.
Come on, Mav.
You know what I mean? Like, what are you
That's Pete
fucking
Mitchell.
doing, dude?
That's Pete Mitchell. That's what he does. They had to do that.
Who cares? Go fucking plug in the jukebox. Turn something on. You're Tom fucking Cruise. That was tough for me to get. But my wife told me that's a little bit of, I guess, a throwback there.
He's also, he's struggling with everything. You need that first. I mean, it really is that. It's like the nostalgia of like, wow, you're watching a Top Gun sequel. Kind of
he's
carries
back
you
on the bike
exactly,
for a
grinning
couple
ear to
scenes.
ear when he comes. When he's driving down, he's watching the planes take off. Like it's just like a lot of that shit's cool. But you're right. Once you get into like this portion of the movie and not just like the nostalgia of watching it, it just does not let off the throttle.
It's unbelievable. I guess I have to watch the first one so I can understand the first hour and a half of that movie.
A 6-minute ovation at the Cannes Film
Well,
Festival.
they all seen the first one, dude. So that first hour and a half where you and me were and Foxy weren't.
I saw the first one. I'm just saying. It's just the
It won the
last.
Balloon d'Or, dude.
Do you know how hard it is to make a good sequel 30 years later?
Well, there's a lot of people that have tried.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go back into the old bread basket. Let's go back into the well. Let's try to tap into the magic that we had whenever
just
we
doesn't
had
happen.
when we had creative juice. Back when we had it. Let's go ahead and reinvigorate that. Let's reimagine that because that idea was loved by everybody. If we just kind of dress it up a little bit, it'll be beloved again. And that technique has failed in the movie industry
many a time.
Time and time and time
Yeah.
again. Sounds like it did not fail this time.
No.
If that was a first movie, like I guess Mission Impossible is, it's the first one. Is this the first
no,
Mission
it's-
Impossible?
Oh, no, it was like number 9.
That's not what the trailer told me. They said
no,
it was the fucking first
part
one.
Finale part 1. It's
Part
a
one of Death
two-part,
Recon.
two-part story.
Oh, so he's already telling you, hey, there's
Oh, yeah.
another.
Hey, guess what?
There's
We got
another
another one
$1 billion movie coming.
yeah, I'm going to space in that one.
What a good marketing ploy. Whatever it is, DC genius in this
Yeah.
entire thing.
Oh, yeah.
In that trailer too, he actually does ride that motor bike or whatever the hell it is off that cliff, and he pulls to shoot himself. That's actually real. He does do that stuff.
That was
Psycho.
sick, by the way.
Yeah,
How
unbelievable.
awesome was that?
Yeah. Oh yeah, it was incredible. I almost got up and left after that. I was like, I don't even need to watch Top Gun. I just that's all I need right
I'm
there.
happy you stayed.
Yeah.
Aren't
me,
you?
Me too.
Yeah.
I'm ecstatic that I stayed.
Little double climax situation for you before 11 a.m.
I know, unbelievable. How many times you get? I mean,
That
does
was
that
awesome.
happen? It doesn't happen very often.
Best
You
day
know
of my
what?
life.
So Mission Impossibles, any of them still hold up?
Oh yeah. I love Mission Impossible.
Yeah, they're awesome.
Love Mission.
Probably
Impossible.
watching those through these dog days of summer,
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah, you
Me
should.
and Tom Cruise getting through the summer together.
The last 4 or 5 of those, woo-hoo-hoo, top tier.
This has been Movie Reviews with Pat McAfee Show.
Very enjoyable.
Hell yeah.
Here on Top Gun was real good.
Yeah.
Wednesday, June 1st, 2022. Let's get into sports. I'm happy we did that.
Yeah, that was fun.
Thank you.
Thank
for
you.
that.
Yeah,
Thank
that was
you,
sweet.
thank you, Neil, by the way, in the Indiana State Museum.
Thank you, Neil.
Museum.
It's not good that I found out the exact price of that and how we go about doing that. That doesn't seem like a good move.
I did.
CFO Phil's out there pissed. He tried not to enjoy the movie. He was hoping everybody would think it was terrible, so we don't have to do it. Probably every single big movie that comes out, we will be doing this. It's the best way to watch a movie I've ever seen. That fucking theater was the size of the screen was the size of a fucking building.
Yeah,
and then it was
massive.
wrapped around. It was very nice.
It was, and the
Christ.
seats have been updated since I was in there last. Like I'll tell you what, I was expecting something much different going in.
What's that, Nick? You just gave a G.
I just found out the price.
Yeah.
We were told something much different up front.
Zito told us, much different.
Well, no, that's an 80-seater.
No, Zito also said that was a 60-seater yesterday. So I think, then an 80-seater, then a 100-seater. I mean, who
Well,
knows?
there is a
The
difference
one
from
we
100.
got was
A lot of seats.
Big one.
Oh no! Are you no?
But I also don't think that they could put a 60-seater in front of that theater.
No,
in front
way.
of that
No,
screen.
No.
And Tom Cruise did tell us in the
Have
preview,
to.
in the trailer, like, watch this on the biggest screen possible.
Yeah.
This is the biggest one in the state.
That's right.
It's actually the biggest screen in the entire state we just
Tell
watched.
you what,
right.
it felt like we were in the box.
6 stories high.
It was pretty sweet, man.
Yeah, it was. Avatar is going to be unbelievable on that thing.
Oh, my God, when Jacob Sully's fucking swimming
Well, Ty
around.
said that trailer sucked. So.
Yeah, I did, but that was just because it wasn't Mission Impossible. And at that point, you're just really waiting to
Juiced
get to
up.
that. Yeah, exactly. I'd
Yeah,
had
you-
enough Avatar for the moment.
You had spoke kind of out of line about Jacob Sully.
yeah,
little bit.
had to.
A little bit.
I don't think I fully understand what they went with Avatar. I've been waiting 20 years for this one.
That's what I'm saying. That trailer stunk.
I thought it was
did.
good.
I mean, it was cool because it's the
Choppers,
big-
same choppers.
it
Same
is.
choppers.
Where's
They
the
had
innovation?
Same choppers.
Those are good choppers.
So what happened? Jacob Sully gets there and they just have no more innovation?
Well, they don't build that type of stuff because they're avatars. They don't use. They fly their birds.
The humans were the ones that brought
Yeah.
over the new choppers, pal.
but
Yeah,
And then they
humans-
kicked them
humans
all
were
back.
defeated. Humans were defeated. They can't.
That's what I mean.
but they're back, obviously.
They're back.
They're
Yeah,
back as avatars.
They weren't bringing engineers. They were bringing soldiers to take down that goddamn tree. That's what they were doing. These soldiers don't know how to build new
yeah, the
planes.
soldiers aren't the ones building the fucking tanks they're in right now either, I don't think. Well, some of them are, no offense. You are soldiers if you're building things. That's a different
Right.
department. But the engineers must have just let down everybody that's going over to fight the avatars. The same exact technology they had the last time they lost. Seems like a bad
Yeah, but
decision.
Sully was flying a flying dolphin creature. Okay.
No, that's his bird.
Yeah.
no,
his
dude,
OG
snot
bird.
was different.
No, yeah, they gave him. It's a fucking. He went to the store, picked up a fucking
Dolphin snot.
Yeah, snot, and just went in there. It's a bird still though. It's still a bird.
There aren't new choppers. I don't think this is Avatar versus human Avatar 2. I think this is a much different Avatar versus Avatar type of movie.
Okay. Well, I think you're maybe a mark right now.
I don't know. I don't know.
I think.
You'll see.
Kind of marking
You'll
out a
see.
little bit.
Tribes,
Certainly humans.
tribes weren't ever, united until that last movie. You don't think there was a few tribes out
they
there?
took the human stuff and said, we're going in.
Bingo.
Join us now. Maybe. Hey.
I'm
maybe.
just saying.
Maybe.
They can't run it back with humans versus avatars because they kicked them out off their planet.
So you're saying this was just the stuff that was left around that other tribes are picking up to take down Jacob Sully and the team?
Yes.
Maybe. Sorry for calling you a marker.
I still very possible.
Join us now.
Maybe.
I don't know. We've only seen the 2-minute trailer.
Man,
The one that we saw on the internet was better than the one we saw on the IMAX.
It was.
It was the same one. Both 59
No, I think they were a
seconds.
little different, wasn't it?
No, I don't think so.
Same exact one?
Yeah, because I saw it before.
I thought I saw more shit in the one on the internet
Me
than the
too.
one I saw in this one. I might have been.
Bigger screen, so it probably looks like more on your
Lost some
phone.
stuff.
Yeah, waiting for
What's
the
happening
Mission
in the top
Impossible
right
trailer.
corner I wasn't seeing. Well, that was you for sure.
Yeah.
Let's get to the show. Today's show is called Two Rappaports and a Wide. That's right. We have Ian Rappaport joining us in a moment. Dan Rappaport, who is a PGA Tour insider for Golf Digest. He'll talk to us about what's going on with Dustin Johnson and the boys heading over to Live. And then JJ Wide at 2:05 to chit-chat about the match this evening. He has the pre-match show, and then he'll be an analyst during the golf thing. Can't wait to chat with JJ Watt, not only about the match, but also what's going on in his life. Joining us now, ladies and gentlemen, a man who knows the insides and the outsides of the NFL because he's senior NFL insider for the NFL and NFL Network. Ladies and gentlemen, Ian Rappaport. Rapp, so, hey, how was the golf game this morning, pal? You had to tee off, 7:30 a.m.?
Teed off at about 8:30, played real fast. It was going bad, and then I birdied 18, and life is good. So it's amazing how much better that makes your day, so I'm ready to roll.
Yeah, just walking off the course with a big-time putt, I'd assume. Is that what it is, or is it an approach shot? Yeah.
No, it nailed like a 25-footer, looked around to see who was watching, nobody. So I was like, all right, grabbed the ball, shook some hands, walked off. That was it. It was great, though.
Well, nobody was around. You shook some hands.
Well, no, I mean, there was no, you make a big putt. You'd like people kind of there's a putting green around and there's people teeing off. So you'd like people to be like, great, but there was no one. So that was it.
That's unbelievable. So you played 18 holes this morning by yourself?
No, I played with another guy. He bailed like 2 holes with 2 holes to go.
So you had to
And
finish
then
it
there
up.
was some other people kind of around, but no one reacted was my main point. But yes, we played fast. It was great.
Cart, walk.
Walking
Wow.
fast, like a ballin'.
Good for you.
Shit, Rap. I got mad respect for that, man. That's you have to be a better golfer than we all assume you are to walk and get through quickly because if you're a bad golfer, those walks are a lot longer than those golf carts.
There were a couple of those. The main thing is I don't mind taking a cart, and there's some courses I play where I do it, but where I play now, everyone walks, including like the old dudes who always play at like 7:30 in the morning on the weekday, and I can't roll up in a cart when they're all walking or walking with a push cart, so I got to carry too. So.
You could, but I respect it. I appreciate it, and I love your commitment to golf. Feels like you do love the golf.
I love the golf. Yes, I like watching it. I like playing it. It is like I will force myself to get out there real early, like 7:03 last Saturday. Saturday morning, just because once you get out there, it's just the greatest.
It is.
This
by
time
the
of
way.
year, it's golf season,
All right, well, we're going to talk golf with another Rappaport next hour. Dan Rappaport. Do you know him, his family?
Not family. I feel like we should get to know each other since we, of course, have the same name. He seems like he's got a great job and probably has a lot of fun doing it, but I've never actually met him.
Well, I just got in my ear that the names are spelled differently. So,
Shit.
so you're nowhere near the same. That's kind of
Not
fun.
relatives.
Sounds the same, though. Maybe somebody just lost in translation. maybe.
Driven an Ellis Island thing.
Yeah, there's come over on the boat. Right, yep.
Where are you from? Deutschland. Germany. Okay, cool.
Get out of
There
here.
it is.
That happened. That happened over there as well. I'd assume some names could potentially be spelled wrong throughout that whole process. We made some mistakes. We are trying to get better. Let's move on. In the NFL, Aaron Donald talking about, him being at peace. If he was to be done with football, he went into the NFL thinking he wants 8 years to play. He's got there. He's got a Super Bowl now. That feeling wants him to run it back. On the I Am Athlete podcast, he said he'd be at peace if they can't figure out the contract situation. They're going to have to pay him, right? I mean, they're going to have to figure that out. There's no way anybody wants Aaron Donald just to walk away, let alone as an NFL fan, but the LA Rams organization as well, right? And when do you expect that to be finished?
Yeah, I mean, generally big deals happen in the summer. So, we're kind of getting to that wheelhouse of now when people are starting to peek into the calendar and be like, all right, summer's about to happen. should we try to wrap this up? Should we push it to training camp? There's a window here where some deals can get done. It's always about deadlines, and if the Rams decide that, this is a deadline, then maybe it gets done. Here's my thing about it. Like, I don't want Aaron Donald to retire. He is an awesome football player, probably made the best play of, I guess, maybe the whole season this year, essentially winning at least sealing the Super Bowl for the Rams. He is an awesome player. I don't want him to retire because I like watching him. The Rams don't want him to retire. I know they would like to pay him to a certain point. But here's my thing. I have learned in my esteemed wisdom or whatever that when a player starts talking about retirement, I shouldn't shrug it off because he's 30. He is maybe the greatest at his position to ever play. He's got a ring. He's made $100 million. If he walked away now, I would kind of understand. So, I don't want him to, but I don't think it's like nonsense / contract leverage.
Well, and by the way, they're going to have to pay him. That's good contract leverage regardless, because there's some, hey, this is actual value, and then, hey, this is what it's going to take to get this done. And Aaron Donald saying, hey, this is what it's going to take, I think, to get me back and get me fully committed to football again and to going into double teams every single week and the amount of work I got to do with the $100 million, with the ring. He's represented by Dahn Sports. Let's go. Do you know anything about that? Is that Kanye directly, or did they buy up some agencies like people have done in the past? How's Dahn Sports working, you think?
I am still trying to figure out what that is. It may be a marketing thing, not an on-field thing, because I know, Aaron Donald's represented by Athletes First, I believe, so he's got an on-field representation. I don't believe that's changed. So I think it could be a marketing thing. They've got some nice photos. I mean, there's Donald there looking like a baller, and they just brought in someone else too. I can't remember who.
Jaylen Brown. Yeah, it's all off-field stuff is what was just told to me in the ear. So I guess that has nothing to do with it. But
wait, is someone actually in your ear? I thought you were joking all this time.
No, Zito's in my ear. Yeah, Zito.
Wow. What's up? All right.
That guy. That guy's in my ear, yeah. Pretty good. He'll drop in a little stat or factoid every once in a while, or correct something that has come out of my mouth and say, hey, probably need to fix this. It seems like you are wrong on this, which is all welcomed in my ear.
I need that in life.
I can't talk back to him, though. So that's a problem. That's something we got to get fixed for the next studio that we don't currently have at this studio, because he'll say something and I'll hear him. I will hear him, but I won't acknowledge it. So Zito, guess what? He's coming in again. I'm like, I want to just be able to gotcha. Thank you, Zito. Because
you can just be like he can see you, right? Just be like.
Yeah, but I'm on camera most of the time. Most of this is happening while I'm talking or while something's happening or we're in the middle of transitioning. Some things too. I respect Zito's, he's so courteous. I see him waiting to come into my ear with waiting to drop into my ear with something, and he's waiting for a sentence that I'm speaking to stop, and then I'll jump right back in and he'll sit back and, oh my God, here we go. And then he's getting a good read on, and then he comes in hey, this just happened into blah, blah, blah. I'm like, thank you, Zito. Zito, you're incredible what you do, pal. We need a two-way street of communication in the next studio. I hope that'll come into Thunderdome, which is just 60 some days away. That's awesome.
There we go.
Wait, how much?
60 days away, 60 some days away, the Thunderdome. Hey, it is obnoxiously large.
Wait, so if I go to Colts training camp in early August, it won't be done yet, or it will be?
Yeah, I think so.
First couple weeks, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, are you going first week of camp or second week of camp?
I mean, if I get to check out the new digs, I may fiddle with the schedule a little bit.
Second week.
Second? Okay.
No, you're going to come whenever the Lions are here. Yeah, you're going to come when Hard Knocks is here for sure, so you can get your little.
I think that is second week.
Oh, second week. So that'll be perfect for you. MCDC.
I'm not going to lie. When I do make cameos on Hard Knocks, it is a great moment, and I assume for them it's great. Great too. They've never said anything, but that is always a lot of fun.
I'm sure NFL Films is very thankful for you, stopping by the Hard Knocks camp. Diggs has an update. It is the second week, I believe.
I think it's later. Lions at Colts is not till August 20th is the preseason game, and they normally lead up to it, right?
Boom! So come in the middle of August. Well, you can't. What's that all about? You're busy? Hard Knocks is here.
Thunder here. I do my tours early on in camp.
Whatever, dude.
But I'll come by. If you'll open the doors for me, I'll come by.
I mean, you're not invited. Not invited. Let's move on. You're not invited. Case closed. Sometime,
there.
but not in August.
Not in August.
Not in August. You can't be there before the place opens. Why do you get a sneak peek? Oh, because he's an insider.
Soft open. No, it's a soft open.
Soft. Okay, for Rappaport. We'll have a soft open for senior NFL insider Ian Rappaport. Take your photos, do your whole thing, so whenever it actually opens, you could say, I was in there 2 weeks ago, and this is what I saw, and this is how far they've come. I would like you to report, though, that I don't know if it's our electrician or I try to stay out of this because I think I would get upset with a lot of things that are going on because budgets and the way things are quoted. And then, we got to add this on and this on and this on. So CFO Phil and old Tim have been doing a fantastic job with that.
Good job, boys.
Somebody just cut the cord, though, to our fucking place.
What?
Setting something up. How's that happen?
Excuse me?
Yeah, that sets back a little bit. I had to do a whole new thing. Yeah, somebody accidentally cut the cord to the entire thing. It's like, how? What are we doing? Are we all on the same page here? Is this sabotage early in the contracting? I don't know, Ian, is what I'm saying. So middle of August, you come on by. It'll be done. The cord will be back, hopefully. That's what we're hoping for.
I like this. I like how you keep a level head with this and don't get involved in the minutia.
Bingo. Yeah, because if I do, it just every day I'll wake up like, how are they fucking us today? But they're not. It's supply demand. I don't understand the entire process, I guess. Anyways, it's coming, okay? How about new contracts? You said summer's normally time for big contract. Kyler Murray deal, obviously something people are going to continue to talk about. Albert Breer followed up, though. Quentin Nelson, Minkah Fitzpatrick, Derwin James, and many other big-name players are either coming into their last year of their contracts or are up for contracts. When are we going to see any movement? Do you expect that? Do you not expect that with anybody?
Yeah, I would say all those three you mentioned, Quentin, Minkah, and Derwin James, are all potential contract extension guys, and I would say for their teams that is very, very firmly on the radar. Do they get it done? I don't know. They don't always, right? Especially for Quentin Nelson's deal. I mean, he is. I don't need to tell you, he is awesome.
Yes,
and he is also the kind of guy as a guard that might get paid like a not guard. Right, he's so good that he might get paid like maybe among the top offensive linemen, not just talking about guards. So that might be a deal that takes a while to get done. If it gets done, he obviously deserves it. I think Derwin's similar too. He's a safety, but he's obviously a lot more. Minkah kind of similar. So I think all those three could potentially get deals. It's just those feel to me like maybe early training camp type situations. I think with the Steelers and Minkah, they generally, they don't negotiate during the season at all.
We don't. So that was under the old regime.
No, still though.
Do we know that?
We do.
100%.
Omar Khan. Wow, that's crazy. It is crazy that the Steelers have a new GM. It has been 20 years. New regime, same method as the old regime.
Okay.
No negotiations during the season, so those usually happen kind of the week before or so.
Okay, and Kyler Murray, is that already happening? We talked to Steve Keim, what was that, 2 weeks ago?
Wow,
last week.
He seemed pretty confident.
He did, right? And he gave a timeline even. He said, hey, July to August. Is that what you're expecting and what you're hearing as well?
Yeah, I mean, there's going to be usually a little push right before training camp because, if you're Kyler, obviously he's going to show up. They always show up because you don't want to mess with your guaranteed money. But if it's not done, let's say by the start of training camp, does he participate? Does he risk injury? Does he sort of sit in and say, I'm going to protect myself until a deal's done? All that gets on the table, and nobody likes that.
What's that number looking like, Ian, you think, for him?
It's going to be in the 40s. And the quarterback market is actually pretty well defined, right? So you got Rodgers at 50 on an extension. You got Deshaun at 46, but it's a new deal. So depending on your metric, those guys are either, one of those guys is the highest paid, whether you consider the extension or just the overall deal for.
Well, it depends on how you report it, Ian, yeah.
Well,
Yeah, if you need to change your ways one particular day.
Both have a claim.
Yeah, of course. And then Stafford just signed, right? What did Stafford sign for?
Stafford got, I believe, if I remember correctly, 43 over the first three. So that's kind of what his deal is. So it's basically averages 43 on the extension. You have Dak at 40. He's going to be above that. So that's like a pretty good. There's another that I'm missing, but that's a pretty good barometer.
Well, Mahomes is at 50 a year, and he signed a 10-year deal worth $500 million. Is that not what happened?
His 40, if I remember correctly, 40 for the first 5, 50 for the next 5. So it averages 45.
Oh, so it wasn't $500 million.
It's a hard deal to sort of equate and figure out.
These guys lie. Why do you guys lie about the money all the time?
What the hell?
Why do you guys do that? Why do you guys lie
don't
about the
lie.
money? The
It just
initial
depends
report,
on how you look at it.
10 years, $500 million is what was being talked about for Patrick Mahomes, right? Wasn't that what it was?
true.
50.
That's true. It's 453, I think, is the overall number, which is
47 million less than 500 million.
yeah, that's right.
You are the best, dude. Okay, you are the best. Now, is the guaranteed money a thing because of the Deshaun Watson deal, right? I feel like a lot of people got upset with the Browns because they gave $230 million guaranteed. I don't remember if it was reported lines out of the meeting or suggested lines from the Bengals and the Ravens, who have to pay Joey Burrow and Lamar, and they were like, excuse me, why'd you guys do this with quarterback with this much guaranteed money? I don't know if that was a meme that I read or actuality. There's a lot of people that are pissed about that and setting a new tone. Is that what Kyler's expecting and what quarterbacks are expecting going forward, or you don't think so?
That's going to be the battle. And I think Kyler is really a perfect test case because, if you're the Cardinals, you could probably maybe even get a little bit of a lower overall number with a much, much, much higher full guarantee, right? Like if the Cardinals wanted to fully guarantee the deal, maybe he would accept a little less on the overall, like the yearly average, to get fully guaranteed. So if you're the Cardinals and he is going to be your quarterback, you might want to do it. If you're Kyler, like, would you like that? Probably, but you may also say, you know what? I believe in myself. I'm going to be fine. I'm going to take the higher overall number. But that's the first major quarterback test case to see if Deshaun Watson set a precedent or if it was more like the Kirk Cousins deal, which was fully guaranteed. When was that? 5 years? Whenever he was a free agent. I think it was 5 years ago.
Yeah.
And it sort of didn't really – it was a great deal for him, but didn't move the needle as far as other quarterbacks.
So is that why Lamar's picking and choosing and waiting?
I think that Lamar is picking and choosing and waiting because he would like to be what Kirk Cousins has been. Like if he plays out this year and plays well, and last year was kind of like an okay year for him, and he still had some amazing moments. Like if he stays healthy this year.
Injuries. It was a bad, that was a bad year last year for Lamar.
Yeah,
the whole his stats and everything are still going to be great. He's Lamar fucking Jackson. But there was like a COVID out the gate. I think, right?
And both running backs.
And there was a couple illnesses along the way too, and then an ankle thing which didn't heal great. But it's fine now. But probably took a little longer than they thought during the season. But if he plays it out and continues to play well, let's say they make the playoffs and do well as they've done, he's looking at an unbelievably massive number when he's a free agent.
Let's go.
3 years from now.
Oh, because the two franchise tags back to back, you're saying?
5th-year option, franchise tag.
Jesus.
That kind of...
Could he be 60? We're talking 60 million. Like, what could that be, though?
That's a lot of money. The franchise tag grows too, right? Each year it would bump up in the second year that you get it. What does it bump up? 15%, 20%? What is it?
It's 110%, I think it is.
Yeah,
so
10% bump.
And the top five will be north of 40 if Kyler gets paid more than 40. Because Josh Allen and Aaron Rodgers and Stafford and Dak right now
are all over 40. Top five, the average of that would probably be about 45 million.
Yeah.
So that'll be the first one. Will be 45. No, at this point, it'll probably be a little bit higher, probably 47.
Yeah, because Herbert and them might get a deal.
Joey Burrow might get another deal.
Burrow, Herbert, yeah.
Burrow.
There are some young quarterbacks who are going to make a lot of money. Like, that is...
They deserve it, but we can. Everybody's going to be making a lot of money. I think as the salary cap goes up, but the quarterback market's only going to continue to grow, especially for guys that are good. But if we start doing the math here, he's gambling that he's going to get at least $100 million over the next 3 years, right? I don't know what his contract is for next year, but then 47, and it'll bump 10%, so that's 51 for the next year or whatever. So that's 100 and probably 15 million he's betting over the next 3 years.
Something like that, yeah. Which, let's say he loses, which he's not going to become bad. Injury would be the only thing, which hopefully that doesn't happen, but he's not going to become bad. So even if he just gambles with that, that's, you end up with 100 million, he's still doing okay. But, that he's never publicly said this, but this has always been my feel that he wants the absolute big record-setting payday, and this is the way to do it.
Go. Yeah, it is. Yeah. If he balls for another 3 years and earns $115 million and he's an unrestricted free agent and he's Lamar Jackson, Oh, you got Tepper in there right now, Carolina. Imagine what Tepper would fucking pay if Lamar Jackson was a free agent to come save the Panthers franchise.
Yeah.
Let alone a new owner that's going to be somewhere else or something. I mean, so he's like, I'm just going to get this 100 and some mil, and then we are going to go for 400 million guaranteed. Let's go, Lamar. Hey, good luck out there.
Here we go, Lamar.
Good luck out there. We're pulling for you, Ty. Your question for Mr. Rappaport.
Rap sheet, does what happens with Aaron Donald have any bearing on OBJ, or is it already kind of a foregone conclusion that he's not going to be a Ram next year? And have you heard of his like injury prognosis here, or any teams that are potentially interested in him?
I don't think the money. We'll see what Odell can get. He's such an interesting case because he's probably not going to play. I would say first several games, might be half the season. The timing of the injury was so bad for a guy that looked like he was like probably playing as well as he'd played maybe since his like first or second year with the Giants. Like he was playing great. The timing was terrible. So I don't know that the money he's going to command the first year would matter that much. Like I don't think let's say Aaron Donald gets a deal, and I think Cooper Kupp, another potential contract extension guy, maybe that happens. But it's not like Odell is going to be getting $15 million in year one, I don't think, because he's probably not going to play for a little bit. So, like, for him, it'd be more the second and third year money. So I don't think the Donald contract would affect him. And I do think him being with the Rams is still a possibility. They liked everything they saw last year, and he liked them too.
Follow up. How about Ndamukong Suh?
Yeah, Suh, the Bucks kind of moving on from Sue and signing Akeem Hicks yesterday was, I would say, like a little bit surprising.
We were surprised.
Yeah.
We were surprised. Will they bring Ndamukong Suh back still, you think, with that or no?
I don't think he's going back to the Bucks.
Back to the Rams then?
Maybe, but I don't think so. Because remember, if they're spending a lot on Donald, you spend a lot at that position. Some people say, you know what? We've allocated enough money to this position. There's some other teams interested, but obviously, like,
Colts?
That was a blow for. He's not coming to the Colts. No, actually, I don't know. He might. I don't know.
Ooh.
Whoa. So that means you know a couple of places he's going to go if you shot down the Colts that much. What are some teams?
I've heard Raiders would be one of those teams potentially. But the problem is he's 35, and he has done one-year deals every time, and he believes very strongly in his value, like very strongly. So does he get the money he wants, or does he say, all right, at 35, I've made, God, I don't even know how much he's made, so much.
That Dolphins deal. I just look back for Gumpy. He's not there. We miss you, Gump.
Miss you, Gump.
Miss you, Gumpy. But, yeah, that Dolphins deal, I remember, was groundbreaking, right? I mean, it was huge. $100 million deal or something like that.
Yep.
Yeah.
It was like the
Hainsworth?
Yeah, Albert Hainsworth deal with
I can't
Washington.
remember what the. Do you remember what the? I can't remember what the actual numbers.
Well, that's because you guys never reported them.
Yeah.
Wow, no.
Yeah, well.
Very specifically. That was a free agent. That was probably the biggest free agent deal we'd seen in a while.
Guaranteed too, I think, right? Because everybody, maybe not. I don't know.
It was a lot guaranteed. I know that.
$60 million guaranteed or something like that is what Zito just dropped in my ear. And Warren Buffett's like his advisor or something like that. $114 million overall,
Yes.
$60 million guaranteed. Warren Buffett's like his advisor. He's looking to become a billionaire, like business, super into stocks, I think, and the whole business side of things. He has a bunch of stores.
He's like
Marshawn
Lynch. Like, he surrounded himself with a bunch of like top-notch investor hedge fund dudes. So like after football, he will probably be fine.
Well, congrats to the Donkey.
Boy.
Come play for the Colts. Don't go to the Raiders. Too many people go to the Raiders. Go ahead, Connor.
Yeah, Rapshi, is there any update on the Dan Snyder front? And also, if they're building a new stadium, will the price of that franchise, if he does have to sell it, be less because the new owner would have to pay for the new stadium? Or would it be more because they're upgrading like their entire facility?
Excellent question. I would think if they build a new stadium, first of all, I don't know that Dan Snyder is going to sell, but let's just, based on the question, let's just assume that at some point is the case. I think it'd be more valuable because you would buy the land and the stadium. So if you were an NFL owner and you own all of it, that is extremely lucrative. Like the teams that have that set up, and that's why, I think with the Bears, remember they bought some land in Arlington Heights, I think it is. That makes the franchise more valuable because you put a stadium there, theoretically, and then you can develop the land like an outdoor mall or a concert something, condos, whatever it is.
Patriot Place, casino, whole thing.
Mm-hmm. I mean, we're talking real money. Not that it's not real money, but talking real money.
400 billion.
I mean, ridiculous. There is a update on Dan Snyder. So coming from Congress today,
Boom.
they requested Roger Goodell and Dan Snyder sit with them and answer questions. I believe the hearing is June 22nd. This right here. And the NFL responded by saying that. So basically, the sort of missive from Congress was the NFL has blocked everything and has not cooperated. Dan Snyder has blocked everything and not cooperated. We must talk to both of them. The NFL responded with this, saying that we've actually cooperated and we'll respond when we do, but we've also turned over almost 500,000 documents, we'll say.
I mean, you just throw around that half.
Yeah, well, you know, it's
460,000.
similar to the Mahomes deal.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm referring to. Yeah.
Right. So what they want is the Beth Wilkinson document that came from the NFL's investigation into workplace practices with the Commanders. It seems the document was never made and doesn't exist. So what Congress wants is to find out everything they can about that situation, and they're also looking into the finances. Remember a couple weeks ago there was news about a potential ticket scheme, looking into that as well. So they want Goodell and Snyder to sit with them and answer questions, which I assume would be under oath. And we'll see, we'll see what they decide. But that could be some high drama on June 22nd.
Okay, so Snyder and Goodell are going to have to answer questions. Goodell, by the way, I know they're politicians. Good luck.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Goodell is a master deflector.
Yeah.
One of the greatest. Would be able to take any of their jobs if he wanted to, just strictly because of how he can speak, the amount of money he has to fund himself, and everything like that. Dan Snyder, though, from what we have heard, not going to perform well at this, right?
Put some pressure on that guy.
This is not going to go great. It's going to be a fifth, I assume, pled a lot.
Wamsgams-like performance.
That's what I'm wondering. That's what I'm wondering. But you compound that with the Gruden NFL thing going on. This is, are we looking at potentially the last couple of months here of Roger Goodell's reign as the commissioner of the NFL with how public this could all potentially get?
I don't think so. It sounded like there was some reports coming out of the owners' meeting or the spring meeting. There you go. 2 weeks ago, that some owners are looking at potentially extending him. So we'll see if that happens. But I don't believe this would have a negative effect on him. Depending on what Congress finds, it might have a negative effect on Dan Snyder. Very possible. The Las Vegas Raiders are so interesting because on field they look good. They look like they are going to be maybe very good. Off the field in the front office, it's been the opposite. And we're not talking like GM. We're talking like a couple team presidents, allegations against Mark Davis and the organization. The NFL is going to look into it, so we'll see what comes of that.
Yeah, and if that goes public, I mean, I'd be intrigued to hear what all is going to come out through discovery, if that's potentially a thing. 460,000 emails is a lot of emails that they said they've turned over to them, but wasn't it 650,000 or something was the reported number at the beginning of that? This could all be a very loud offseason for the NFL. I'm sure they can't wait for fucking Rams-Bills.
Yeah.
Let's just get to Rams-Bills, please. I'm excited to see what takes place. But when you're at the top of the mountain, Ian, there's always going to be this type of situation. Tone Diggs has no question for you. I think that's because you've already answered everything you could potentially answer for us, aside from one thing. And this will be the last one we have to let you go on. And we thank you for joining us on this incredible Wednesday where you're probably going to try to get 27 holes in. Wow. No, we still be stewards of the game around here.
Always.
Champions of stewarding the game around here. Deshaun Watson, a 23rd, and I think Florida is reporting a 24th on the way. The NFL said they've concluded their investigation like 2 weeks ago. This all seems to only be growing, right? This isn't slowing down. What are you expecting from that? Because I think at one point the thought was that Deshaun Watson's penalty from the NFL would come like maybe last week or this week. Now with more accusations coming, is that only, this is probably going to last a few years, right? If he's going to court with 24 people?
Well, first of all, this is why the NFL really takes its time, and everybody wants a decision like yesterday. But there's a couple of things that we've learned from the 23rd and we'll see maybe 24th allegation, and Rusty Hardin, Deshaun's lawyer, came out extremely strongly against this, the 23rd, as you would expect. This is why the NFL takes its time, because what it doesn't want is to issue a ruling and then have more come out. So I would assume, I believe that they will look at this 23rd like they've looked at the rest of them, see if there is something new, take a look at the veracity, and examine it before making any sort of decision. The other thing is, you're going to see, and this obviously happens every time there's a big disciplinary matter, people say that they think the suspension will be X games, whatever it is. Nobody knows. And, like, that's okay, because we don't know. Deshaun's people doesn't know. The Browns don't know. And I'm not even sure. I don't believe that Roger Goodell or the third-party arbitrator knows either, because they don't even know 100% what they're looking at. So the hope would be to have something decided before training camp. I believe that is probably going to happen, but we'll see if this 23rd kind of delays things a bit.
Okay, so you still believe that there will be some sort of suspension handed out before training camp begins?
I believe there'll be some sort of disciplinary ruling before training
Final?
camp.
Is there like a double jeopardy potentially with this with the NFL, or is that the final ruling, you think, from the NFL?
What they will say, I believe, is what they've said in the past, which is, we issue this ruling, we reserve the right, if there's more, to add to it or come back and alter it. But the ruling will, I feel, very final and probably will be.
Very serious allegations. We will all watch along as we hope justice is served.
Yep.
Whichever way, justice shall be rightfully served. That's a lot of allegations.
A lot of them.
Tons.
All right, anyways, get back to the course. We appreciate the hell out of you, Ian. Please, at least work a little bit to keep us updated on what's going on in our favorite league, biggest league. We appreciate the hell out of you. You're the man. Ladies and gentlemen, Ian Rappaport. We missed the heart out there, but it was pretty serious conversation.
Yeah, there's so much stuff going on.
There's a lot of stuff going on right now. I mean, a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah, a lot of it's bad, too.
Yeah, mostly off the gridiron stuff.
Yeah.
That is off season.
Deshaun, Goodell and Snyder go into the House Oversight Committee. If it's just like this, the UFO one we seen,
They're fine.
can we get, can we get a little bit higher quality video for that maybe?
Right.
Yeah.
Because us in the NFL world are used to watching something above 420. Okay, so we would like to learn about the league that we cover here, and we know you guys are going to ask great questions. I will let you know, though, you should take it as a challenge if you're sitting down with Roger Goodell and you're trying to dance with him one-on-one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
get Gallagher in there.
Need Gallagher in there.
Need him to be there.
Oh, Jesus. The Gruden NFL thing, that's only going to get bigger.
And that was the report yesterday that Goodell's going to lose his job because of this Gruden lawsuit.
That was a report. I don't know. That's why I asked him, are we seeing the end of the Goodell era here as all this public shit's about to take place? And he said, no, they were thinking about extending him.
Yeah.
I don't know who's reporting that. They weren't at the one per club meeting like I was. They're thinking about extending him. Hondo Carpenter at Hondo Carpenter reports that Gruden versus NFL attorney predicts Goodell will lose his job. So somebody who has a bar, past a bar somewhere, says Goodell's going to lose his job.
Yeah.
And we don't have anybody in this office that is past the bar, so we can't claim that. But we do have an accountant here, a couple of them.
Sure.
And they say they don't know. So I would like to predict that an accountant has predicted that Goodell might keep his job.
Okay.
Put that on the fucking record.
Yeah,
There we go.
Put it on the ticker, maybe.
There it is. Yeah, we need people to at least look at the show and say, okay, if an accountant said that, then maybe all of a sudden Goodell's not, doing too bad.
I think why the attorney, reigns a little heavier than maybe CFO Phil or any other accountant. Tony, you an accountant? No, you didn't pass the.
I wouldn't.
Well, maybe instead of accountant, then we put esteemed CFO.
Esteemed CFO. He thinks maybe. And by the way, we haven't even asked him. So this is
True.
kind of terrible reporting. But let's just say an accountant that we know said, I guess this one, the attorney carries a little bit more weight because it does involve a lot of trials and stuff.
Yeah.
But with that being said, I think in 2022, we all see the way things go. And it's all public perception. I feel like I understand public perception a little bit more maybe than every attorney on earth. I don't know. Might be wrong. I assume you do as well, just because we kind of live on the internet.
Yeah.
And that's what I think they're thinking. They're thinking what public perception is going to be so bad here after these two things that Goodell's going to have to be forced out of his job. Is that what Hondo's reporting that the attorney said to him?
But ultimately, they don't give a shit, right? Because they're just thinking hey,
Rams, Bills.
Raj, you're going to deflect bullets until Rams Bills, okay? And if you do that, we'll give you 3 more years.
All right, here's the deal. When you go into that oversight committee, which we will not be anywhere near.
No.
You will be in there alone with Dan Snyder, who Papa Johnny said called for your firing.
Where'd your head?
Wanted you out. When you go in there, You put on a performance that we deem good, and by we deem good, we mean the world deems okay. Mm-hmm. Get this bonus we got fucking waiting for you. And then you go into that Gruden one. All right, it's going to be tough.
That's going to be tough.
That one's going to be tough. If they get 650,000 emails and they decide to go through every single one of those emails, that might be a 1 to 2 year trial. We need you in there.
Yeah.
If you're able to get through that, here's another 3-year extendo. Deshaun Watson, okay, a 23rd and 24th allegation are coming. You get through that one, make the right decision, by the way, for the good of the league and society, by the way, because if what's being alleged is absolutely terrible, the league does not need to be that representative in the world. If you can get through that, here's 3-year extendo.
3-year contract.
Think about that. That's a lot of. Now he's probably in all that shit, right? Though, like the emails. So you assume Roger Goodell's emails in there at least once or twice.
Yeah, you would assume so.
Maybe, I don't know. Unless they were just emailing other presidents and GMs and things like that,
Could be.
and other coaches, and he's not even involved. Maybe that's why. Maybe Goodell feels completely okay about it. That investigation, I was supposed to have a handwritten report about it. Why'd that disappear? I'm sure Goodell will have. Wait till you hear Goodell's answer on that.
Oh, yeah.
He saved the world by getting rid of that investigation. I'm telling. Waiting. I've seen this guy work in a very hostile environment in our team meeting room at training. Training camp sucks. Everybody's miserable. I don't do shit at training camp. I'm miserable at training camp. Just trying to bring fake energy in there. Everybody's miserable, and he's there to tell everybody why we are going to be kicked out of the building after this season. Okay, you're not going to be able to work. This is what's going to happen. Anybody got any questions? He sat in the pocket. And I saw him answer questions. And there were some uncomfortable moments. Hey, it got a little awkward. And not once did Goodell's shoulders move from being properly back, chest out.
Yeah. Perfect posture.
No problem at all. Composure at all times. Okay, thank you. I can understand your concerns. Boom! Right into an answer. It was like, holy shit. As an orator, that was one of the most impressive things. You can expect that at this oversight committee.
Oh, yeah.
Dan Snyder, though, and Gruden and all the other potential discovery emails, I think, will Gruden just say it how it is, I think, right?
I think so.
He's got nothing to lose.
If his emails are any indication.
You're right. Pretty wide open in there.
Yeah. Watson is just as interesting, I think, because like he wasn't on the exempt list last year, and because there's more cases now, if it isn't settled by week 1, do they put him on the exempt list now? Or do they
I
let
guess
him
a
play?
settlement thing has made its way onto the internet as well, potentially almost happened. I have no idea. There's so much information in this. 24, that's a lot.
Ton.
I would love to know what Goodell is saying to Snyder, like when they're walking into that oversight committee.
Oh, yeah, after watching Succession.
Schnatter, huh? You talk Schnatter?
You talk Papa John.
Papa.
What's up, Papa?
You want to be fired?
Kidding me?
Don't you worry about that. I'm getting you fucking run out of the league today. Good luck. This guy, imagine Goodell.
Right away.
Just tease off on him.
My God. Anyways, the NFL never sleeps, honestly. It's always going to be something to talk about. In the next hour, we'll have AJ Hawk joining us. Can't wait to chat with him about Top Gun that we saw this morning. Dan Rappaport will be the second Rappaport.
okay.
And then a wide hour, JJ Watt. We got about 3 minutes. We'll see you then. Hour 2 begins on the other side. 310J, dude?
Oh, top of the line.
That's when they were singing about being sexy.
That's right.
The 310J, when somebody saw it, that's sexy, and he was like, the country music, you're right, it is. She thinks my tractor's sexy. Oh, look at that.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, dude. Hey, that's got a good cockpit in there. Yeah. Kind of looks like the Pope Mobile with all the glass around the top there, but it ain't no Pope Mobile because this one's fucking breaking grind. Hell yeah.
Party in the front, business in the back, am I right?
Well, I do believe we got business
on
all
both
sides.
ends.
That's right.
Yeah, the plot down there in the front is, although a good time. It is a good time to get that thing going.
Fun.
Business is being handled, dude.
Everyone's getting plotted.
And then on the back side, whenever you start cracking earth,
Oh, yeah.
oh my
You
God.
need the excavator back there, the big dog.
And the thing about the seat on this 310J, it turns.
Yeah.
So it's always in the front. Whatever you're working on, business can be on the front, both sides.
That's right.
Controls all around.
We worried about those front tires?
No, not at all.
That's how they roll.
No, they survive anything.
Those are standard Deere backhoe tires.
Look at the back
Someone like you
tires,
might be worried
Foxy. Yeah, exactly. Foxy.
I'm just asking questions.
Foxy, it ain't about the front wheels. It's always about the back.
That's right.
All right, because these rear wheel powered vehicles that you would never
Yeah,
understand.
you don't know anything about that, Foxy.
You have no
I
idea.
would not know.
Wake up.
I got friends that know. I don't know.
Listen, when you're drifting gears, okay, on a rear wheel, especially if they're 600 some ponies.
What?
You gotta watch for like any plot holes or debris.
Of course.
Because you can and then hit a tree. Because the back end kicks out. And then you won't drive that car ever again. Because how are you not supposed to drift it? And I guess, how are you not supposed to hit another tree?
Yeah, right.
That's my life. Doesn't have to be yours, though. Thank you, Andrew, for calling from the 310J. That's a beautiful piece of machinery.
It is.
Gorgeous.
Take that thing another round. Oh, look at that thing prop itself up.
Lift kit.
That's why the wheels don't matter in the front, pal.
Yeah.
The Pat McAfee Show.
There'll be no rules for our guests, for us, for the things we can talk about.
Speaking his mind
I've never had a problem expressing my opinions or my thoughts or anything like that.
while being relatable.
I haven't had that manufactured fake-ass celebrity that a lot of people have whenever they go on those big networks. I've had a chance to really build my crew, build my following, build my audience.
And ridiculous.
What am I supposed to do? So I'm supposed to look at something that I can definitely afford and say, nah. Is that what I'm supposed to do?
The Pat
What the fuck are
McAfee
you
Show
doing?
starts in 3, 2, 1.
Hey, welcome back to that show. Hour 2 on this. Wow. We saw Top Gun. It was awesome Wednesday. June 1st, 2022. Shall begin right now.
Yeah.
This morning we went to the IMAX theater at the Indiana State Museum and got a chance to watch Top Gun Maverick. And I'll tell you what, I never saw Top Gun first one. Did it have a title?
No, it's Top Gun.
Top Gun.
Top Gun 1. Okay, I did not see Top Gun 1. Top Gun Maverick was unbelievable.
Yeah.
But 90 minutes of, right. Okay.
Yeah.
A lot of nostalgia, a lot of boring conversations that weren't that great. Like if you're looking at just from a script perspective, you're
No.
okay, these aren't that solid of conversations that are taking place. It's not like the wordplay is insane. It's not like the natural conversation and is more entertaining or anything like that. But it was a trip back in time, I guess, setting up the entire story. The last hour and a half or whatever the fuck it was unbelievable.
Yeah.
Greatest thing I've seen. I'm happy they got me hook, line, and sinker at the beginning. I dive in. I love it. Ty Schmidt loved it. Tone Diggs loved it. Boston Connor said,
I liked it.
he's not mature enough to understand why that movie was so damn good.
Mature themes.
That's right. Joining us now is a man who said he absolutely loved it. It's his favorite movie.
Yeah.
Him and General Bob Carpenter have each seen it 2 times already.
Whoa.
I might go check it out for a second time as well.
Oh.
No, I'm not going to. I'll wait till it comes to the house because you don't need to see it on the biggest theater imaginable like we did, biggest theater in the state right over there.
No, certainly helps though.
Certainly fucking felt like I was in the cockpit a couple times. It was magical. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us now, Tom Cruise super fan, Top Gun super fan, college football national champion, Super Bowl champion, Ryder Cup champion, COVID survivor, AJ Haas. AJ, a little different costume today. You got a hoodie on, huh?
Yeah, I got a hoodie on. I'm glad you saw the movie, man. You liked it?
Loved it. Loved it. Absolutely loved it. I mean, they made me feel feelings in there a little bit.
Like many different times, right? Like it wasn't like, hey, this part is kind of like emotional or whatever. It's like, hey, they just keep hitting them with you, I guess, as the movie goes.
Well, and also, whoever scored it, the music really adds to the emotional feeling.
Hans Zimmer.
Gaga was a big part of it too.
Yeah, well, Gaga was there at the end, I think, right? She really brought it home.
It's a staple of the franchise. The first soundtrack is like iconic.
Yeah, Harold Faltermeyer.
Well, it's unbelievable. I was starting to feel something at one part of the movie, and I was like, this is not something you're supposed to like feel. And then I started listening. I'm like, why?
What were you feel? What happened?
I was starting to feel like, sorry for the situation. Like I was starting to feel like emotional for it all. And I was like, there's no way you're supposed to be emotional at this part. I'm like, why am I feeling this way? And then I heard the strings in the background. I'm like, it's the fucking, that is why. They literally just forced me into feeling like this. They got me. It's like, I guess I'm all the way in. I loved it, AJ. Quite an experience. I understand why you and Bobby Carpenter have each seen it twice, though. What a fucking
I haven't seen it twice. I've only seen it once.
Oh, General Bob told me you've seen it 3 times, 4 times.
No, I saw it one
Oh,
time.
no, General Bob saw it twice. I thought you both saw it twice.
I'll watch it. I'll have to watch it like at my house at some time with General Bob. That will be an experience in itself.
Him responding to one of my IG stories, there's nothing about movies, military, aircrafts, Tom Cruise, and just saying, you need to go see Top Gun. He had to get it out.
Yeah.
He saw my story. I can't fucking take it.
Yep. Nope.
You gotta go see Top Gun.
If he gets on you about Game of Thrones, it's over. I told you he built like 100 pages of an outline that you could watch Game of Thrones with to follow through to try to figure out, hey, these are the storylines going on right now. This is who this person is.
General Bob Carpenter?
He built a full outline that you could. He was dead serious. And he's like, because I told him the same thing I always say, hey, man, I can't understand there's so many accents, whatever. There's 4,000 storylines. He's like, no, bro. I built this big outline that you can honestly sit and watch with you as you go through the whole show, and it kind of explains what's going on.
I had no idea he was this committed to different types of entertainment. That's magical. We always just assumed that General Bob was football, lifting, testosterone, football, lifting, testosterone. Honestly, believe that was his life. Turns out he's this movie buff. He's a film critic. He knows his stuff. I wouldn't have won, I don't think, if Bob Carpenter doesn't send me an unannounced DM, basically, out of the blue. You need to go see it. I enjoyed the hell out of that movie, AJ. You saw the original?
Oh, yeah. The original is my favorite movie of all time, so yeah.
Better than the new one?
Yeah, I mean, I don't like to rank things, but no, I'm not going to say that the sequel is better.
Thank you.
Whoa. That's what Connor was saying. Connor was
it's
like,
awesome. They can each standalone be awesome, and I have no idea how they did it, but they made a sequel that was great.
Okay, so if they're each awesome, and the other one's your favorite movie of all time, that means one's more awesome than the other.
Nah, I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe it just depends on what like how I feel when I watch each one.
Oh, when you saw the first one, what stage of life you were in? And
yeah, maybe that was it. I know when I went and saw Top Gun on Memorial Day, like I was in the right frame of mind to see that. Like I felt like I was into it. I wasn't distracted. I wasn't whatever. Like, even though I was with all my kids and they were getting lost and going to the bathroom every 3 minutes, I still was able to lock in and like stay with the movie.
You're an Iceman guy? That's the critic from the back asking if that's why the movie a little bit different.
What do you mean? No, I've always liked Iceman. I think how they worked him in was beautiful.
I thought so too. I thought it was amazing. No spoilers.
No spoilers.
No. But.
For Iceman.
Yep.
That's right.
Love you, Iceman.
Let's move along. Okay. Quite a spoiler there. Adam Thielen hit some fucking bombs last night. He made it to the finals of the home run derby. We do not know if he won, but our prediction of him bombing balls, because he bombs golf balls, was 100% accurate. This video hit the internet last night. It is him stepping into a batter's box in front of a good amount of people, by the way.
Yeah.
Raising good money over there in Minnesota and hitting a ball that we cannot see anymore. That ball is gone. No idea where it went. Justin Jefferson, also gritty down the third baseline. We assume he hit an absolute bomb out there. Love this type of time of year whenever this type of shit happens, as opposed to all the other conversations we had with Rappaport about the NFL. So much happening in the offseason, both philanthropically, camaraderie, everything that happens in the NFL rarely gets talked about. I love the fact that we got the opportunity to chat with Thielen beforehand. He calls a shot, hits a bomb, raises a bunch of money. The NFL's good, right? The NFL's a good place.
The NFL largely is full of great people, honestly. The majority of all players, honestly, are good dudes. That's what people, I think, sometimes have a weird, like how they see it from the outside. If they got to actually know people, it's cool to see how awesome people really are. But Thielen, I think I saw something where he said, like, you know, whatever he does with, like, what he's doing with his foundation is 10 times more important than anything he ever does on the field. Like, he's all in too. Like, Thielen, think about this guy when he's done playing football. If you go, is he going to go back to Minnesota or stay in Minnesota and just dominate like beer league, softball, pickup basketball?
Jordy
like,
Nelson.
Get him signed up.
He's Jordy Nelson of Minnesota.
Oh, can you imagine he and Jordy put a team together, a softball team together, and faced each other?
Oh, here we go. But JJ Watt on that squad too. He'll be joining us in about an hour. JJ Watt will be joining us in about an hour. Put him on the squad, right? He has a home run derby every single year. That means he hits bombs. You only host home run derbies if you yourself can hit home runs.
That's right.
So JJ Watt, we'll ask him in about an hour or so. He has to hit bombs. What if they put together a alumni NFL? Obviously, JJ's still playing. We're not saying he's anywhere near being done, but you get it. What if there was an alumni NFL team that just traveled around and did charity softball games against people? That'd be a pretty good idea, I think.
Yeah. I'd say. Yeah, I would imagine. Would you want Russ Wilson? Is Russ a home run hitter or is he just second base like slap hitter?
He's playing, but when he retires, I think he could probably – he's probably playing the outfield in softball, right?
Yeah, hitting lasers into the gap, too.
Yeah, I think outfield's
probably
where
he might bunt a few times.
Athletes.
Listen, I know the beer league softball is very real around Plum. Right? They used to hang out at Big Dogs all the time.
They travel around. They're dead serious.
Every bar's got a team.
Yeah, that's a fucking real thing. There is there's a home run limit, right? You're only like if you have +4 home runs or something like that, it's an out if you hit another home run. Are there balls to the infield, or is every ball going to the outfield basically?
Mostly outfield, but I mean they'll try to slap one on the ground through. I mean you got still a good player at fucking short for sure.
Yeah.
You have to. Your third and short have to be lights out.
I seen Coach Diggs and the boys after one of their softball games down there at the bar.
What?
Seemed to be celebrating pretty
My
hard.
dad used to
nice.
love playing softball. Yeah.
Yeah, you used to have the bike shorts on.
Oh yeah.
Need
We used
studs
to travel
in the outfield,
around.
though.
Like Pistol used to play in a team that's doing that.
Really?
We used to go like we'd go. I still remember going to like the park and watch. He did like a tournament on the weekends. He was lefty leadoff slap hitter in softball, so not a lot of fun to watch him try to beat out little slap shots to third.
Well, as a kid, you were booing your dad.
Yeah.
Hey, why can't you
We
be
wanted-
fun like Braun Strowman's dad?
Yeah,
Adam Scher's dad.
fourth and fifth.
That's I guess he's the home run hitting softball
yeah.
champion of the entire world.
He's got a YouTube highlight video worth a watch.
At Braun Strowman's dad.
Yeah.
He hits lasers.
Yeah, and in the field too, like has an absolute fucking hose.
Are we
as
serious?
well.
Yes.
Yes.
What's his dad's name?
Adam Scher Sr., I'd assume. I'm not 100% sure. Adam Scher is the name Braun Strowman on Instagram. And I seen him on his Instagram hit a softball quarter mile. And in the captioner, he was talking. He's like, nothing like my dad, but I try or something like that. And he hits bombs. So I looked up his dad. Rick Scher is his name. Balls are slaughtered by this guy. I mean,
Nickname is Crusher.
it's just nickname is Crusher. Different level. It's like you see big ball hitters, and then that guy steps in there, and it's like perfect contact on the screws, swinging.
It's like
hard.
science.
Yes.
Watching them, how they load up, and like depending on how much backspin those dudes put on those pitches, the slow pitch, it's crazy. Michael Bolton used to have a really good team that traveled around the country and played.
So what did Michael Bolton do that's terrible that made you mention him on this
Nothing.
show?
He was a legit singer, so that people were big fans of. But he was also a great softball player.
Can we look up what Michael Bolton?
He seems clean.
That a baby.
is
Hey,
really?
look at you, AJ.
Whoa.
I told you I played with him in
time.
Tahoe one time, and it was awesome. Throw of a lifetime.
I don't remember that. I
Bolt?
apologize. The fact that you played with Michael Bolton is legendary.
Yeah.
But I just assumed because it came out of that mouth on this show that you were saying something for us to go,
We're talking softball. You know, my brain's firing. Michael Bolton, I know he's a great softball.
boom, boom, full speed. AJ Hawk, let's keep it moving. Let's go into the next topic. Hey, this golf thing is a problem. And
What
by
golf
problem, I mean problem for PGA. This Saudi league called LIV, L-I-V. I don't know if that's Roman numerals. I don't know if that's pronounced. Live on Sunday, King of Diamonds Monday, swagger just dumb. Call it Kelly Bundy. No offense, but that was the character that she was playing in a show that Nick still watches every single weekend.
Married with children. Yep, love it.
Anyways, the LIV League was announced last night for its first event in London, and Dustin Johnson's on there.
Wow.
Just 100 days removed from Dustin Johnson and the PGA putting out a statement basically talking about how great the PGA is and how great the PGA players are and how you never leave the league. 100 days later, it is announced that Dustin Johnson, Sergio Garcia, Ian Poulter, Kevin Na, Lee Westwood, Louis Oosthuizen, Martin Kamer, Charles Schwartzel, Graham McDowell, Taylor Gooch, not listed, not going, Phil Mickelson.
Whoa.
The reason why this was such a big deal is because the PGA Tour has had zero competition, I believe is how everybody feels about it since the beginning of the PGA Tour. And we learned from Justin Thomas just 2 weeks ago, or 3 weeks ago, 2 weeks before he won the PGA Championship in which he pocketed like $2.7 million. The PGA has no contracts for any of these golfers. The money you make is literally the money you have to go and win and earn every single weekend. Now there's sponsorship money, but how's your sponsorship money come? Well, you got to play well, you got to get on TV. So the fact that they have a tour in a league that doesn't have any contracts or benefits really for the professional golfers, I think this opportunity for another league has been sitting there for a very, very long time. In Saudi, this LIV League is taking advantage of that. I would assume they're paying appearance fees, which it says Johnson and Garcia are receiving hefty appearance fees or even contracts to compete in a specified number of events on top of the prize money. This is via SportsIllustrated.com, SI.com. Total purse, $25 million, with $20 million earmarked for the individual portion of the event and $4 million going to the winner. I guess the winner, the entire purse for like the U.S. Open or something is $12.5 million or something like that.
Last year it was with 2.5 to the winner, I believe.
So this purse is bigger than almost all but one tournament, I think, for the PGA.
The closest one was the Players, which happened last week, and that total purse is $20 million. And I think 2 weeks ago, and I think JT got like $3 million or something for the win.
So they're offering up appearance fees, contracts, and bigger purses. And the PGA has been basically the one-stop shop for golf for all of these years, and they had no appearance fees, no contracts in smaller purses. If you think business just natural, you would assume that this would have happened a long time ago. This feels like the first legitimate one, and maybe there's been other attempts at another league. Joining us now, the second Rappaport of this, two Rappaports and a wide Top Gun Wednesday. PGA Tour insider for Golf Digest, Northwestern alumni, ladies and gentlemen, Dan Rappaport.
Wow, thank you. I appreciate that.
Hey, Dan, no, thank you for making time for us today. We appreciate the hell out of you because we have questions. We don't know your world as well as you, we hope at least. How has this not happened a lot sooner with the fact that the PGA Tour has no contracts, no appearance fees, and players have to earn every single dollar that they make out there? We just learned that a couple weeks ago. That made no sense to any of us. I assumed once you got your card, you got a certain amount of money, and then money totals and bonuses happen. That's not the case. How has this not happened earlier, or has there been attempts, and this is just the first one with massive financial backing?
I think it's more the second one that you said. I think people have realized that this is a sort of vulnerability on the PGA Tour's model that could be exposed by the right people. But look how much money it's taking, right? DJ, the rumors are like $100 or $150 million before prize money. That's just a guarantee. So it's not like anyone can show up and do this. They need, the backing of something like the PIF, which is the public investment fund, the Saudi entity that is funding this thing. And they aren't profit motivated. And that makes them very, very dangerous because they can afford to spend all this money up front and lose all of this money because their goal is not to make money. Their goal is to soften their image to the world. Their goal is to present a new face of Saudi Arabia. So if you're some other upstart and you say, okay, I'm going to throw $200 million at all these golfers, yeah, they might play, but you won't be around very long. You're going to burn through all your cash. They have a bottomless pit of cash. So they're a very, very dangerous adversary for the PGA Tour.
So what all options does the commissioner of the PGA Tour have? What can he do to these players, or what can he not do?
Well, he's walked a very hard line, and I guess to his credit, he hasn't wavered from that the entire time. He said, look, if you go play in these things, you will be punished. And that punishment might include a suspension. It might include an expulsion. I don't think anyone's going to get.
How can he do that?
There's no contracts. There's no contracts.
Well, there's no contracts, but there is a player handbook that these guys sign at the beginning of the year, which is guiding the rules. And in the handbook, it says very, very clearly, if you can apply to play in 3 events every year that aren't PGA Tour events that happen the same week as PGA Tour events. Usually this is like a technicality that just never comes up because it's not relevant. This year, obviously, it is relevant. So they can give those and they can allow you to play, but they also cannot allow you to play. And they can deny those releases. So all of these guys who are playing in this event, they don't want to get kicked off the PGA Tour. So they applied for these releases. They were told no. And it's not a breach of conduct until you actually stick a tee in the ground. So you'll see that the PGA Tour is posturing. They're saying, we're going to do this, we're going to do this, we're going to punish you. But they haven't actually done anything because no one's actually against the rules until they actually tee it up in that tournament. So that's what we're waiting to see.
So they're signing a contract. They sign a contract basically with the PGA Tour every single year, and it's because it's the only game in town. I assume that's why everybody signs it. Hey, you're not paying me any money. You're not guaranteeing me anything, but I can guarantee you that I won't do all these things.
The guaranteed money stuff is interesting because these guys have big endorsement deals, which is guaranteed money, right? Like,
yeah, but that only happens. That only happens if they play good and they're on TV, right?
Correct. That only happens to the best players. But look, in the last 2 years, I think it's telling they've found a lot of money to give these guys that they didn't have before. There's a new thing where if you play 15 events on the PGA Tour, you get $50,000 just for playing 15 events, which is not crazy money, but for some guys, that's a nice $50,000. Now they have the Comcast Top 10, I think it's called, where at the end of the regular season for the FedEx Cup, the top 10 guys get a significant amount of money. The winner gets multiple $1 million. Then they have this new Player Impact program, which the winner, who's going to be Tiger again probably, is going to get $10 million, right?
Exactly.
Just for bringing attention to the PGA Tour. So the guys notice that they're finding this money that they didn't have before, and it's just magically appearing now that there's a competitor.
Yeah, so that's the thing. I would assume, and I mean, this goes back to what Sergio Garcia said to the official, I can't wait to fucking get out of here or something like that. Players have been this happens in every league. I think this happens at every workplace where people at work not necessarily thrilled with every decision or thing that happens above them in the building. I think it happens in the NFL. I think it happens probably in the MLB. I assume it happens in the NBA. It definitely happens in the PGA, but especially if they're not getting paid. I mean, That's a tough thing. Like, all these guys have been talking about doing something like this for a long time, I assume. Players, not all players, but a lot of players in the PGA have probably been talking about something like this where we got to band together and we got to go somewhere. And then they've all backed out. This is kind of like what the NCAA for a long time. A lot of NCAA players are like, hey, we need to come together and we need to make a change or a difference for everything in the future. Never, ever happened. Is that what has happened kind of amongst PGA players for a long time? And is this the first one where, I mean, DJ's a big name.
Yeah.
Sergio Garcia is a big name. I mean, towards the end of their shit, right? But still big names in it.
DJ's not. DJ's right in his prime.
It's not the first time. And Greg Norman, the guy who's actually in charge of this league, tried to do it in 1994. He tried to start what was called the World Golf Tour, and he tried to sign up the biggest players in the world.
He's been fed up with the PGA for so long.
3 decades. This is petty, because what happened was it was moving in the right direction, and Tim Fincham, who was the commissioner at the time, went full politics. He was an old lawyer, and he had a lot of connections in the Carter administration, and he went to Capitol Hill, and he basically leaned on these lawyers, and they got a very favorable ruling that basically upheld a ban for guys who went to do this, and they sort of successfully fended that off. I think another reason why is because Greg Norman was behind it, and Greg Norman was not the most popular guy, whereas you had Jack and Gary Player and Arnold Palmer were on the PGA Tour side. So that's why it fizzled out. But yeah, I mean, this is not a new idea. It's the only real, I guess tennis is sort of similar, but it's the only real major American sport where you don't have a guaranteed paycheck. You know, like James Harden, if he plays like shit, he's still getting whatever, 500 G's or whatever for the game. If Dustin Johnson misses the cut, and this is the other part, not only is he not getting money, but like, let's say a guy misses the cut at the Masters, okay? And he's got a house for his boys, and he's got a house for his family. He's probably in a chef and stuff. He's probably taking like a $50K loss on that week if he misses the cut. I mean, it can pile up really quickly. And I think, you know, people think that golfers make all this money, and it's like, yeah, they do, but they have way more expense. I mean, you know this, Pat, like NFL players, NBA players, they don't pay for shit. They don't pay for food. They don't pay for their hotel. The golfers are paying for all of their stuff, so their expenses are way higher than other athletes.
And you got to tip out the caddy. I assume that's an entire thing, and all the staff. I mean, this feels like this has been a recipe for a competitor for a long time. Now the PGA is going to have to back it up. You said maybe not expulsion, so what would the punishment be? And how does everybody not look at Dustin Johnson getting $100 and some million guaranteed, plus a prize pool that's bigger than all but one tournament the PGA has? In the first event in London, then there's an event in Portland, then there's an event somewhere in like New Jersey, then there's an event somewhere else, and you got like 3 weeks in between them. You can go, come home, make more money than ever. How does the PGA plan to combat that, you think? Punishment? Well, I don't know if that's the best. Like, is that the best way? I don't think so. They're going
to do that, and it's going to get challenged in the courts immediately. I mean, they're going to, with Dustin plays, they're going to suspend him probably from the FedEx Cup, which is where a big part of their bonuses come from. Remember, the guy who wins the FedEx Cup is $15 million for the grand prize, and that's only going up and up. So they can try and ban them from that. But no, the PGA Tour is basically counting on like legacy and loyalty, which is really a dangerous place to be. They're just saying, you know, Jack and well, listen, because golf is sort of sentimental in this way.
I know.
I'm trying to present, you know, these tournaments are old, like the one this week, the Memorial. You know, Jack built the golf course, and this is Jack's tournament, and it benefits Jack's charity, and they have all this goodwill on their side, and they have the record book, right? Like, you know, you want to break Tiger's records, you want to break Jack's records, that's on the PGA Tour. So that's a big thing they have on their side is history and legacy. And I think it was telling, Jay Monahan in sort of one of his first press conferences afterwards said, the PGA Tour, this was after Mickelson made his comments about leverage, basically saying I'm doing this as a leverage play. And Jay Monahan said, at the PGA Tour, we're about legacy, not about leverage. So they're really leaning into this like feel-good, goodwill route.
That should work.
But I don't know, man. In a capitalist world, the more money tends to speak very, very loudly.
And Live isn't necessarily the last one, right? I mean, there's a lot of people.
No.
There's a lot of people that have a lot of money these days. There's numerous.
Yeah, there was another group called Rain Capital that was involved that didn't have Saudi money, and the Saudis kind of pushed them out. But like, I mean, an interesting thought experiment. What if this league was run by Mark Cuban and not the Saudi Arabian government?
That's what I'm saying. Like, what about Bezos?
It would be really, really tough. I mean, the PGA Tour does have like a lot in their favor. Yeah. I don't want to downplay their strength, but you know, there's a vulnerability there, and maybe the PGA Tour, what they have to do is relook at the way that they're structured. Maybe they should start deploying players. Maybe there should be contracts. But I know that the players have so so much leverage right now. I would love to be a PGA Tour player around my age right now.
Yeah, I would like to just be able to putt like him too.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty sweet to be with the hands around the green. Go ahead, Connor. Do you have a question for old Mr. Rappaport?
Yeah, is Phil Mickelson playing in this league? Because he wasn't on the list, but he kind of seemed like the first big name that wasn't really turning Liv down.
I think he is. That's me saying I think so. That's me saying I think so. But look, so there's 48 players who are going to play in this event. There were 42 names on that list. There's 5 spots that are open for a different event, like a qualifying kind of thing this week. And then there's one more spot. I mean, if you look at Phil's apology right after
Is the silhouette of a lefty in that one spot? Is that what you're basically saying is what it's leading up to? Yeah.
I would be surprised if it wasn't Phil. I mean, look at his apology after that interview came out. It was like he was apologizing to the Saudis more than the PGA Tour. He apologized to Live Golf Investments. He didn't use the PGA Tour by name. He gave that statement through his representatives a couple weeks ago where they said, Phil has applied for a release. He's never backed down on this. He was involved in founding it. I mean, he really believes in it. I would be really surprised if maybe he wouldn't play in this one, but he's playing in this thing. He's not just going to back.
Golf is more popular than ever, I believe, right now, and it might just be because everybody I'm around is playing a lot of it. But with the match happening today, and I assume, more people getting into golf than ever before, I think COVID also kind of helped spur this because it was something people could do in their house, but also being outside while not being around a lot of people is something that is desirable. I think more people have found. I assume that Liv is just the beginning of this.
Yeah.
There's going to be others, right? They already know the price. They just found out. They just found out what the price.
Yeah.
$125 million got you Dustin Johnson, $25 million entire prize pool for your first one, $4 million. It's already been laid out. Hey, here's a price that has already got the PGA. There's no deal, right, with any of these players directly with. Could Dustin Johnson go play in another league, you think?
Yeah. And I think Liv would that's one of their selling points is Liv is not asking you to commit to Liv. They're not saying, oh, you come play and Liv and you can't play anything else. They're saying we're giving you an opportunity to play for more money than you're playing for. And if you want to go play in, Podunk, Iowa in the PGA Tour next week, or if it's a big event,
whoa.
Some fucking great golf courses in Iowa.
That's a goddamn John Deere Classic, Dan.
That's actually
John Wayne Gacy,
that's Quad Cities. Sorry, I didn't mean that as a dig, but you know what I'm saying. Like, they're not making you choose. They're saying we're just providing options to independent contractors. And I've spoken with their lawyers. They are chomping at the bit. They think that they're in the right here, and the PGA Tour thinks they're in the right as well. So this thing is going to court. You bet your ass.
Jeez.
I saw where Jack Nicholson reportedly, or someone said that he was offered $100 million to have kind of the Greg Norman role in Liv. Do you think Greg Norman got anywhere near 100 to have that role?
Probably. Yeah, I mean,
Really?
I don't know the numbers, but it definitely wasn't less than 50, I would think.
What about sponsors now? I know, RBC came out and said they may drop Dustin.
They did officially while we were talking here. Yeah, Royal Bank of Canada has dropped Dustin Johnson as a sponsor.
But if he's really, you're saying he may be getting like Dustin, like 125 mil guaranteed contract from Liv to play in a certain amount of events. Is that probably what's out there?
Yeah, I think maybe for a couple of years, but yeah, I mean the RBC deal is significant, but it's not that. And he knew that was coming. He knew that was coming because when he went to play in Saudi Arabia, the RBC is a big sponsor of the PGA Tour. They have 2 events. They have the RBC Heritage and the RBC Canadian Open. They sponsored a bunch of golfers. And when Dustin went to go play in the Saudi International a couple of years ago, they took their patch off his sleeve. They said, "Don't wear it while you're in Saudi Arabia." So they were clearly. And then the first Live event, what is the PGA Tour event it's against? The RBC Canadian Open, which it's Royal Bank of Canada, hasn't been in Canada for 2 years because of the pandemic. They're so excited to have it back, and he says, "I'm on."
So that was all a plan too, huh? Norman and Dustin were like, you know what? Actually, is there any chance we could potentially put it right here? You're saying that's no coincidence. It feels like.
I think it actually is a coincidence, but I think it shows that it shows that he knew what was coming. He knew what was coming, and he said, "Okay." Like he fully knew that this sponsorship was going to be over, but this is more money than this, and it's like really that simple.
Yeah, we're talking sponsorship. Sponsorship is just cash. Yeah, I got a lot more in this other place. I will see you later. Relationships, the whole thought about it is a whole nother conversation. Go ahead, Tone.
Did they time this in a way, or are you shocked that like DJ didn't wait to play in his first event in this until after the U.S. Open here in a couple weeks? Like, Was there any thought amongst people like, hey, let's wait until this major's over and then maybe we go do it? Or there's a handful of tournaments after the Open over in the UK. Like, was there a thought to wait till after the majors?
Absolutely, and I think a lot of guys are waiting until after the majors.
What's that mean? What's that mean? Follow up.
I mean, this is not finished. I mean, I think a lot of these guys are waiting to see what happens to Dustin Johnson. There's a lot of other big name players who we know have been contacted by LIV multiple times, right? Bryson DeChambeau is one of them. Phil, obviously, that's a bit of a different case. But some of the European guys, like, or non-American, Adam Scott is another one who's said that he's been approached. I think a lot of these guys are waiting to see, okay, are they actually going to suspend DJ? And if they do suspend him, will there be some sort of court injunction where they can't suspend him until it works its way through the courts, or will he be suspended until it works its way through the courts? So I think there are a lot of guys who are really thankful for DJ being the kind of guinea pig on this, seeing what happens. And then I wouldn't be surprised if more and more jump after the majors but also the majors haven't come out and really, they've said some things that they're sticking with the PGA Tour, but they're being really careful with their wording because the majors aren't the PGA Tour. They're not the same thing. I know a lot of people have a hard time wrapping their head around that, but they're separate entities. And their mission is not to promote the PGA Tour. Their mission is to be the biggest golf tournaments in the world. And so if some of the best players aren't playing on the PGA Tour, they're going to have to change their rules. It's just that simple.
So the PGA Tour isn't even paying these players whenever they win. It's every golf course and tournament that's paying them.
Well, no, I'm saying the major championships themselves are different. So the U.S. Open is run by the USGA. It's not run by the PGA Tour.
Who pays the winner? USGA?
The USGA, yeah, of the majors, yes. Oh, the Masters. So the
PGA takes every dollar. What does the PGA spend?
No. The PGA pays on their normal events, non-major championship events. So like this weekend, the Memorial.
Prize pools. Go ahead.
Well, I mean, there is a prize pool, but then the PGA pays those bonuses, which are significant, like the Player Impact Program and like the FedEx Cup. That all comes from the PGA Tour. So the PGA Tour is like, Patrick Cantlay last year, I think he won the most because he won the FedEx. He won like $27 million on course, which again, that's a lot of money.
How many majors though?
He won 0 majors.
Oh, so that's all from the PGA Tour right there.
Yeah, that's from regular PGA Tour events, and that FedEx Cup bonus. He won the FedEx Cup, which is like a season-long race, and he got $15 million from the PGA Tour for that.
But if you're a player in that league, and I'm just starting to think as somebody that would be in that league thinking, the amount of eyes on golf for 3 straight days, basically for most people, the amount of sponsorship money, the amount of partnerships that you have, everything, and they don't even have to pay out the biggest prize pools. You could see how these players would be like, fuck these people. Yeah. I could see how has that not happened before will continue to be my question. That LIV is the first one, and I guess
just a minute. Sorry, just a few minutes, please.
Hey, do they have a TV deal, Pat?
We're good.
Yeah, CBS, right? CBS, NBC. I assume they have a TV deal.
No, it's on YouTube.
LIV?
Yeah, no, they don't have a TV deal. They don't have a TV deal because the PGA Tour has like long-standing relationships with CBS and NBC, and ESPN just signed this massive deal with the PGA Tour to take over what's it called? PGA Tour Live, which is like the early round coverage before it goes on TV. So the PGA Tour really did ink a really important TV deal a couple of years ago that went into effect, and they kind of locked that in before this happened.
So a lot of players have to hate the PGA Tour. They have to hate them, Dan. Have to.
Some of them obviously are not happy. But there's a big divide on the PGA Tour. When you guys think about the PGA Tour, you think of DJ, you think of Brooks, you think of Rory. But for every one of those guys, there's Lanto Griffin, and there's Matt Neesmith, and there's Sahith Theegala. These guys that you don't hear about, but that's more of the PGA Tour.
Yeah, and the PGA says we ain't giving you shit. They say we ain't giving you anything. You're gonna have to go literally
go earn it.
Those guys can go play in a 48
house yourself
event too.
What's that, AJ? I'm sorry.
Sorry, my bad. But those guys, think about that. The prize pool is $25 million, and there's only 48 people in the event. There's so much more money to have, and so much less competition.
Last place in these events is going to be around 120 grand.
I mean, that's
and there's a lot of guys. There's a lot of guys on this list who play on the Asian Tour or the Sunshine Tour, and they would legitimately need to win like 4 events in a row to make 120 grand. So for those guys, it's a absolute fucking no-brainer. Yes. Like no brainer.
Well, and if you're getting $125 million guaranteed and you're Dustin Johnson, it's like, listen, I wish it wasn't how it was coming. I wish it was different, which might happen, by the way. This might open me learning about how the PGA has spent no money, basically. It's an incredible business. It's an incredible business, what they've been able to do to get, it's just like the NCAA was for a long, long time, to get all the people that are doing it, basically, hey, we're now granted, there's bonuses. You told me that $27 million on one guy.
There's bonuses, and part of the prize money is from the PGA Tour for sure.
That's what, but the deals, the TV deals, the partnerships, the sponsorships, it is the tickets, right? No, the tickets probably the majors go to those people.
Yeah.
Anyways, Tiger, this is wild to me. This is in a pretty pivotal time in golf, it feels like, Dan.
Oh, well, I feel really, really lucky to be. I mean, that sounds self-serving, but yes, it is a very crazy, dramatic time. I have people texting me who couldn't give less of a fuck about golf, and now they're like, "What's going on? Is Phil going? Is Phil going?" I mean, it's dramatic. It's really dramatic.
But it changes the course of everything almost for the future, right?
It's once in a generation stuff. It happened 27 years ago. The PGA Tour escaped mostly unscathed, and we'll see what happens here.
Ty, your question. We can't thank you enough for your time right now, Dan.
No, of course.
Dan, in terms of the coverage, is there any scenario where, because it seems like a lot of people are interested in this and will definitely watch this first event, even if it's on YouTube. Is there any way that they're going to potentially get this on TV or get some sort of network deal, or is it ultimately just because the Saudis don't give a shit how it does? Like, is it kind of probably something that's just going to stay on YouTube, and if you find it, that's great, but
yeah, no, I think their goal is definitely to get a TV deal, because while the Saudis might not give a shit, I mean, the guy that the Saudis hired to run the business probably gives a shit, right? There are still people in there who want this to be successful. So right now they're in the proof of concept phase where they need to show that they can run a golf tournament, that people are going to get paid the money that they say they're going to get paid, and that the world's not going to end. And once that happens, then they'll start to, this is what they're wanting to do. They want to get their feet under them and prove that we're a viable product. And that's why the PGA Tour pulled the plug so quickly. They don't want to let this thing get off the ground. They said, okay, make a choice now. Make a choice now. You choose us or you choose this YouTube platform and this unproven thing. So it was a strategic move on the PGA Tour.
Yeah, well, unproven still has $125 million behind it. Dustin Johnson was like,
that's that oil money, bro. There's no bottom.
Dude,
I think each tournament is paying out $25 million per tournament, correct? All 7 I read.
It is, and for 48 guys, and everyone gets paid.
Jesus. An appearance fee is probably for any guy that wants to go over and play in it that's worth a notable name at all.
Exactly. Anybody that you guys know is getting significant. I mean, I know they were paying guys just to play in the Saudi International, which was like an European tour, then an Asian tour event. They were paying guys who you guys have never heard of $80,000 to play and flying them over and flying them back.
All right, boys, this is what we got to do. We got to get a shit ton of money so we can put together our own golf league and we can pay these golfers and put on a good thing.
Here we go.
All right, that's what we need to do. This is a wild time, but we can't thank you enough for joining us. PGA Tour Insider, which, by the way, you're going to be busy, it feels like, over the next couple months for Golf Digest, Northwestern alum. We can't thank you enough, ladies and gentlemen. Dan Rappaport. Thank you, buddy. I know people are obviously, the people that are upset about it incredibly are either direct pocketed people with the PGA Tour or, people that are very upset about doing business with Saudi Arabia. And that is quite an interesting conversation in of itself. And I do not know enough about it, but I do know that the people that are against it are very against it. So there must be some very, very, very real shit. Follow up, if you're Dustin Johnson, how are you $125 million guaranteed in this other league that literally profits directly off of me being in their tournament? Pay me $0.
And he should absolutely win too. Think about the tournaments. He is Dustin.
Easily.
There's a field of 48 players. Dustin, right? He comes into an event. Everyone's looking at him like, hey, this guy's the favorite most likely. What if he goes and wins like 3 of the first 3 events at $4 million a pop?
Yeah, it's another $12 million on top of it. So now the 125 becomes 137. Then there's another one, and you got 141. Then it's probably still going to be with the YouTube. I assume it's going to do well YouTube wise, internationally.
You'd think.
Yeah.
Internationally, we assume this will do well, which is what Liv is expecting on YouTube, which is an international platform. I mean, there's going to be sponsorships in that too. I mean, it's going to
They
run
already
its
have
own.
bigger names than I thought. When I was hearing people talk about this coming out, like, well, yeah, but how are you going to get big time people to leave the PGA Tour or leave a weekend and go do it? I'm like, well, first off, if you can pay that much, but they have Dustin Johnson, Sergio, Lee Westwood, different guys that actually have been around and been studs in the PGA.
Hate to break this to the PGA Tour official that was on site there, but You're probably the reason Sergio said yes to this.
Yeah. Sorry about it.
What was that, 3 weeks ago? 4 weeks ago? I fucking can't wait to get out of this fucking tour. You fucking asshole, basically. What was he doing? He's looking for his ball. He couldn't find his ball. They told him it moved an inch or something like that.
Yeah.
He said, well, they put a time restriction on him looking for something happened where he was like, are you kidding me right now? You guys pay me $0. There's money on the line. You won't let me like look for my ball for another. And that was probably call him.
Yeah, last round.
While he was walking down the fairway after taking the penalty, he was walking down and he fucking told somebody, fucking call the big money. Yeah, I'm out of here. I wonder how many other people. He said they're waiting for majors to happen. U.S. Open is a couple weeks, right? When is it?
June 12th, I think I saw, or something like that. 2 weeks, I think.
2 weeks, couple weeks. So it's away, and that has big money behind it. I think the purse is big money in that one, right?
The U.S. Open was the one that was 12.5 last year.
Yeah, which is half.
See, the people are going to go there, but they definitely need bigger names right now. Like all of those names beside DJ are guys who have their prime was 18 years ago.
Include Phil in that one, though. And can we assume Phil got more than DJ in his contract?
Well,
I would think so.
Yeah.
Phil's
He's like a
60
founder,
years
yeah.
old, though.
Phil just won a major last year, though.
Well, yeah.
PGA Championship.
Well, and like the other guys that he listed that we don't know, like I'm sure there are a lot of fan bases around them in these other leagues that are going to watch on YouTube, and that'll do well. And they'll play so loose because they don't have to worry about like, hey, if I don't play well, I'm not going to get paid. It's like, oh, well, actually, I have guaranteed money, so even if I don't play well, I'm still going to be able to.
Dustin Johnson shows up at 260 at one of those things.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. There's going to be more, though. That's what I was trying to basically chat about with Dan. Like, that's not the only league that's going to take place. If everybody sees this happen and the ability to be able to do it and the money it takes is a lot of money, but there's people at this stage of the world that have more money than they'll ever be able to spend or see. And it's like if those people decide to do, I think Bezos, he can buy every team of every league, I think.
Believe so.
Yep.
Every team of every league. I think he has the capability to do such a thing, yeah. Like, think about
Maybe
that.
he should buy a few of them.
Well, maybe he should start a fucking league. Golf league. It sounds like golfers would be very thankful if he was to do that. He's always yachting and working out and shit like that. If he was a little bit more, I don't know if Elon's going to dive into to golf. I did see he said, if you're going to work out of office, I need a minimum of 40 fucking hours in the office. Okay, or you're fired from Tesla immediately. Elon released via a tweet on his platform about another business that he does own and run. Does he own that place? Twitter?
I don't think yet.
I don't know.
Still in.
It's not official, right?
Still processing.
He said, well, you told me about a 95% of a business. I'm getting 75% of a business.
Yeah.
So there's a 20% fuck we need to make up.
Let's go ahead and renegotiate.
Let's go back to the table. I'm going to send out this tweet, too, to see what this stock market does. Stock price does. Let's get to a break. 44 minutes an hour, two here. Just got done with PGA Tour Insider. A lot of golf today.
Yeah.
It's huge.
Because
news.
JJ Live will join us in about 20 minutes to chit-chat about the match, which is 6:45 tonight, I believe, on Turner and Bleacher Report platforms. He'll be doing the pre-match show and the analysis. Can't wait to hear his coverage of this. I'm excited for that. I don't know who else is on the coverage. I can't wait to chat with JJ about it. Also, Kyler Murray back in the facility today.
Ooh.
What was that like, JJ? You know, did you see him? Or is JJ
JJ's
not
in
there?
Vegas.
He's probably already in Vegas.
JJ is missing OTAs.
Oh my God.
Some people.
Okay, is this a holdout? We will ask him. 20 minutes. We're back in 4 minutes. Answer some phone calls on the 5-Hour Energy phone line. See you then.
We're appreciative of celebrity fans that come out. But there are just simply some that are like, oh, we're from here. This is what we do. We root for this team. That's not the case here. And that's why I wanted John here.
Nobody wants to play the Blues in the playoffs. We're a heavy team. We're mean and we're relentless. And that they don't play hockey like that anymore. Especially the the high flying teams. And all of a sudden the playoffs happen and you guys see it. The heavy teams, all of a sudden nobody wants to play them. Nobody likes playing the Sharks a couple years ago. Nobody liked playing the Blackhawks back in the old days, and it's just it's a different beast, and we're built for it.
You know what, Hammer? I love the way you do this. You talk. He knows his shit, guys. I told you this. Like,
And then like the '80s happened, and Hully happened, and Shanahan happened, and Scott. We had so many great players come through our organization that, and lost them in the weirdest, most Byzantine, awful ways of stupid trades and bad arbitration, and and then we lose Shanahan, we get Pronger, and everybody hates Pronger, and then Pronger becomes an all-star, and then we of course we don't win with him, but he wins that Anaheim or wherever he won, and you're just like, we can't. We're snake bit. And then something like 2019 happens, and it's all worth it. So I just been around long enough. Like, that's really it. Through Steiner, I was inducted into the Blues alumni, kind of unofficially / officially. They gave me one of these bad boys.
Oh,
so
look at that! Got you one of
I
these.
feel pretty strong about that.
Hey, can we see that one more time? That thing was beautiful. Look at that thing.
I genuinely enjoy going to hockey games. I never played. I mean, I played pickup hockey. I can skate. I can go forwards and backwards. But I never really played. I wasn't raised with a lot of money. Hockey equipment's expensive. We're not in Canada where it's like, everybody's got 10 brothers and hand-me-downs and whatnot. I was an only child. I just love the game, and I love talking about it. I love watching it. I've turned my girlfriend on it, and her sister and their friends. They love it. They've become Blues fans. It's like, of course, the first year that they're Blues fans, they win the fucking Stanley Cup, and you're like, okay, listen, this is not how it goes.
You don't know the pain. You don't know the pain. You don't
please let me
deserve
disabuse you of that notion. Too sweet.
You kind of played the heel at the All-Star game, and I loved it. I loved it.
The absolute best.
There's quite a bit of backlash from that.
I took a little heat, but I think first of all that it's a ridiculous thing, whatever that thing is. It's like it's a Carrot Top's involved. There you go, done.
Oh no!
I mean, come on. There's literally a ventriloquist dummy next to me. I'm sorry, the credibility is completely shot.
Yeah,
but
John Gumpy's got his request with a sequel to The Town. I have a rather simple, adequate request, I hope, and I'm begging you, I'm asking you, man, please start rocking some underwear more, because you're putting the rest of us out here to shame. Paparazzi pics and everything, and the chatter online. It's a lot, and I'm happy for you, and I'm proud for you.
Hey, look,
you're killing.
We all have our cross to bear, man.
Welcome back to the show. Congrats to all the winners. $500 each for the free Gump shirt. Congratulations to all of the winners. Can't wait to continue to just give away money and give away stuff to the people that make this all possible. The fact that you guys spend your afternoons with us, or mornings, depending upon where, or I guess nights.
Mm-hmm. True.
I get pictures of people at night watching on the other side of the globe, which is still amazing and crazy to me. We thank you so much, honestly. Very appreciative of that. Congrats to the winners. Hopefully you'll win the next one if you didn't win this past one. To my left, your right, AJ Hawk, wearing a black hoodie today.
Whoa,
good.
Wow.
Got good AC over there, pal. I know the weather's supposed to break. We've got a rainstorm coming in. I think that's going to put to bed the 100-degree feeling we have had over the last couple of days here in Indiana.
Yeah, it's pretty humid out here, and actually they're doing the Pro-Am for the Memorial Tournament right now. Peyton's playing with Eli, I believe Larry Fitzgerald, and Steve Young are all out there.
Holy hell.
Right down the road, yeah.
Were you invited to play? You could have done that instead of coming on this show for sure.
Oh, I was not. No, I have not been invited to play.
No.
Shocking. Maybe if I once I win out in Tahoe, then maybe I'll get the invite, right?
Oh, okay. Okay, only good golfers, they say. Don't tear apart our course.
I guess.
Hey, the PGA is... I think you're in some trouble.
Yeah, it might be fucked.
I understand legacy and tradition and history and stuff like that, and I know LIV is the one that's currently happening, but if this has any success at all, copycat league.
Yeah.
Copycat league. I mean, that'll
massive. I know there's people with massive amounts of money, but this does take massive amounts of money. We don't know how long until they can actually make it somewhat profitable, though.
Bro, some VC fund.
I know.
That is sitting on trillions of dollars. Like that, I think that's happening now at some places.
I can't imagine the amount of work behind the scenes to try to set up a whole tour, though.
I don't know. I mean, we put together a golf outing. I mean, around. I mean, you got 18 fucking holes. You put something together. I mean, is this not?
You're right. I'm wrong. You're right. It does seem pretty easy.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
people do it every weekend. It feels like,
especially
when they put a whole tour together.
They're hiring these old guys who used to play, who have been spurned by the PGA for years too. Who probably at this point
there's got to be more.
Yeah, exactly. They've been ambassadors of the game for 30 years. They could fucking do that.
Doesn't affect the majors. Like I didn't know the PGA Tour wasn't the 4 majors. Yeah. Like if you can still play in the 4 majors, then really what?
But you have to be good enough to qualify, though, right? Like DJ probably could because he has exemptions into the majors because he's won them. But you have to continue
majors,
to win or get on the money list.
Yeah, but the majors could change, right? Majors could just say, "Yeah, you're an exemption. You're an exemption."
They're going to pressure him. I am sure the PGA is pressuring the majors hard to say you can't. Like, don't let him in because if, like, say DJ can go play all these live events.
You pay the fucking purse then. How about this? You pay the purse then, PGA. How about that? That's probably some hard combos.
PGA's screwed. PGA's screwed right now, I feel like.
Well, I don't. How much money have they been making? Like, over all these. Has to be. When he was rattling off what they pay and what they don't pay, well, they pay all the PGA events that are happening right now, and he buried Iowa.
He did.
He didn't. I mean, he didn't mean to do that. He was just. Iowa's a great place.
Yeah. It is.
Home of John Wayne Gacy, but still a great place.
Wow. It is a great place. And there's a lot of great golf courses in Iowa.
Well, there's a lot of great golf courses here in Indiana.
That's right.
A lot of great golf courses in the flat states because there's a lot of fucking room to do it. I grew up in Pittsburgh. I think my dad probably tried to introduce me to golf as a child, but whenever you see the dark tree in between, there's a light tree, dark tree. You see that dark tree? Yeah. The hole is about 200 yards in front of that, 50 yards to the right of that, up over this hill. Yeah, so you want to hit probably at that bush. You see that bush? That's what golf was.
Every hole.
Hated it. Despised it. Get me off of this course. Out here in Indiana, when the first time I really got back into golfing, started golfing, got my first set and everything, seeing the hole, every single hole was fucking wild. It was awesome. It was a whole different experience. So I would assume there's a lot of great tournaments in towns around the country that take place, but the PGA is paying for those. Those purses are much smaller and tinier. The PGA money is smaller than any of the other money, except for at the end of the standings, and the bonus is going to Tiger Woods. So I assume there's a lot of PGA players that are like, what the fuck do you guys pay for? What do you really pay for? And that opens up massive possibility and opportunity for other people. What if somebody wanted to come in and pay a bunch of players contracts and have them play there? And we'll even do scrambles some weekends. And the prize will be so big, it'll be just entertaining. It'll be better than anything. Like, there's an opportunity here, I think, with especially the reemergence of golf in a boom way, I think, in popularity.
Well, and I think for the majors, it's a little bit more. But, like, what if the guy who gets last place after making the cut for whatever PGA Tour event is this weekend, like, that's probably what? Yeah, $25K. Like, you don't have to make the cut. You go play like shit, get last in this other one, and make $150. Like, you kidding me?
The field is cut in half at least, too.
No cut, and there's no cut.
Yeah.
No, you're just saying that's an appearance fee. So they're paying appearance fees to everybody. 150 grand is what you're guaranteed to make.
To your the projected 2022 revenue for the PGA Tour is 1.5 billion, and then the tour average for money made last year was 1.5
million.
Yes.
The bottom half's making way less than that.
Yeah.
But the tour average money is coming from the majors too.
Well,
4 majors.
Number 80 on the tour last year made 1.5, so that's what the
number 80 didn't win any majors, right? I don't think.
No.
That money strictly came right from the PGA.
Those are the guys that want the invite to live. Like, those are the guys they're hanging on to their card. Like, hey, if I can get 48th place in one event, I'm going to make more in that event that I made all year last year.
And that is expenses they got to pay themselves. Travel, lodging, food. That's what they mentioned. Taxes.
With all that cash, I would imagine these events, I bet they are going
number 80
to
in the world
roll
right
out
there.
the red carpet for these guys.
Yeah, the live thing you're talking about?
Yeah, the live thing. They have to make these things so nice, I would imagine.
Well, what if they make them like the waste management, though? And all of them are just like these incredible environments of people that, like...
It's kind of hard.
You'd have to go to a place that has passion and cares.
And people show up.
Maybe they just pay actors.
Gotta get people to come.
From the places in the U.S., it sounded like they were going to those type of places. Like Miami. Portland, Miami.
Chicago.
Yeah, but people got to show up for more than just DJ.
Yeah. Right.
You gotta get people to stay and not just show up for the first one and be like, oh, what's this day look like?
AJ, they're offering you $10,000 to come cheer for this thing all weekend. Would you?
Yes.
How many people would do that? A lot of people would do that, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
They can literally just fund
You're
everything.
right.
They can fund everything if they wanted to.
Bottomless pit is how he described it.
I'm available if they need to get. I can round up.
No,
some people.
AJ, the price is more than that. Hour 3
No,
is on the
I'm
other
getting
side.
way more, but I'm saying I'm available. If they want to come to the table,
Dude.
I'll make myself available.
This is a game changer for golf. Honestly, this is a pivotal moment, I think. I don't know much about it other than I watch it on the weekend. I'm trying to find my swing, and I tweaked my knee trying to golf into a net. I love the sport. I enjoy the hell out of getting out there with the lads.
Mm-hmm.
You know, some fresh air, being able to do whatever you want out there. You kind of listen to music, drink a little beer.
Right.
Try to master an impossible task. I mean, it is a great sport, but it feels like business-wise. This is saying a lot about me. And this is going to sound incredibly cocky, and I apologize for that. But if I was to get into the PGA and become successul, 1,000% chance I would be trying to lead a revolt against the PGA Tour if I was in there with the rules that it is. 1,000% chance. Having a couple beers, this is bullshit, isn't it? I mean, you're much better than I am. Think about, like, you and me getting paid the exact same. Think about that. Think about this shit. As the more and more I think about it, I'm like, where's all the fucking money going? And then you meet the people that it's good. Oh, there's 10 people that are making it. It's all like, and you're just hanging out at all these places. Probably put on a great event, shaking a lot of hands, meeting with sponsors, having air conditioning on the course, drinking your whole thing. It would be hard not to be pissed off, AJ. Honestly, the more and more I thought about it, like they signed a contract at the beginning too? One-way contract, basically? What? How has this survived?
And you're getting tested too for stuff. Like they're testing for, I believe, street drugs too.
How has this survived though? I don't know how this hasn't happened earlier. Because it doesn't sound like $125 million is a lot of money, but it sounds like if you would have got Norman back in the day, it wouldn't have been $125 million. It feels like now that is the rate because that is what was being offered. It was crazy to outweigh the legacy and the history and everything like that. But these bottom half of the PGA guys are good golfers. You feel that, like if I'm filling a card, okay, I'm just giving a card here. Let's make this a fight card here. And who's going to be the talent that we have? You give me a bunch of fucking good golfers and then like 2 superstars. I mean, you got a fucking tournament, right? You got a potential, you got 40 dark horses that you don't need to pay $125 million to. I mean, this is something that is right.
And you hope some of those guys become superstars through your tour.
Bingo, yeah, you build them up. Like, this is right. This has been ripe for the picking, I think, from business people. And the fact that golf has all the business people in it, I'm surprised this hasn't happened.
I think it shows you how the business people that are involved with the PGA, like he said in '94, he went to Congress and lobbied to shut it down. And so I'm sure there's a lot of people that have been pushing against this for a long time.
Honestly, and there's people coming at me in defense of the PGA that I don't understand or appreciate everything PGA.
What should the commissioner do though? What should he do?
They got to pay
guaranteed money.
I think they got to give guaranteed monies throughout the entire year. Just give a contract.
Even if you don't make the cut.
No, I think just over the season, you'll get at least $200,000.
If you have your card, you get a certain amount. Yeah, that makes sense.
I think that would change it a little bit. Expenses, maybe pay for gas. Do you guys pay for gas for us for each week?
Well, turn in your miles. You get 40 cents a mile.
A little reimbursement.
That is actually the national. Think about the people who.
That's the price right now. 40%.
I think it's 44 a mile, 44 cents a mile.
Since the modern gas right now.
Well, I believe so.
Really?
Which isn't great. I mean, they're going to have to raise that, but.
Well, that's what I'm saying, yeah. I didn't know if you were speaking from a past experience or like a
I think it was 39 cents when I was driving.
I gamed the NCAA. I told them I was driving back from the Fiesta Bowl. I forget how many. I forget how much it was per mile, but we all got commercial flights back home.
Let's go.
Yeah, we beat them. We gamed them. How you doing? Keep moving. Going right to the bar.
Sorry
about it.
Think about the people who are golfers normally. Like, they're kind of, just don't want to make waves type of
handshake
human beings.
Yeah,
like,
those communities.
A lot of money.
Sure, we'll pay a
lot of big money sponsors too. Rolex is all over it.
And that's the other bit. Like, will that be what they deters a lot of these guys if their sponsors just have a hard line against them?
Not if you're making way more over there.
That's
but you'd have
just the money.
But you'd have to win. I mean, you'd have to win more tournaments, right? Because I don't know. I assume a lot of these guys who aren't winning all the time, like their main source of income is their sponsorship money.
Yeah, but if you're not winning and not playing good, your sponsorship money's not good because you're not on TV as much. Like, that's what I wanted. Whenever he talked about not making a cut and what else you have to pay for and everything like that, and he was talking about losing like maybe $50,000 a week if you don't make the cut and you're a big name person because the house to travel, to have team and everything like that. But the whole thought of if you don't make the cut, you're probably being paid less by your sponsors too, because you're not on TV on Saturday and Sunday when everybody's watching. So it's probably a different amount of money that you're getting from your sponsors if you make the cut and not make the cut. I feel because those go hand in hand.
And Liv,
you sign deals like those sign a long-term, like multi-year deal with RBC, who just dropped DJ, I guess. But I mean, the big-time guys are making massive amounts. They're making way more off the course than they do on.
That's
but I think the bottom half, though, I don't know. What
all right, I got to get to a break real quick before hour 3 starts. JJ Watt will join us. What are you going to say, Tom?
58 cents, by the way. I was quite off.
Yeah, I was wondering, because it feels like we are in a different time where gas is at a price where it hasn't been in a long time, and I don't like filling up, but somebody will figure it out. All right, we're back in about a minute. Hour 3 on the other side. Cheers.
The Pat McAfee Show.
There'll be no rules for our guests, for us, for the things we can talk about.
Speaking his mind.
I've never had a problem expressing my opinions or my thoughts or anything like that.
While being relatable.
I haven't had that manufactured fake-ass celebrity that a lot of people have whenever they go on those big networks. I've had a chance to really build my crew, build my following, build my audience.
And ridiculous.
What am I supposed to do? So I'm supposed to look at something that I can definitely afford and say, nah. Is that what I'm supposed to do?
The Pat McAfee Show starts in 3, 2, 1.
Hey, welcome back to that show. Hour 3 on this. We saw Top Gun earlier. It was awesome. Wednesday, June 1st, 2010. Diggs is here. The other half of the hammer.
Dahn.
Cowboys in Canada.
Michigan. How's Goopy doing?
I think he's good. He was on Hammer Down yesterday. Sounded good.
Got his suitcase.
Did look
His suitcase did get back to him, so that is also good.
He said his place is really nice when I called him yesterday.
Okay, good news. I was planning on calling him at some point this week to see how everything's going and chit chat with him. Obviously, FaceTime so I can see how he's living because I would like him not to live on a couch somewhere. Okay, you're at a different stage of life now. You're allowed to get a good place and, not make this the worst time that you have to do up in Canada. How did he gamble yesterday? Pretty good gambler yesterday or no?
Yeah, I believe he did. I think he was 5-1-3.
That's what I'm talking about.
There you go.
He's about to be
dialed in.
Listen, this is going to be for the benefit of all of us. First of all, getting Gumpy back full time forever on the other side without having to worry about anything. Great for everybody. We miss the hell out of his presence. I do.
Oh, yeah.
I look back at it right there. He's normally standing right there. I give him a look. I'm like, Gumpy, I miss Gumpy right now.
Yeah.
I miss this morning during Top Gun. I couldn't even imagine his reaction.
I know.
He's wanted to do that for a while too. Go to the movies together.
But he's about to become a locked-in gambler, I believe.
Yeah, I think so.
Not that he wasn't before. I think now he's literally got nothing else going on.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and watch Hammer Down. Also, that's Hockey Talk this evening at 8 p.m. at youtube.com/That's Hockey Talk.
Excellent plug. Thank you for that.
Are you guys just going to be doing Top Gun reviews all the time?
I don't know if Rapper's seen it yet. I'll have to ask
Oh,
him.
yes.
Rapper.
Has to see it, Rupp. Got to see it. Joining us now is a man who I assume has seen. He's probably has to be in it. And when he retires, will probably be in whatever the next one is.
Mm-hmm.
An action hero that plays football for a living. Obviously, we have seen him recover from strenuous workouts out in the middle of a fucking log cabin in the middle of Wisconsin by actually dipping himself in a frozen lake. This guy's chiseled, he's ripped, former MVP, Defensive Player of the Year, absolute superstar, now a member of the Arizona Cardinals. But today, he'll be hosting the pre-match and that analyzing.
Yep.
I almost gave it analyzing. I was having such a good build up there, I didn't want to ruin it, but I guess we kind of did. Oh, well, he'll be better than me at this. Ladies and gentlemen, JJ Watt! What are you doing, man?
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Hey, it's an honor to have you. Obviously, Wheels Up has paid for you to be a part of this, the match thing. I mean, I've never seen a more perfectly placed. I did not expect that. I appreciate the hell out of you for joining us. Very busy. You're hosting the pre-show and you're an analyst for the match. Are you walking on the course? What should we expect here today, you think?
No, I'm sitting right next to Chuck. So hopefully going to just throw it down with Chuck, and we're going to two guys with terrible golf games analyzing professional athletes' golf games. It's just going to be a beautiful thing, Pat.
Have you been doing your research? Because there's been a lot of shit talk. I mean, Tom Brady's been burying Josh Allen.
Oh, yeah.
Aaron's kind of gone after Patrick Mahomes a little bit. The young guys have shot back at the older guys. The older guys, I think, are going to be a bit more savage. Have you been doing your research? Are you going to be talking shit? Or are you lifting the boys up, you think, during the whole thing?
I have been doing my research. I think the shots have been fired pretty hot and heavy early. I'm very interested to see what's left in the tank in terms of shots. I mean, on one hand, it's difficult. I don't have a Super Bowl. These guys, 3 of them got Super Bowls. Very difficult to talk shit when 3 guys got Super Bowls, you don't have one. But I know that, so I'll Eminem myself right out of the gate. I'll 8 Mile myself, and I'm going to tell them, listen, I don't have a Super Bowl. I get it. I haven't been past the second round. I get it. I've been hurt. Got it. All 3 out of the way. And now I start taking shots at your old asses, and Josh couldn't beat me in the playoffs. So there we go.
This is going to be magical, I can already tell. And I think AJ is about to fire in with more shit talk question. He implored Josh Allen to explore the space in the shit talk to Aaron Rodgers, I believe, because Aaron will be ready. AJ, your thoughts for JJ Watt and what the shit talk will be today, pal?
Well, I think that the talk is going to be amazing. It's going to be. We'll see how serious it gets. But JJ, I wanted to ask you: are you there for 2 reasons? One, obviously, to host the show and to make great content. But I feel like you may be there in case like a protester tries to glue their head to the green or something. You got to take somebody out. Like maybe a heckler comes under the ropes. Are you going to really jack somebody up if they step out of line?
Can you plant that? Can you plant one for us? That would be the best ratings of all time.
I'll see what I can do.
He does at Tahoe all the time. I mean, he does it at Tahoe.
I mean, you're a Rodgers insider. You got to give me something to go with here. You got to give me something to poke the bear, something to get him riled up, or I need something.
Go ahead, AJ.
Man, that's a good. There's a lot of different avenues you can take with Aaron. I guess it depends on how he's playing. If he's playing great, he's going to come back at you a bunch. If he's playing terrible, that's when it's going to be fun TV to see you stay like jovial and keep coming back at him and see how much he responds.
Oh, you think he's going to be? You think he's going to get pissed?
Oh, is there any way, like, if their team starts playing bad, do you think there will be any chirping back and forth, like him and Tom? Do you think there's anything there?
I hope so. That would be. You need to play it up. You should do that if they're playing bad. Be like, hey, come on, Aaron. Tom's not carrying his weight. What's going on here, man? And try to get him going.
Well, you do know last year, hey, Tom and Aaron were the conversation of who's going to win the MVP, right?
Yeah.
Oh, now they're teammates.
Oh, I mean, Aaron took my MVP in 2014, so I'm definitely bringing that up.
I'm getting the official titling here. JJ Watt will host the Bleacher Report app's Hot Seat Press Conference at 2.0, presented by Capital One, which will precede the live event coverage simulcast on TNT, True TV, and Headline News.
Okay.
Ooh. Johnny Depp, Amber Heard, Dahn sub in the match.
Okay.
Beginning at 6:30 p.m. Eastern time. How is the golf game? I've seen you out in Arizona. It feels like the Watts, the entire family is golfing every day out there. It's beautiful.
Pat, I shot a 89 the other day and was thrilled. And then this past weekend, I shot a 118. So we are all over the map.
That's golf, JJ. That's golf. You
How's
know.
yours? You've been practicing. You're getting ready for Tahoe. How's the game?
Well, I tweaked my knee, JJ. I was wearing Air Forces on cement, taking little swings off the mat into the net, and twisted on the left knee, tweaked it. This thing's been swollen for 2 weeks, JJ. So I haven't really been able to get any work done, but I do have some fresh J's that are golf shoes that look great out there. I think that's really all I got.
Are you wearing jorts in Tahoe, or how are we doing it?
Well, that's interesting because I think I got to wear fucking pants. I think at these places that you two hang out at, I got to wear pants and all that stuff.
You're Pat McAfee. Wear whatever you want.
You're saying put these bad boys right to the test, huh? This guy swing with these.
He's turning those down. Let America see what they need to see.
You're right, JJ.
Golf courses love denim.
Yeah, they love jorts. Also, I mean, I'll have to wear black jorts, though, because the sweat that'll be coming out of my ass will be so disgusting. America doesn't need to see that. Let's talk about you, though, JJ. This isn't about me. Jesus. Okay? Arizona Cardinals team. Ever since that owner, the son of the late Bidwell that passed away, flew to your house in Wisconsin, landed on that lake, remember?
Yeah.
Like Matthew McConaughey in that one rom-com movie where he lands the plane on the water. This guy lands his plane on your frozen lake, picks you up, flies you down to Phoenix, Arizona. At that moment, I was like, God damn, this team is going all in, all in. It feels like that has been the case throughout your entire time there. A new seed, a new like pillar of the program. Does it feel like that inside there? Outside looking in, it feels like one of the best teams to be a part of right now in the entire NFL.
It's a great situation, man. I can't lie. I mean, we've got a great team. Obviously, we started out 7-0 last year. We had a great opportunity and unfortunately squandered it down the stretch. But we got a ton of talent, and we have a good mix of young guys and vets who can lead the way. Obviously, a very talented quarterback, and it's a good organization. I mean, Cliff is a player's head coach for sure. He runs the offense. Vance Joseph runs the defense. It's very similar early in my career when Gary Kubiak ran the offense and Wade Phillips ran the defense. I think it's great when you have two guys with that level of experience and knowledge. And they're putting pieces together. I mean, you look at what we've done. You add Hollywood and that offensive core. I mean, who the hell do you double team? I mean, you got Zach Ertz, you got Hollywood, you got Hawk when he gets back, you got Rondale Moore, you've got James Conner out of the backfield, and then you got to worry about Kyler running. Like, how do you stop that?
Hey, were you really? I know Vance Joseph, your D coordinator. You had some history with him in Houston, and I know Vance a little bit. And he years ago, all he did was talk you up how great you were. He was in Cincinnati when I was there as the DB coach. Was that a part of the reason why you decided to go out there?
No doubt. I love Vance. He's a great coach. He was with us in the early days. He runs a little bit of that Wade Phillips style 3-4. I think we're going to get even more aggressive with it here as we go, and I think comfort level being back in it in year 2 here is going to be great. And he was the head coach in Denver. Obviously didn't go the way he wanted it to, but I think he'll be a head coach again soon. He's built for it. He's got the right mindset, the mentality, and the knowledge base, and we're lucky to have him as our D coordinator.
I enjoy when you start stirring the pot with the internet. I like the way you view sports media and the day-to-day sports conversations, especially, with the heat on Kyler, your selfie video of him working out going, but, when everybody was talking about him not being happy is a great piece of content, especially coming from you and with Kyler. Kyler's back in the building today, from what I've been told. You are not. Are you holding out right now?
Whoa.
And is it because Kyler came back? What the fuck, JJ?
Ertz with the donuts, Kyler coming back. I mean, I'm not saying that there's problems, but there could be problems. Kyler was in the building yesterday. I saw that he was there. Our media guy came up to me and said, hey, Wednesday is our only open media session for OTAs. Will you speak afterwards? I said, you know what? I'm not even going to be there.
Oh, damn. I got my own media session, 5:45, Bleacher Report app. I got a press conference to host. How about it? So you're saying Kyler was there yesterday. Have you sensed at all that we talked to Steve Keim? Steve Keim was like, it's going to get worked out. Cliff Kingsbury, hey, this is business. It's going to get worked out. Bringing in Hollywood. The outside conversation seems to be a lot louder than it feels by anybody inside of it. And we get an accurate read with that? There's no thought about Kyler not being a Cardinal forever, right?
I mean, I definitely don't have that feeling. I mean, I think that how all this stuff goes. Like players, that this generally it always takes right up until the end of training camp this season. So nobody is fretting any of it because we all understand how it goes. I mean, my brother just did his deal last year. It took until the last week of the preseason. And that's just the way that these things go. So none of us are worried about it. None of us are fretting, and I'm sure it'll all get worked out, and I look forward to having Kyler out there.
What do you think about Kyler? Your brother kicked his agents out of the way. Yeah. Mm-hmm. With one leg, kicked the agents out of the way. With the other leg, kicked the fucking door open. How much money you paying me? I want to sign it. I got to go work out.
Exactly. This is a good deal.
Thank you, TJ.
That's what the Watts do.
What?
Get the hell out of the way, Suits. All right? How much they paying me? Too much. I need to work out.
That sounds like something you'll be doing here shortly, and it's you're up to something season. I feel like you're going to be kicking down the door saying, deal done. Let's go.
Well, maybe. There's a lot of details to figure out with a lot of different people right now, but we're figuring it out. We're getting there. I'm not good at reading, but it takes me some time.
Directly from Twitter, so I know that you are signing with Amazon. You're also signing with FanDuel. You're also signing. You're going to be doing 7 shows a weekend. It's going to be unbelievable.
No, listen. There's already too much of me. We need to figure out how to make less of me of that whole thing. But let's get back to you chatting about Kyler there. What type of person is he? Right? I think because that sounds like such a terrible question, but The Dan Patrick interview, right, from Super Bowl week before he was drafted, I think made a lot of people think like, oh, this guy is vastly different than any other quarterback maybe we've ever seen. But then we've kind of seen him with FaZe Clan and other people kind of open up and show his personality and with how electrifying he is and how great he is at baseball potentially. What type of guy is he on day-to-day that we don't get to see? Because it feels like he's maybe one of the coolest dudes of all time and also the most athletic human that we've maybe ever seen.
He's unbelievably athletic. I mean, the guy does things that it's unbelievable. And you watch everybody try and chase him around out there, and I'm happy I don't have to do it. But he's a different quarterback. He knows that. He's not the traditional quarterback that you look at, either from a personality and media standpoint or from the way he plays the game. And I think that he knows that, and he's accepted it, and he embraces that, and he's going to do it his way. And that's what he's committed to, and that's the way that he's going to go about things. And obviously, at the high school level and at the college level, he's been very successful with it. And now he's doing it at the NFL level, and he's going to be successful with it there as well.
Are he and Cliff tight? I know Cliff's even said, like, hey, I try to get Kyler to talk more, to speak more, I guess, because he does seem to be somewhat quiet, at least in front of the camera. But it seems like he and Cliff are on the same page with everything.
Yeah, they're very much on the same page. I mean, it's very clear that our offense is built around Kyler Murray's skill set, and we're adding pieces left and right to enhance that skill set. And obviously, you bring in a guy like Hollywood, who Kyler's known forever and who's best friends with, and everybody knows that that's what it takes to win in this league. Is you have to put the pieces around your quarterback to maximize their talents, and that's what Cliff is doing with Kyler.
Did you fly on a wheels up plane to wherever you are right now?
Oh, absolutely.
How was the experience? Pretty good?
Oh, fantastic. Wheels Up does an unbelievable job with their concierge customer service. They put a beautiful group there. I felt like McAfee on the way to WrestleMania.
Okay, yeah. Well, I don't know if I'll ever get treated like a wide.
But it was a fantastic feeling. Every weekend I see you on a plane somewhere, and then you're flying back, and you're floating above the plane as you go. It's unbelievable.
Yeah. There's quite altitude. There's some altitudes to the altitudes up there. 5:45 is when you can catch the pre-show that this man will be hosting on the Bleacher Report app. A couple of the boys have some questions for you, JJ. Is that all right?
Yeah. Let's go.
Are you napping before this? How are you storing energy?
I'm taking a nap right after this call. I'm pretty jacked about it. I won at the casino last night, so I'm just going to take a nap instead of giving it all back.
Let's go. That's smart. You're allowed to leave with chips. You're allowed to leave with money. A lot of people forget that.
Learning that slowly.
Yeah, even if you hit huge on one hand. I was planning on being here for 2-3 hours to drink some free drinks, but fuck it. There's a lot. All right, I'm out of here.
Yep.
I guess I'm going to go elsewhere. You're allowed to do that. People forget. Go ahead, Ty.
JJ, there's been a lot of talk about how the Pro Bowl stinks, and as a guy who's been there like 100 times, is there anything they can do to make it better for the players outside of canceling the game? And would you also tentatively commit to being in like a home run derby, a softball home run derby at said event?
Oh, what a question. What a great question.
Thank you.
Yes, I do believe that it can be enhanced and can be made very fun. I think that there's just so much on the line for guys with contracts and with everything that it's tough for the game to truly be competitive. But I believe it is, if you do it right and you make it right, the guys, love being a part of it. Like I remember my first ever Pro Bowl, Peyton Manning getting up and giving a speech, had the whole room dying laughing. And then you go down by the pool and everybody's hanging around the bar at the pool. You know, you're just shooting the breeze. You're talking with Adrian Peterson. You're talking with all these guys that you watch on TV and you've looked up to, and you're sharing stories. And it's access you never get because it's just the guys, and you can actually hang out with just the guys. So you don't want to lose that, and you want guys to want to go to the Pro Bowl. And I think, like you said, you do some sort of skills competition. You do a baseball home run derby. You toss like some other types of competitions in there. I mean, I remember watching Larry Allen throw up 225 for 750 reps on the bench press. You know, I mean, it was those types of things are cool, and I think that you can find a way to make it fun without having to put the guys at risk health-wise.
Hey, they mailed it in on the Pro Bowl. My first Pro Bowl was in Arizona. You remember that? They didn't rent out the whole fucking hotel. That was a very interesting decision. Like, I've worked my entire life. I watched it in Hawaii. I watched all the events. It looks like a great time. Everybody's having a blast. Get to Arizona after losing by 50 to fucking Patriots 2 days before that. Oh, yeah. The hotel is not reserved just for NFL folks. So J.J. Watts, the Luke Kuechly's, and Drew Breeses of the world are getting attacked by autograph hounds, basically. The lobby bar is not just NFL players, although there was NFL. We're getting pretty fucked up there. There's a lot of people that were not NFL people there. And then we had to drive 2 hours into the desert for practice, 2 hours back, and they wanted us to pour concrete in the middle of a playground or something in the middle of the desert. I'm like, this is the Pro Bowl. This is the Pro Bowl. I've never been more confused in my entire life, JJ. I'm like, what? They mailed it in
Why
on.
did you have to come to those practices? Why did you even have to attend the practices?
There's zero time to punt a ball. There is zero place, and nobody out here knows who the hell you are anyways, but come on this bus for two. The bus was the best part. I mean, that was like, yeah, it was awesome. Chris Carter was in there. You were in there. Martellus Bennett was in there.
Telling stories that had me dying on the bus. And then he started talking about his video game company that he was creating and the production company with like the kids shows. And I was like, this guy is brilliant. This guy's got a lot going on up in that mind. And it is impressive. But yeah, those bus rides, man, those were the best.
It's all happened, by the way, for Marty B. Like, he created a full anime. Everything he said, like, was happening. It was like, God damn, I feel like I got a front row seat to the brain there. But it was quite an experience, the Pro Bowl. I really thought they mailed it in. And, you know, it would be nice if they got that.
What do you want it to be?
Mostly what you said, but it has to be, and you can't say this because you're in it and you've been paid a lot of money and everything like that, so you would sound like a pretentious asshole if you're to say this. I think as a fan and we're in a thought shop here, a brainstorm, I think there should be actual prizes up for grabs. Like, if you offer up like $500,000 to the winner of something, and by the way, $500,000 to that person's charity or thought, like, you're going to get a lot more effort. You're going to get guys actually going in there, and as opposed to saying, well, I can't tweak a hamstring for $20,000 or $30,000, like $500,000, maybe you get a little bit more effort, a little bit more enthusiasm, plus the charity aspect of it. I think you can really do some shit.
I mean, I back when my very first Pro Bowl, the game was actually still somewhat of a game. I mean, it was not anywhere near a true NFL game, but there was legitimate tackling and there was stuff going on. I mean, you watch that Sean Taylor video and you're like, those days are gone. Nobody's going to be decapitating anybody on the field anymore.
Except for Clay Matthews trying to block a punt.
There's got to be some middle ground there. I agree with you. And you want the guys to play. Like, you want the guys to want to play. I think that's another thing that's happened nowadays is so many guys are dropping out. You got the fifth, sixth alternate in the game, and they're putting on their Insta bio Pro Bowler, and you're like, all right, six alternate.
Well, it's just like the people in the offseason that there's 100 people on the team. They're in the NFL, though, right now in their bio, you know, in a couple months. Are they going to take that off or not? I don't know, because they're probably going to be selling insurance. That's interesting times. Wait, whatever else.
Taking it to the Instagram Reels and TikToks. So that guy picked off the fourth stringer in practice, and it's all over Instagram like he's a Hall of Famer.
Still happening. I assume it's only growing. I mean, that is the Thursday All Pros or Friday All Pros are always, now they have access to public. Yeah. You know, getting a chance to kind of market that whole thing. It must be a different time. You've been in the league a long time now, JJ. Fucking long time. You've seen a lot of changes in the sport.
I was thinking about this morning. You know, I'm going into year 12, and I'm getting ready to call the match, and so I'm looking up the guys and everything. And Tom has been in the league for like 11 years more than I have. That is mind-boggling.
Aaron, too. Aaron's old. Like, nobody really talks about it because he's in great shape and he's playing great football. He's, what, 30?
Yeah, 38 this year, I think.
No end in sight, JJ. No end in sight for that guy if he wants to. He'll be able to throw the ball forever. How's your body feel? You feel good?
I feel great, man. Really, the Arizona weather has been unbelievable. I've been training down there all off season and in the heat on the natural grass. Buddy, our strength coach, has been doing an unbelievable job. The body really does feel great. It's been great. I've been enjoying it, and I'm really looking forward to working with the guys. I've been having a lot of fun, and I'm loving it.
Do you think Buddy was pissed off about the donut selection from Zach Ertz too? I mean, kind of fucked up that he did that to you.
No, he had no problem getting the exact donuts Buddy wanted. He had the exact ones Buddy wanted, and Zach Ertz sounded like he had never heard of a strawberry frosted donut in his life. He was mind blown that a pink frosted donut existed, and we haven't settled it yet. We haven't settled.
Listen, I was a Zach Ertz fan. He sounds like an uncultured swine.
Yeah.
not even talking about a strawberry glazed donut.
I actually felt a little bit bad afterwards because the internet came pretty hard. I don't know if you're familiar with the internet, with your show and everything, but the internet can be a little psychotic, and people just roasted him. And I was like, all right, guys, he brought donuts to the facility.
No. I don't want to say that I tried to gaslight those particular comments.
A little bit.
I was firmly in your corner in this particular one. If somebody was to tell me, hey, donuts are coming tomorrow morning, and I don't know if you eat donuts on a regular basis, I would assume you don't, but you wake up going in there to work out, oh my God, I forgot, fucking good buddy Zach Ertz. Let's go. Bringing me donuts in this thing. I'm going to go push this thing, and then he opens, he says, everybody gets donuts but you, pal. I mean, fuck, what was that?
I changed my breakfast that morning based on the fact I was going to be having donuts at the facility.
Zach Ertz doesn't want to talk about that.
That's right.
He doesn't want it. He doesn't want it. We'll have him. I'll have him explain sometime. We'll have a follow-up Twitter, and he can explain himself. But he's one of the nicest humans on the planet. But he's on the list right now.
Yeah. Well, I mean, who's the real Zach? You know, that's
true.
That's the thing. We're all wondering. I guess time will tell. Connor, your question for JJ?
Yeah, JJ, we all love the quarterbacks, but is there any thought of doing a match with D linemen? Maybe even like the Watts versus the Boses, perhaps? You know, maybe a little family feud action.
Connor, here's what I want to do, and here's what I might toss it out there to Chuck today or to somebody today. We got these guys who are obviously good golfers. They're great athletes. They go out there, they play. Maybe they shank a shot here or there, but for the most part, they're playing pretty good golf. I want a match where we drink beer.
What?
Play real golf.
What?
We are in the woods. We are on different fairways. We're playing as you. I don't know how good you are, Connor.
Terrible.
But if me and my brothers are going out to play and we're shooting a 110 and we're drinking beers, I want to watch that. And I want it to be mic'd up. I want to hear, I want the club slams. I want possibly a 56-degree thrown into a pond.
Yes.
I want the cussing and the trash talking. I want to watch that.
Yes. Yes. Are we doing that? You're going to have to fill like 5-6 hours tonight on air. You got nothing but time.
Oh, I'm tossing ideas out left and right. Tom has a $350 million media deal. Trust me, this is my
375. 375.
Whatever it is. Why does he need it? How much money does he need? What is he trying to do?
They're trying to buy a team, JJ. I think, honestly, hey, here's a real question. Okay, Peyton was holding court, like you said, at Pro Bowl. The Mannings are trying to get in ownership, from what it sounds like, alleged reports. Tom Brady's trying to get in ownership. Is JJ Watt? Family getting in ownership? Is that why TJ kicked the agents out of the way? Excuse me. This is the amount we need to get on the right track to buy a goddamn fucking team. Ooh. I need to go sign this deal immediately. Is that what future thoughts are? Are you owning a team, JJ?
I mean, I'm not the one that's flying around with Irsay on his jet and that is constantly at the Colts. And, one of us does seem to be looking at ownership here. It's not the guy in the wheels up shirt.
Oh, you're talking about the guy in the tank top?
Guy in the tank top and the gold chain.
How cool would it be to fucking be an NFL owner, dude? That money's only going like this, JJ. You hear me? It's only going like this.
Irsay golfs right next the course right by my house down in Arizona. He is there all the time, and it doesn't look like a bad life.
Do you talk to him?
We literally just missed each other the last time that we were out. I was talking to one of his, I think it was his number 2. We were out there, but I just missed him. Yeah. But his plan literally there all the time. Guy lives a good life.
Listen,
seems to do it right. Seems to do ownership properly.
Yes, he has a museum that travels around with him while he plays the guitar with other legendary musicians around places. You get into a convo with him, JJ, grab a chair, okay, and buckle up. There is about to be 2 to 3 hours of the most legendary stories that you've ever heard. And there are going to be metaphors and questions coming at you. Might be rhetorical, might want an answer. Gonna have to read. I haven't always hit a home run in those particular situations. He'll send out a question. He does not want an answer. So it was a setup to the next one. I mean, he is worth a convo, JJ. Last question here. Go ahead, Tone Diggs.
JJ, I just want to thank you first for motivating TJ to try to get to those 3 defensive MVP awards. Thank you for that. We appreciate it. But also, why do you hate your brothers, and why didn't you go play with them last year?
Oh, Tone, that's a conversation for another day. Free agency in itself is a full-blown conversation for another day, and there's definitely stories from it that I will tell.
Oh, really? Like when you're retired and stuff?
at some point there's some interesting things there. But
Are you angling for $375 million from somebody right there?
I mean, you gotta look at what that situation was at the time too. TJ was up for a contract extension, and he hadn't gotten it there yet, and we were talking there, and I'm always going to want him to get taken care of. So it was just a situation of I want to see him getting taken care of, and also
he loves his brothers.
Good brother.
Wow. Your own two brothers can you take? I mean, really. I mean, I hang out with them like 50 to 100 days a year. We text and talk every single day. I mean, do we need to be in the locker room together? Really?
Oh, we would have liked it.
I think, Pittsburgh would have loved it. 3 wides.
Let's
go.
Line is solid. That defense is fun, man. I love watching the Steelers. I love what Mike T has done, and everything that TJ's told me about Mike T and the way that he does things seems like it is just everything you look for and hope for as a player. And obviously the Steelers organization is one of the best in history, and it seems like they do stuff first class the right way up there. And so it does look like a special place to be, and I'm lucky that both my brothers are there. They speak so glowingly about Mike T and that whole place.
I can barely hear what you're saying. My whole fucking thing just broke, but it's echoing off of this. You're sounding great. That's what I'm fucking with. I'm listening to you. My comment is, it is a glorious place. I apologize for this unprofessionalism. Go ahead, AJ, please. Jesus.
Last one from me. Can you give a pick tonight? Are you allowed to say who you think will win the match?
Minus 186 right now.
I have no clue if there are rules. Maybe I'm not supposed to. I'll take a pick. I'm going with Tom and Aaron. I think that they're going to win. I think from what I hear, I think Aaron is the best of the crew. I think Tom also he's got another, 180-yard hole out in his bag at some point just because he always does something spectacular on the course. I think Pat has played this course a ton. I played this course with Pat at the Justin Timberlake, Jimmy Fallon thing a couple weeks ago, and they were like, yeah, Pat's been out here like 15 times this year. It's unbelievable. So he knows the course well. Josh, I'm told, is dialed in from 150 yards in. Little erratic off the tee box. So I'm going with the older guys with the experience. That's who I think. And maybe I just got myself kicked off the broadcast. I don't know.
No, you can't. 5:45. The whole show starts on the Bleacher Report app with the last press conference that this man will be hosting before the 6:30 blast on True TV, TNT, and Headline News.
Ooh.
Can't wait to watch it, JJ. You're the best, buddy.
I appreciate you guys. I love it every time. And I hope to talk to you again soon.
Good luck on the nap, too. Because downstairs there's a casino calling. It's hard to take naps in Vegas.
Oh, no. Don't you dare. I'm going to nap it out.
In the basement, it's going, there's more money to win. JJ. That's what your pillow seems to say, too, as soon as you put your head down in that city.
Maybe just a little. Maybe just a little. I don't know. Maybe just a little.
Couple hands.
You're JJ Watt. You always win. Can't wait to watch you on the Bleacher Report app. Can't wait to watch the match tonight at 6:30. You're the man. Ladies and gentlemen, JJ Watt.
Yeah!
All right, so what the fuck with these things?
They busted?
Dude, I'm on the wrong channel. I got on the wrong
Different frequency.
I was listening to something else.
TC?
There was something else going on in my ear at one point during the whole thing. I mean, it's bouncing back and forth in the channels, the mic mode. I had no idea how to turn up this thing, so I was hearing, JJ partially. Sounds like the match is going to be awesome. He's going in there loaded.
He is.
He's going in there to solve.
He sounds like he is prepared, like he is ready and has a lot of different ideas that he wants to throw out there. I wonder how much they're going to throw to it. Yeah, I'm just curious how it goes. I'm excited to watch that.
I can't wait. We'll get to the phones now on the other side of this break to wrap up this glorious Wednesday, June 1st. A celebration needs to happen, too, on the way back.
Oh.
Not only did JJ Watt came back on the show. Appreciate you,
Yeah, he was great.
He is great. It's not OTAs today, though. Somebody stuck with it.
It's good point.
He's at a casino and
Yeah, that is interesting.
Gambling.
anybody talking about that? Patrick Mahomes golfed there 15 times this offseason.
Yeah. Who
What's
the
that
hell
all
tipped
about?
this guy off?
Is he playing football?
Something to think about.
That's what media would do, though, there, with him saying that.
Yeah.
That would be a full headline.
Yeah, he's 15 times.
Hearing that Patrick Mahomes has golfed 15 times on this course, is that good or bad news that Patrick Mahomes is focused on golf that much in this offseason?
I mean, I saw one of my favorites before earlier. Derek Jeter is now on Twitter and Instagram. Was a bottom headline on one of those shows. It was awesome.
They're the best, dude. That's
Oh
what
my gosh, are you
I
serious?
I swear to
They
God.
made it for 30 minutes. What are you talking
JJ loves doing this too to them. JJ
Yeah, he will.
loves.
I think I think he'll get in there and create some conversation between the players.
12 years in the NFL with your every doing, basically being dissected, can potentially build up a little bit of a callus towards a specific group of journalists and media people. And he loves whenever he can get in there. So does Aaron.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And now two of them are going to be on open mics for 5 hours or so together. Let's go.
Yes,
the
please.
match at 6:30 or 6:45.
Last year, remember JJ's tweets? He would like tweet shit during free agency and just to mix to get people going on where he was going to play.
He had 5 or 6 different team shirts delivered to his house because he thought the delivery person would potentially break the news, which, by the way, they would. Because how did we find out that he was getting 5 to 6 different shirts from the delivery person?
Yes.
Can't trust anybody. JJ knows that. The Watts,
What?
drinking Bears against the Boses.
What?
Would be hysterical.
Yeah.
Great questions, boys. We'll be back in 4 with some phone calls on the 5 Hour Energy phone line, 1-833-4-McAfee, and a celebration of a man that deserves to be celebrated.
Let's go.
See you in 4. Bye. You like Trey Lance, huh? You love the way he plays, love the way he operates. How about how he handled the whole situation last year? I mean, this is an awkward, isn't it kind of awkward situation going on over there, or not at all?
I mean, some would say it's definitely awkward. I mean, you trade 3 first-round picks for a quarterback. Like, there's writing on the wall. Like, it is what it is. It's the NFL. It's a profession. Everyone's trying to bring in younger, better, cheaper players. And then that's just the way the league is. And so there's an awkwardness to it, I guess. But at the end of the day, we're all here on the same team, and we're trying to win Super Bowl. So it's the lucky thing that we have here at the Niners is I feel like we have a fantastic culture of guys that just want to get better every day, and we love everybody in our locker room. So, Jimmy G could have, he could have been a dick and said, it's not my job, not my responsibility to take care of this guy and put him under my wing. But instead what he did is he was professional every single day. He didn't complain one time. He showed up, he worked, he started, he got us to an NFC championship game and helped Trey along the way. And so I thought Trey took a bunch of steps forward. And for Trey to become a really good quarterback in the NFL, he needs reps. And so once this kid gets a lot of reps, just watch out, because some of the things I've seen him do in practice kind of mind-boggling me, so I'm waiting for it.
Yeah, he's considered what? Great athlete, right? Because obviously Aaron waited behind Brett Favre for 3 years, right? And I wish, and I've said this publicly a lot, and I'm sure the Luck family doesn't like this, I wish Andrew Luck would have sat behind Peyton for 1 year. Like, I wish Andrew Luck would have sat behind Peyton for 1 year to see how he operates in the building, how you operate with equipment managers, training, like everything like that. Trey getting an opportunity to watch Jimmy G do this, who's from the Tom Brady mentor camp or whatever. Did he make leaps? Like, did you see leaps and bounds as him as a player, as a football, as an NFL guy? Or is it just like a consistent growth with him and he's kind of just chill?
Both. I think it's consistently gotten better, but like you could see, like Jimmy G is a professional through and through. Like Jimmy G takes notes every single meeting. He asks questions every meeting. Like he's in his books. And I think once Trey saw that, he was like, oh, I need to do all that and more. And it's also, too, we have a great quarterback room. We got Nate Sudfeld in there, who's also he's got a nice little silly release. I like him a lot, too. He's great for Trey, too, because he's a people person. He helps Trey with the offense, and he did a great job helping him all year, too. So Trey has taken, in my opinion, big steps forward. Like, if you compare him to last year's OTAs, I think he's 2 different players. And that's just exciting to see. Now, if Trey Lance was the starting quarterback, and if I say if, because I have no idea what's going to happen.
Yeah, not your decision. Not your decision.
Yeah, thank God it's not my decision. It's all you, Kyle. You got this. I believe in you. But all reps. And, if there's growing pains, there's growing pains. I think we have a good enough team around him, from Trent Williams to Nick Bosa to Fred Warner to George Ayuk to Brent to Deebo Samuel. We have enough guys around him to help him out through those growing pains. And so if it happens, it is what it is. And hey, you know what? If at the end of the day we have to run the ball 35 times, count me in, baby.
Yeah, you love that, huh? Just fucking mauling people.
Oh, hell yeah.
Was that last season where you threw a guy and then continued to run, or was that 2 seasons ago? I don't remember. It's kind of all getting tracked. You're an absolute savage, though. Huh?
It happens every season.
Ooh. I mean, this is good. This is a banger right here.
Yeah.
Shouts Kyle Best. Today's show is brought to you by Cash App. Cash App is the best finance app in the entire world.
That's right. By far.
There are other finance apps that span this globe, but there is no finer than Cash App.
Hell yeah.
Damn right.
That's the whole world.
Yeah. It's a
Not
big
just
place.
a portion of the world, the entire world. It's the easiest way to send money to your buddies, and you can even buy pieces of Bitcoin or stocks with as little as $1.
That's it.
Yeah, that's right. Today is Winners Wednesday, and with the winners of last week's giveaways being announced, watch out for new ones coming, which you have to have a Cash App cash tag to receive the money if you're a winner of our contest that happen on a regular basis.
That's right.
Because Cash App became the easiest way to send money to people and the most convenient way to send money to people. And we love doing that, so Cash App became, partner of our giveaways. Yeah. And we've been very thankful. We've been able to give away more money quickly than we ever have been able to in the past because of Cash App.
Love Cash App.
And if you aren't a Cash App yet, which wouldn't make any sense, but if you aren't, go use code McAfee to receive $15 as soon as you sign up. That's code MCAFEE for a free $15. Terms do apply.
That's right.
Of course.
What are they? You're going to have to read that later.
Find out.
Got to be a human.
Bingo, unlike Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
That's right. He's a god.
Hey, that was crazy. I'm going to think about that for at least the next day or two, what I just seen on the IMAX. Big. On the commercial that was running on TV, it said, one of the critics said, see this on the biggest screen possible. We did. Biggest screen in Indiana. We saw it this morning, AJ. Fucking awesome.
I think it's one of those things in the theater. Definitely. I don't know if you guys could hear it. Like the whole time I felt like this low, like rumbling noise keep coming in throughout like different scenes. Like they create like a whole environment there that you don't even know what's going on.
So that's what I was talking about earlier when I was getting all like emotional for something. I was like, what the fuck is going on? And then you sit back and you kind of remove yourself from the movie and you listen to the entire experience that you're being engulfed with, and the string instruments in the background that are going up, and then the bass, and then the hug perfectly timed with whatever. It's like, oh my God, they got me. It's a great movie. I think that's why I got 6 minutes standing up.
Yeah, makes sense.
Even though you
guys give me 6 minutes standing up?
No,
Yeah.
we didn't. Con
Con
Festival.
Oh, okay.
A lot of yachts out there. They go from Monaco to Collins.
That's right.
Smart.
I saw Conor McGregor pull up on his Ferrari boat right up to Monaco a little bit late.
A little late.
Yeah.
A couple days
Better late than never, he said. I love that man's life. He's dressed up. He wears at least $100,000 worth of clothes every single day.
Oh, yeah.
And why would you not? Why would you not if you're Conor McGregor?
If he doesn't, it's on his wrist because I see him all the time just walking around.
Oh
in
yeah,
shorts and
forget the watch. The watch is $250 normally.
Yeah.
I'm just talking about the T-shirt that he is wearing, the running shoes he is wearing, the shorts he's wearing. Normally all Gucci, Balenciaga, I believe. That next level of like, oh, this is a $2,000 T-shirt that he's wearing to work out. And Conor McGregor, congrats, bub.
Yeah.
That boy Conor.
Proud of you, Conor. Inspiring for all of us.
Truly.
That boat seems to fucking really hum too. I know boats now after watching on the lake.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm up on Lake Monroe around here in Indiana.
That's right.
Yep.
I'm on Morse Lake around here in Indiana or whatever,
Yeah.
And so I'm getting to know the boats a little bit, the sand, the bounce, because I'm watching out here,
Don't you have one?
Tim and Sally have one. Yeah, Tim and Sally have one. They're
How deep is that lake?
deep,
Pretty deep.
Lake size.
deep.
Pretty deep.
Yeah.
In the area that I watch, very deep, I guess. That's why it's wide open. There's a lot of moving and grooving. There are some boats that I don't know how people get on. Like that boat's going down. That looks like the Rookie of the Year boat that they built on the size of a pond. Why is there 6, 7 people on that boat right there that's moving slower than a kayak, some of them, but they're going to see the dam. They want to go see whatever's going on at Morse Lake or whatever. Very slow. And then there's some fucking pontoons that are like 3 wide. They're these fat boys. They are moving. Yeah. And the person driving isn't even budging with the waves or anything. Just very, very comfortable ride. Then there's some boats that are fucking jump. I'm seeing these drivers almost hit that viral video every day. It is never short of entertainment looking out there. I fucking love it.
Are there wakeboarders out there?
Oh, yeah. This past weekend was, I don't know how to fucking wake, but I'm going to learn how to wake this summer this weekend. There was a lot of boom, boom,
nice.
boom. A lot of that. What is the ones that that don't have the string? That's just wake surfing, I think.
Yeah.
Wake surf right off the bat.
Those boats are expensive.
They go late night though. They go late into the night. They're chasing the sunset like it is. Because I looked it up. I'm like, how late can these fucking people be out here? I guess sunset to sunrise, 10 miles an hour is the max, the fastest you can go. So people can patrol all night, I guess. And there's spotlights. Some of these boats have spotlights on them that they're wake surfing in. It was fucking wild to watch. It's like an hour drive to work every single day from the lake, but it is awesome to watch out there.
Beautiful lake.
I didn't know you could boat at night. That's like a.
I've seen some people just like I don't know if they got a boathouse, but there's some fuckers just living out there
in the middle of the lake.
They're like camping out.
Are there floating porta potties out there?
I think the lake.
The water?
Yeah.
No, I know. In
Does
California,
water
my
float?
buddy.
You tell me.
Does
water
my buddy
float?
goes to a lake with that. That's what I'm saying. I would never do it. My buddy goes to a lake in California. Spencer Havner, who played in Green Bay with me, great tight end, great linebacker in college at UCLA. He sends me pictures. He goes to these. They get giant like houseboats, multiple families, and they legit have floating porta potties at this thing. I still can't believe
They
it's
just
real.
push around, or they got power on them?
No, they're
Little
just
troller?
porta potties
Drag
built
'em?
on like a little wood platform in the middle of the lake in different spots where people go take dumps, I guess.
That's awesome.
I think people on the lake I'm on pooping right in the lake.
Yeah,
Oh, no.
Yeah, that's
Aqueducts,
what I
yeah.
assume.
Hopefully
Most
no
places. I've never
floaters.
seen the floating stuff
Yeah,
until
why
my
wouldn't
buddy
you?
sent me the picture.
You'd hope it's all Houdini poops. Yeah, disappear. But I assume there was some drunk out there doing something this weekend that was obnoxious. But I assume the universe has paid him back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he was dumping out of the.
Off the side.
Yeah.
Feeding the fish.
Oh,
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
You
Well, I mean,
you gotta go.
the lake is disgusting, they say. I would never go in. I just look at it, but
there you go. That's a nice one though. It's way nicer than he has.
that's a pretty good little
That's
rig.
not bad.
Yeah, is there two
That's like up there. We would
It's like
have.
there's a shower on that.
We would have begged for one of these in Minnetonka.
Oh my God! I'd have killed for one of those.
Is that on Minnetonka? Is that the one that maybe was the neighbors? You know, that we
could've
should have
been.
used? How about us just walking across Minnetonka with wolves and shit out there? Didn't even think about that.
Pitch dark. Couldn't see anything. So cold.
-5.
It really is amazing that more people don't just disappear out there.
Sure they do.
That might have been the coldest week of all time.
Oh,
I was in overalls the entire time, shirtless underneath.
Oh,
It was
Jesus.
so cold. It was so cold. Minnesota was awesome, though. Pulled a swordfish out of Minnetonka. Nobody talking about it.
Okay.
4 hours, caught one fish this big.
People
Ice
forget.
fishing.
Yeah.
yeah.
Ty took
Ice fishing's always tiny fish. I feel like.
Well, Ty took 7 shits in the time that it took me to catch one fish.
Yeah.
Wait, where?
Oh yeah.
Out on Lake Minnetonka.
in the middle of a frozen lake. We had Juicy Lucy's for lunch, and it just did not agree with me.
Wait a second. You just pulled your pants down and dumped on a frozen
No,
lake?
dude, there was a
Porta
porta
potty.
potty way out, like on the ice, and one of the times I was in there for probably like 2.5 hours, and the top of the porta potty, the
scary.
wind was like blowing it off. It was terrible. One of the worst nights of my life.
It was so scary.
It was terrible fishing. I hated it. I mean, I
Why'd
hated
you
it.
stay 4 hours?
I had to catch a fish.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't go and not
Yeah.
catch a fish. What do you want?
If I'm not catching the first couple hours, I may be out of there.
Dude, you have no idea how demoralizing this was. There is holes in the fucking ground. You just sit there and basically hit a button and the thing goes down. And every hole but my hole was as soon as you hit the button. Ooh, okay. It was like a fucking state fair trying to catch one of those goldfish out of the thing. That's what everybody's doing except for my hole for 3.5, 4 hours. Jesus. I could not pull one. Somebody put their head in. I think Tone Diggs put his head in at one
Are you
point.
sure it was just was head?
Jesus.
With how Diggs it. I mean, never mind. I was going to try to explain it to you.
That hole would have to
yeah.
be pretty shallow.
I
dude.
understood what you were trying to say. Let's go to the phones, please.
Different bait you got to try.
Well, I'll tell you what, I don't know who's trolling what out there at this point, but every other hole had to put a dick down there, I guess, if that's really what gets the
I
fish.
don't think fish like rice, dude.
All right, let's get to the phone. I believe he was talking about the size of his penis. Let's go to Brady in Pennsylvania on a 5-hour energy phone line. I'm sure they're going to be appreciative of this. We'll read the read after and then maybe the next call. Brady in PA, what part of PA, what do you want to talk about?
Hey, Pat. I love your show. You guys bring a lot of joy. I'm from Johnstown.
Oh, okay.
And my question today was, is there a little bit of unease in Pittsburgh? I saw today on ESPN that Kenny Pickett was taking third-string reps. Is there a chance that if, say, Mitchell Trubisky gets hurt early in the season, if he's a starter, is there a chance that we see Mason Rudolph play?
Oh, Brady knows how to stir the pot perfectly. Thanks for that call. Johnstown is the home of UPJ.
Stinks.
Well, it is quite an interesting place, but if you have good party friends there, you can have a good time there like we had a couple different times. Shout out to UPJ. Shout out to Brady. Kenny Pickett, third-string reps. Is that because he doesn't know the offense? He is an NFL guy. This is just natural? Or did the report that we heard that they said they're not waiting around to have Kenny Pickett on the field after spending the 20th pick on him? Is that all a bunch of fugazi turned in?
I would assume the guy that's been there for 3 days versus the guy that's been there for 4 years probably isn't going to be ahead of him on the depth chart immediately right away. But
Why do they care about Rudolph's feelings, though?
I could be wrong.
He's also thrown to the third-string wide receivers and the third-string running backs.
I'm sure it's a temporary thing.
I think so, too, and they're doing like the earn it type thing, I think.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's how the organization runs. It's only temporary.
But the follow-up is, why has Rudolph been protected for all this time?
Yeah.
He has no moxie.
Can't have a beer with him.
Well, that's why these guys think he stinks, but like I think
Why
everybody
can't you have a beer with him?
Got no moxie.
No,
Can't have a beer with the guy.
Those are scouting reports.
You saw the look on his face when he got bonked with the helmet. That's why you can't have a beer with him.
It's kind of a
That's the
scary
end of it.
situation. I kind of get him being
Well,
a bit scared.
But listen, nobody was really on his side in that entire thing except for his teammates who fought for him.
How is he still there?
That's what nobody.
Exactly.
That's what I think our biggest question is. Like, why is Rudolph still? Is it because they spent a draft pick on him and like Pittsburgh absolutely loves their draft picks and that's how they've been?
Yes.
Maybe, I guess, but the way everybody outside of Pittsburgh, the Pittsburgh Steelers fans, view Mason Rudolph versus how the Steelers view Mason Rudolph, I feel like are very, very, very different, which is what Brady, I think, was alluding to, Tom.
I would say that by the time the season comes, I assume the depth chart will be slightly different. Not to worry. Not to fret.
Mason Rudolph's going to be a backup quarterback. Yeah. This team.
Sounds like it.
Yeah. He's going to get valuable reps this year, isn't he?
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
Great backup.
Mitch is probably going to throw 40 and 10, it sounds like. So.
Oh, he's going to become one of the only quarterbacks in the history of the NFL to throw for multiple 40 touchdown seasons after his run here with the Pittsburgh Steelers.
I would assume so.
Here's an interesting fact that Boston Connor found on Reddit, which, by the way, I wish I was good at Reddit. I'm not smart enough. But Reddit is a place that has incredible research, and they find out a lot of stuff. And they say that's the door to the internet.
Front page.
The front page of the internet is Reddit, where things start, I guess. I thought it was Twitter, but everybody that's smarter than me on the internet says it's Reddit, so I'll just take their word for it. Interesting stat here. There's only been a few quarterbacks, 6 quarterbacks that have multiple seasons with 40-plus passing touchdowns. And obviously the league has changed immensely, but it is fascinating to see the names. Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, Drew Brees, which we were just chatting about yesterday with him not being treated like anybody else, basically, in the media realm, in the sports media realm, post-playing, who has had the success that he's had. Dan Marino and Matthew Stafford. I mean, you add in Peyton Manning. Brady has 3 of those seasons. Aaron Rodgers has 3 of those seasons. Drew Brees has 2 of those seasons. Peyton has 2. Stafford has 2. Marino has 2. Brees also almost tied Rodgers and Brady for having the most 40-plus passing touchdown seasons in NFL history when he had 39 touchdowns in 2013. Andrew Luck almost had 2. He has 1. He's just missing out with 39 in 2018. That's incredible because how short his career was. Absolute stud. I was lucky to watch it up close and personal. But this goes back to the Drew Brees point where Drew Brees is probably pissed off because he is not treated the same way that the other quarterbacks in his class have been treated in the past in the sports media world, which is basically whatever job you want, you can have, pal.
Well, yeah. Also, though, how impressive is Dan Marino, the fact that he had 2 40-plus touchdown seasons, passing touchdowns, when this is back in the day before the game is what it is now, where offenses are just run and gun, spread them out. Like, it was a different game when Dan was doing it.
And I think them losing that Dolphin is the reason why they didn't win a Super Bowl. Yes.
Yeah.
Because if you look at that list, that's 7 Super Bowls. That's a Super Bowl champion. 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 Not a Super Bowl champion.
Damn.
Judged that way his entire had 40 tuds back when they were running the ball. That was back in the not wide open. Receivers are going to get slaughtered potentially. Routes look differently. The way DBs are covering, so the
Quarterbacks are getting killed too.
Yes, absolutely. What a stud. Pittsburgh guy, by the way.
That's right.
Oh, yeah.
Pittsburgh goddamn right. Yeah.
Those high tops they rivaled Peyton Manning's high tops.
His fro also rivaled anybody's fro back in the day. Yes. Miami, perfect city for Dan Marino.
Fucking send it in.
What's that, AJ?
What? Why is he a perfect city? I'm saying, like, Dan was he always that tan, or is it because he lives in Miami? The dude looks amazing.
Well, I do believe, that olive skin he was blessed with.
That's right.
Shout out his pizza joint too.
Marino's?
Yeah, Anthony's.
Nice.
I don't. Is that his?
Anthony's Coal Fire, yeah.
Good for Danny boy.
Wow. Marinos.
I didn't know that.
Papa Marinos?
Zito knew that.
There's one in the Miracle Mile. It's pretty good.
He knows where to fucking feed the pizza. AJ, anything to say to Chris Mad Dog Russo's listeners that are coming on 6 minutes from now?
Yeah, he was great with Stephen A today.
Oh, I heard they got into it about storied franchises. I was watching Top Gun, so I didn't get to see the whole thing, but I will definitely check it out because that's like Maverick, going in there.
That's right.
Battling against Hangman and the boys.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Our lives will never be the same after what happened today. Big thanks to JJ Watt, Dan Rappaport, Ian Rappaport. Chris Mad Dog Russo's next. The match is tonight. We'll talk about it tomorrow. Cheers. That's when you watch Tom Cruise do what Tom Cruise does, can't help but lift your game.
Seriously.
Absolutely.
Well said.
Just through osmosis, through that fucking 6-story screen that we were watching.
Be a Maverick.
How sweet was the message from Tom though before the movie? Didn't he pop up and wasn't it Tom right before the movie started? Like, hey guys, I put a lot of heart and soul for all. Like he basically had a little promo before.
Neil
the
might have shut that one off.
Neil.
Whoa.
We didn't get
Neil.
that.
Neil.
We talked about that.
What? No.
Tom comes on, just one shot. Tom sitting in a chair talking like legit, seems so happy and
Seems
so
like Neil
excited to
Cutter.
present this movie.
The fuck?
That would have been.
You better be
shitting
fooling.
Are you joking?
I am not fooling, Ty. I promise.
Mission Impossible into Tom speaking directly to us right into that Top Gun?
Yep.
Oh, my
Tom's
God.
never been hotter.
Neil's
the
ass is
deal?
grass.
I'll go
TC.
slash Neil's tires right now.
Legitimately.
Z, text Neil and ask him why we didn't get the conversation with Tom Cruise before the show.
What the fuck?
It was about
Text him
45 seconds, maybe.
Can he send that to us
Do we
at
know
least?
if this is real though?
Pretty straight face. I mean, this
Said he
seems to
wasn't
be.
fooling.
Nick, did you have it
He
at
did
yours?
say he wasn't fooling.
Yeah.
No, but it was the same theater, so it could still be Neil.
What are they doing this? Hey, Ohio! Ohio!
Here we
got
go.
it.
January 1st, 2023, legalized sports betting. Let's go!
So that's when it goes into effect?
FanDuel's coming to town January 1st, 2023. Your bets actually mean something now. So when you're just going all willy-nilly, I put 100,000 on Detroit Lions. I'll do this. Now we're going to find out. Welcome to the game, Ohio. We are pumped to have you. It is going to be a blast 5 months from now.
God damn it.
6 months from now, 7 months from now.
So it goes into effect, though. You can start gambling the start of the new year.
Yes, that's what they're saying. And Cincinnati Bengals have a game the next day, I believe, Monday Night Football against the Bills.
Really?
On January 2nd, I believe. Yeah.
Then you got playoffs.
Let's go.
Yeah. So, I mean, you're missing out on a very large portion of the longest seasons the NFL has ever had to gamble upon.
Yeah.
But legislators don't care about that, obviously.
No.
But you will be able to get massive Monday Night Football game right into the playoffs when it matters. So do all your research all season so you know that whenever football that matters comes around, you're going to be dialed in. And we're going to be taking FanDuel's money at an even bigger level when Ohio joins the party and we fucking take them for all they got, AJ.
Hell yeah. I'm excited, man. It's not through you guys and through FanDuel, I've started to get into it and pay more attention and everything. But the fact that I could actually do it, I felt like this day would never come.
Yeah, it's regulated. It's safe. I assume, first couple weeks in every state, the legislators are not that open for boosts, and that they have to have control over everything. I believe, from what I've known, the first couple weeks are always the toughest to get things through because bureaucracy of the government wants to make sure, hey, we won't make sure this is being run right, which is what we mean is we want to make sure we're getting a proper cut of all this stuff.
Yes, sure.
So sometimes bonuses and super boosts, not necessarily the widest of margin. Does that help our state, or does that what are we doing here? So for the first couple of weeks, it seems maybe Ohio would be different. I hope Ohio is different. There have been some states that have just hopped right in and been just like everybody else, but it does feel like sometimes when new states come in, the first couple of weeks, it's not as easy to get like boosts are in some states, not all states, like the new state or something like there is always those types of things that happen, but in the long haul, it will be amazing. And I am so excited for Ohio, and I'm thankful that they've got it passed. And was this Gonzo's last? Was this his last ride, do you think?
Did it again.
Sounds like it.
Gonzo.
Son of a bitch did it.
His legacy.
And for every bad thing that's said about the NIL deal, also his legacy, because he was one of the ones spearheading the potential to get out there, and instead he got kicked out.
Got booted.
Can never quite get ahead.
10, 15 years from now, I don't know what all will be said about Gonzo's political career, but I would like those two to maybe exist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And remember that he, was the one that brought sports gambling to Ohio.
Yeah, let's make sure it's remembered.
Yeah.
Was he? I assume there's some other person that's very pissed that we just said that in Ohio.
Well, that guy too, though.
That guy.
Or lady.
Both, or lady. Both of them. All three of them.
Did either
Probably
one
a
of
group
them
of people.
I assume everybody came together over there. Thank you. Congratulations. Do you know how closely these John Sheerans and the Wizards that set the lines there at FanDuel will be looking at the Ohio State Buckeyes?
Oh.
Those lines will be the most.
I didn't realize week 1, Ohio State, Notre Dame, FanDuel won't be here yet.
No, but just in the future. Everybody in Ohio is an Ohio State Buckeye fan, basically, right? I mean, that is kind of, if you're not.
Yeah, up north Michigan. Some of them.
I know some Columbus people that are Michigan fans, by the way.
Yeah, there are. I mean, there's plenty of, there's people. It's fine.
Not at the chop house.
I mean.
Well, depends how you dance.
True.
That's all that matters going in a chop house.
That's right.
What are your dance moves like? Can you eat steak here? We don't know. How can you dance? Huh? Can you back it up a little bit? Is that place still going? Is Urban working for Fox or what? Does that happen? Is that official?
That's what they keep. Haven't they keep saying it? But he's not signed, is he?
Whoever's leaking it needs to stop, because we have to react the same exact way every time.
That's right.
Like, we have to.
Are they checking this show, you think, to gauge like a reaction of what the general public will feel?
Not this show. Nobody cares about this show. But the internet's reaction is the exact same. You can basically. I mean, we're pretty basic dudes on this show. If we are doing it, it's probably a good chance there's a lot of people that are reacting the same way. But how could you not?
Mm-hmm.
How could you not, after the catastrophe that was last season for him as an NFL coach, his first time back on the sidelines, like actually making decisions as opposed to being on the sideline with a whistle and a suit? I mean, it's just a wild scene, the whole thing.
Especially when you're trying to replicate game day, and like those sets were kind of smaller, but they packed people in there. Like, you know how many signs are going to be on TV? They're just going to keep rifling those things through with, fingers going in bungholes and stuff like that. There's no way they're going to stay on
think
top
about
of it.
the ingenuity.
That's what I'm saying.
The
They're-
engineering.
Oh, yeah. You kidding me?
Engineering.
Yeah.
Hey, this is funny, Ty. It's funny that you say that, but that would be a real worry of mine if I was a producer.
No kidding.
What are you
Every
talking about?
week,
Yes.
Every week.
the entire time the show's on the air.
People are too creative. Like, people are so damn creative.
And they got time. They got
Yeah.
time. People got time for those signs, especially if it's going to be, if that gets on for 10 seconds on TV, that's on, boom, ripped, post, clip.
Yeah.
This is what I did, hilarious. Let's go out tonight, celebrate this. Let's do that. I mean, it's
Maybe they don't mind, though. It's free pub for the show. Maybe they don't care.
Okay, well, okay. I mean, maybe.
Just
There's
lean
no
in,
way.
Just lean into it.
I mean, they did Tebow bad, and he didn't do anything nearly as terrible as Urban Meyer. They're going to destroy him.
What'd they say about Tebow?
Oh, they'd take down signs. He was doing first take live from.
Yeah, right over his shoulder.
There was 4 people standing 4 feet behind Tebow holding signs that were not nice to Tebow.
Yeah, Tebow can't block.
What do you mean?
Yeah, like just elementary level stuff.
Okay.
Nothing super serious, but taking shots at him as a football player and everything like that. And it was one literally right there.
Yeah.
Right there.
Like you standing back here, this sign of you, you know what I mean? That's like where the person was.
Mm-hmm.
And then they come back in the last shot. Well, I guess me down there. You can't see the age.
I wouldn't
But
feel
like,
very comfortable doing that.
I put a puck right through your fucking gut.
You did.
That's
Goddamn
pretty
right.
good shot. But Tebow was doing a hit on first take, like right here. And this person was holding a sign right there that was like, Tebow's terrible at football or whatever.
Yeah.
And we literally walked in, I was watching it, and I was like, Is that what they're like promoting to happen every single time Tebow goes live from campus or whatever? And then it came back on the other side. That sign was gone. Nobody was there.
Yeah.
Didn't happen again. It was like, all right, I guess they told the single person who had a problem with football or with Tebow was all by himself. But that's what Fox is going to have to go on the run on that.
Yeah, and that was one person. They're going to have to tell 250 people to take their signs down, which probably isn't going to fly.
At the here's there's a Tebow sign. He looked up one of the Tebow signs here. Tim Betts 226.
Yeah.
There's like 5 people standing.
That's
there.
not too bad. That's all right.
That's what I'm saying. Like it was elementary level stuff, but it was still like.
I mean, hitting 226 is okay.
Mendoza line.
I mean, he's a football player that went to try to play baseball.
Yeah, but I'm just saying the first 2 lines, okay. And then the last 2 lines is the burial, I believe. I don't know baseball well enough, but I think that is the case.
Yeah, saying the guy stinks at baseball, of course.
Well, we don't know. 226 isn't bad. It's a whole team.
Not in single A. It's not great.
Oh, single A because did I play against a single A pitcher probably?
A couple of those guys, probably.
First pitch I seen, pal, 90-something, bang, contact. If I'm doing it, curveball, I almost fell down. So I think that's the determiner, right?
And that's all they threw at Tebow, right? They just threw him 8 curveballs a game.
All right, Tim, all these people are here to see you, huh? Get your cameras out. Oh, fuck, strike. Jesus. Well, help me, he probably said.
Yeah. 8 curveballs, 1 fastball. They wanted to see if he could maybe get a chance on one of them.
Well, that was the big thing whenever I was going to play my game. They were like, if this pitcher throws anything other than gas, he will be mocked and ridiculed by everybody in baseball for the rest of his life. That he doesn't think that his fastball is good enough to beat somebody that has never stepped foot into a batter's box before. See, he did that first pitch. Everybody told me, hey, the first pitch is going to be the best pitch you see all night. I'm mid-conversation with the fucking ump, and that thing's coming. It's like, all right, I'm swinging at this. I felt it hurt the hell out of my hands, but I could see in that moment how people enjoyed the activity of baseball.
Oh, yeah.
And come to find out, he actually hit lefty.
Yeah,
that didn't help.
Right.
That was oppo.
I mean, the fact that you're just learning that at 33 or whatever it is.
Never played baseball.
What do you want from me, dude? I never
But
played.
if normally your golf swing is the same as your baseball swing.
No, that's not true because Tom Brady bats lefty, golf's righty, throws touchdowns with his right hand as well.
Thielen just came on and said, actually playing baseball hurts because of his golf game.
See?
2 different swings.
No,
pal.
he's saying he doesn't want it to mess up his golf swing. No, I was
Exactly.
just saying usually that's a similar swing to where if you do one right, you're going to do the other one right.
Hey, is he legit shoot potential to win Tahoe?
I think so. Like if Thielen absolutely can shoot under par. So I think he could do it. I'm not saying he will, but
Who's
he
big
can.
dog friend of the show? Williams.
Kyle Williams.
Kyle Williams is a fucking player.
I played with Kyle round 1 last year. Shockingly, that was my last round I played with him because he was in the lead after day 1.
Yeah, he's going up the top of the charts there.
What's winner shooting every day, AJ? Like even par?
I don't. Their exact score because it's that Stableford thing.
Yeah.
I mean, even par or under. Yeah, I would think.
Damn, that's pretty good.
Definitely get even par.
When every single shot matters too. Every shot.
We are a few years out from ever competing in that, it sounds like. You got to get those par 5s, you got to hit eagles.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. It'd be nice. Believe me, I say it every year. My brother's like, you can hit the ball far. We should really take advantage of these par 5s. I'm like, yeah, I'm trying, but every time I keep getting 8s and 9s on these suckers, I put 2 out of bounds.
You do hit the hell out of a golf ball. I don't understand how you're not a great golfer.
Well, because I hit the ball out of bounds. That's what it is. or every once in a while I get a case of the old tops off the tee and it goes 50 yards.
Yep.
I can scramble like a madman, though.
Yeah, but can't you dial that in just a tiny bit so you're not
You got to play to dial it in, don't you? I'm still waiting to get out for my first round this year.
You were at the
went to the range.
driving range 2 weeks ago.
I told June
loved it.
10th is a Friday that I'm going to have to miss. It's a deal I got to go. I'm going to go play a scramble.
June 10th.
We just next Friday.
Oh, jeez.
It's one of those deals,
One of those deals I signed up for,
I told you I got one about a week or 2 after that too. That
Jesus.
Couple
another
deals.
one. That's my guy that hooked me up with the Ryder Cup though, so I'm definitely going to that one.
Oh, this guy networking while we're trying to work.
A week or 2 after the 10th too. I mean, it's the Friday I think before Tahoe.
Oh yeah.
No.
Oh well.
It's not.
If it's the Friday before Tahoe, that's good news because I think we're going to be live from somewhere on that Friday. I think.
Okay.
Things are coming together, I think.
Let's go.
We'll be off that week at Tahoe, I think, and then maybe the week following. I don't know. We got to figure that out.
All right. How's your knee?
Then we're in the Thunderdome, I think.
Then we're in the Thunderdome.
What's that, pal?
How's that knee doing?
It's better today.
Is it?
Yeah.
Keep it moving though. You got to make sure you keep moving.
No, I got to sit on. You know that. I fucking know that.
Once it gets stiff though, it's terrible.
No, I got to keep the swelling, the shit in there. I got to get rid of that.
It'll go away.
What is that? Pus? What is it? Blood? What is it?
Cartilage?
No. Cartilage
Fluid?
is definitely in there. Fluid in there though. What is the fluid in there? I got drained one time. The guy took in a thing.
Tries to protect what your body sends that fluid to try to protect your joint.
Yeah, because I tweaked something when I was golfing in Air Forces on cement. Bad idea. I mean, what was I even doing there? I was really laying into it too. I was starting to feel it. And then I hop on a bike and just fucking hit it with a 10-piece real quick. So it tweaked. There's no structural because I can put full weight on it, you know? So I can do like full, it's just dealing with this swelling, whatever this is. I got this thing drained, my right knee, I got it drained one time.
Put a sleeve on.
All right. We all know that sleeves work.
Well, a compression sleeve, you should sleep in a compression sleeve. That would help.
Ooh. Copper fit?
I'm not saying wear it around public and wear it at SmackDown with shorts on, but you could sleep in not the copper fit, but just the the sleeves that you get from the training room.
Yeah. I mean, I have those laying around.
Me too.
Grab one of those for sure.
You're going to have to go get a copper fit at Walgreens.
But I feel much better today than I did yesterday, and yesterday I felt a lot better than I did 2 days ago. So
you're good.
It's going away. Yeah, I'm going to be good. I think I'm going to be good.
Drink some water.
Well, a lot. I've been drinking. All right.
Good advice.
Smart. Here's to the knee getting healed.
That's right.
But how are you going to have it's going to be more of a mental hurdle that first time you try to get back and really go after one.
No, I've done that like 4 times. Surgeries, punting. I have had to do that.
Yeah.
First time, couldn't do it. Next time, fucking break it if I have to.
Oh, yeah.
Because that's always the question. Like, hey, is there any more damage I can do to this thing right now? If I swing, is there any more damage I can do to it? No, you're good. It just hurts. It's just trying to come back. All right, you said it. I'm fucking swinging as hard as I can. It's going to hurt so bad. Yeah, just do it. Feels like I broke something. No, you're just sore. Let's go work on it or whatever. Reteaching your body how to do stuff after surgery. And that's like, I think we're one of the shows that chats about it. Rehab stinks from surgeries. It stinks. It is no fun. It's painful. It's very painful. It's time consuming. It's isolating. You're by yourself a lot. The trainers have to be, not only top of the job, but also they have to lift morale a lot. It is no fun at all. You're 100% right. So hopefully after this one, though, I'll just say, fuck it. Give me the big dog and just swing as hard as I can.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, you're not going to. I mean, hopefully you don't need surgery on that. If you do, you'll wait till after your big golf match in Tahoe, I would imagine.
Having to walk, too, a part of this?
Yeah, going to have to get a car.
You're going to have to get some Toradol shots.
Do they have out? They got Toradol out there?
I mean, they have everything else. I wouldn't be shocking if you went into some trailer and like, oh yeah, you want Toradol? Cool, here you go.
Everything else.
Yeah,
What do you mean?
Jesus Christ.
I mean, they have like a trailer with chiropractors and people stretching you and all that. If people wanna
here you go.
that. I don't, but you can.
I will walk right up to them just like I did the Colts doctors. I need Toradol, please. Pull my pants down.
You should do that. Hey, this year you could do it, but they already know. Don't even say anything. Just go in there and pull your pants down and turn around.
No, I'm on Jackass. A lot of dick and ass in that thing.
I saw a little bit of 4.5.
Did you see Poopies blindfold race?
I have not yet. No, I've only seen it.
Get to it.
Yeah.
Get to it. Poopies has maybe the line of the year. I mean, I just watched Top Gun. There's a lot of good lines in that. So
I saw the dongs you were talking about in the one scene when he was the old man and all of a sudden these other old guys come out.
A lot of dongs.
What do we do? How do you get those guys?
How do you think 15 to 16 dongs?
Of like 60 years and up.
Well, I think that's the only people that would do it, right? That feels like that's all the nudist colonies is all those olds that are just like kind of creepy.
Yeah, don't care.
Or they just gave one into a nursing home and were like, hey, we'll give you guys $100 if you come in here and just dump your dong out.
Well, fuck it, Bob.
Whatever.
Yeah. We know Tone's doing it.
What?
Tim, you coming out? $100, show your dick.
Yeah, why not? You got nothing going on.
Well, we got bingo tonight, I guess. How long is this going to take? How long am I going to have my dick outside there? 15 minutes?
All right.
Yeah, fuck it.
Make it 50. That's what it felt like. They were all very excited to have their dongs outside.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It felt awkward.
So, I forget it. When Lordo arrived yesterday, there was maybe 14 to 15 dongs on one of the screens here because we were watching, watching that, and then the Poopies thing just happened, then Lordo came, so everybody got distracted.
Lordo!
And then the show, This company is the worst. This one right here.
No.
Yeah. Think about how much we paid and we didn't even get the full movie. We didn't even get
Well, it sounds like that's on
We didn't even
Neil.
get the promo from fucking TC before the goddamn movie.
That's bullshit.
We'll find it on the internet.
I think AJ's full of shit. I don't think that happened.
Seems like something I would make up.
It does.
I bet you could find it on YouTube or on Twitter. I'm sure somebody filmed the screen.
Couldn't find it on YouTube.
Maybe it was just the screening I got to see.
It was a lot of
one of
Yeah.
those deals.
That was Diesel.
What, you at the fucking Buckeye Alumni Hall of Fame Club movie theater?
Was TC
No,
there?
I went online and bought
Is
the
this
tickets
Wexner
front
getting
row.
it? Is this
Waxy.
You're at Waxy's.
I had 6 front row tickets, pal. So and
Front row?
5 other kids with me.
Jesus, you ever been to a movie before?
Front?
Yeah,
Front row?
Hey,
How's your
kids,
neck feel?
You're gonna love Top Gun.
I'm not a baby like you guys. I was trying to schedule it. Obviously, it's a big movie. It's sold out. It played 75 times, and those are the only seats available.
You paid.
Wow. That's crazy that you watched Top Gun front row.
Yeah, that sucks.
I respect it. Thunder Alley.
Great time.
Were you in there? Was it IMAX or?
No, not IMAX, man. It was a big old theater.
Not big enough.
I mean, you're right in there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I like being up there.
I was doing this a little bit in different scenes when they were flying.
Yep.
Looks like it's pretty easy to fly a fighter pilot.
Yeah, it didn't look that difficult.
Yep.
Just up on the throttle, and then you're just kind of...
that thing's flying itself.
Yeah.
How about that next gen, the 5th gen one?
that thing's sick.
That spin move it
Yeah.
gave.
That had to be United Aerial Phenomenon.
Potentially.
Might have been.
Had to be UAP.
I wouldn't be surprised if fucking that was actually Cruise. Flying stunt work for the
Because the
enemy.
person wasn't doing
Yeah,
it.
exactly. He said, fuck it. Get me in there.
All right, let's get out of here. This show stinks.
You,
Hammer Titans in 15, 20. What's that? Oh, a celebration.
Yeah.
As of today, AJ, listen to this. Michael Cole has officially been on the air for WWE for 25 straight years. In those 25 years, working at least one show a week, for numerous years of that 25, I think like maybe a decade of them, working 2 shows a week, has only missed 2 shows in 25 years, flying commercially, layovers, staying in Best Westerns, driving hours and hours to get to shows, has missed 2 shows in 25 years traveling and on the road for the WWE, never taking a break, never stepping away, never taking like a leave and then coming back and fulfilling anything that he maybe left on the table. 25 straight fucking years, changed so many people's lives, changed so many stories, has obviously been a massive piece of why I work for the WWE. I've been very lucky to work alongside of him. In my eyes, the GOAT. Congrats on 25 years.
Yeah.
Michael Cole. AJ, think about that. One of the greatest workers in the history, and workers is used in like wrestling as somebody that's in the ring, and I don't mean it as that. I'm just talking about somebody that for 25 years showed up to his job, did it exactly what he was supposed to do, performed at a very high level, only missed 2 shows for 25 fucking years. Unbelievable run. Congrats to him, and thanks to him for everything, AJ.
Well, one of my coaches used to say, like, he's a soldier for the cause. And I feel like Michael Cole is an absolute soldier for the WWE. Like, 25 years, only missing 2 shows, especially in that crazy world that the WWE is. Especially, so he's been there through all the weird, was that with all the WCW and all the back and forth with everybody else?
Oh, yeah, from the Attitude Era all the way through the Monday Night Wars, through the entire,
his run as a wrestler.
The Ruthless Aggression Era. He's seen The Rock in 4 different forms with the WWE and gone on there. Steve Austin,
probably called a few Eugene matches.
I would assume.
Yeah.
Probably.
I would assume he has.
Definitely.
He's wrestled at WrestleMania, obviously. I mean, he is the soundtrack to a lot of moments. 25 years. And by the way, there's been a lot of stuff he's had to say. There's a lot of things that he's been forced to say on air as the voice of the WWE, which is what he was literally titled for a long time, through a lot of years of a lot of ideas. And he's just gone out there, showed back up the next show, gave it his all. I mean, fucking bravo, pal.
Yeah. Congrats, Cole.
What an interesting career that guy has.
Yeah.
And he's a massive booze bag.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Maybe the liver takes a break every once in a while because
Yeah.
Michael Cole doesn't. But that guy, if you get him some Jack Daniels
What?
and some PBR,
What?
25 years worth of stories in WWE. Think about that drink, having a drink with that guy.
Yeah, I mean,
yes, it's awesome.
In the stories,
and he still looks so good though. Like he could go another 20 years.
Got a new haircut too. He's kind of changed the way his hair is being cut. He looks good. He's losing weight. He's getting into shape. He's having fun. I think on air. I think he's enjoying it.
Is he setting up a program?
Oh,
I don't know if Michael Cole is ever getting back in the ring. He's
I think
undefeated
he
at
is.
WrestleMania.
We need him back.
Well, I appreciate Michael Cole a lot. In 25 years straight of doing something and showing up, especially with the travel and the way travel goes, the delays, the amount of time he has spent both running through an airport and sitting in an airport. Absurd. Couldn't even. The amount of miles he has on every airline forever, 1 billion miles probably in a couple of different airlines, has like, it's unbelievable. Anybody else that's ever been on the road for 25 years straight every single week, okay, just think about that. On the road for 25 years straight. He missed 2. He's been on the road 52 weeks a year, 25 years straight, still flying commercial.
Unreal.
Still fly, like that is the thing that gets everybody. The travel is what gets everybody. Everybody hates the travel. That's why people, you look at any profession that involves traveling. The travel part is a massive piece of the conversation because how exhausting it is, how annoying it is, how fucking impossible it is to get to some places that you have to get to be able to do things. He has to fly 2 planes. 25 years in, this guy's still flying 2 planes, getting a rental car, driving 2.5 hours to a show, then doing the same thing, flying all the way back home. I mean, it is fucking the competitive stamina of Michael Cole in the greatness and the level that he's been able to perform at for this long. I have nothing but respect for. It is awesome to kind of be a part of his little tiny part of his massive story, AJ.
Well, you guys are awesome together, and you were from day one. I think it's, yeah, man, it's fun to watch. It's cool to see. Like, I always think about what's going on in Michael Cole's head. Like, what could this guy be thinking right now?
Well, and he's what, 60% deaf or whatever, too. I guess he's 60% deaf because he's had headphones 52 weeks. 25 years straight, he's had headphones. There's a lot of conversations going on in there, including his own, I'd assume. But think about before he even got to the WWE, he was covering a war in Bosnia.
Yeah.
He was the first one to talk to David Koresh in his journalism career. He covered some river fire where he almost died. He was stuck in the middle of a fire on the middle of a river, out in an oil fire or whatever. I mean, he's covered, I think he covered a couple presidential campaigns, and then he went into the WWE, and for 25 years straight, he just shows up and does his job like he's a professional journalist. Like, hey, this is what I do. This is what I got to go. And I feel like I've enjoyed his commentary lately because I've been there, so I'm listening to every single word. I didn't always listen to every single word he said back in the past when I was watching WWE for as long. But now, like, I feel like we're getting a chance, actually, the human behind the Michael Cole character is coming out a little bit. I feel like he's a little bit more comfortable, I hope. And he should be because of how fucking good he is. But absolute legend, a champion of the road, absolutely.
And he's always been very good to us. Like, he is actually the man, even though a lot of people think he's kind of a prick. Like, he's very, very nice.
And he dresses like a jackass.
Absolutely.
Him coming in here with those fucking sandals that he did that day.
I thought he looked good.
No, you
Looked
did
cozy,
not.
looked comfortable.
No, he looked like a clown.
He did.
Wasn't he wearing a full jumpsuit with it?
Well, I don't know if he had the full jumpsuit, but he definitely had the sweats and probably some terrible baseball shirt. He loves baseball.
The Mets.
Wearing something similar in Dallas, too, at WrestleMania.
Yeah, dressed like a jackass when we saw him there.
Fool.
He said, I'm in a suit, but every other time you see me in sweats. And
Yeah.
right now, he's probably working. Because not only is he on the air, he's also does a bunch of shit off air, so he's in calls all day, every day. I mean, it is nonstop, this guy.
Yeah.
I don't know how he does it. And his wife, incredibly cool. Yoli, cool person as well. So, shout out to both of them. I don't know when. I don't know if he's going to go another 25 years. We'd assume he's on his back 9, but we might be wrong.
He didn't want to go. He didn't want to start going back to Bosnia and reporting from war-torn areas, does he?
I mean, I would assume at this point, 25 years on the road, he could just hopefully retire.
Yeah, you'd think
good
walk
run.
off into the sunset.
Yeah.
But I think
he'd be bored, man.
Yes, he would have to be on the road. He would have to stay on the road because after 52 years of being on the road every single week, there's no way he's able to. They got that RV.
He's on autopilot. I bet he's just straight autopilot when he's traveling. He doesn't even look at where he's going.
He got an
most of the
RV. He's got an RV. That feels like the right answer, though.
Just travel.
Right?
Yeah.
Because
that would be sweet.
I feel like that's the right answer, though. Once he gets out of it, he's still going to have to be on the move because the psychology of him getting out of that life probably, not that he's anytime soon, and I'm not suggesting that at all. I hope he works for at least as long as I'm working.
How old is he?
I don't know.
He doesn't seem old enough to have been there for 25 years, I feel like.
I thought he was like 57 or something.
Yeah, 55 is what it was in my head.
Yeah.
He looks good, man.
He does. He looks good. He's doing well. Still got energy. He's 53, I believe.
Oh.
Looks like he's early 40s, late 30s.
Yeah.
Looks good. Takes care of himself, which is surprising because, once again, the amount of booze
Oh,
and
yeah.
the amount of travel that he can just put
It's a
away.
TV thing. A lot of like I'm not saying Michael Cole, I don't know anything about his drinking, but a lot of TV people love to booze hard.
Well, and he's going to hear this and he's going to say, only a couple nights a week.
No, that's not true.
Yeah, because I'll
We
get a
don't
text
know.
from him.
You don't know what he does during the week?
Well, I will, yeah, because I get he always has his, he has an Apple Watch, which he speaks into, you know. He's always in his pool drinking Jack whenever I get a text from him. Call, it's
Sounds
9
awesome.
a.m. Yeah, well, got a 2-day off. Here.
That's right. Never
I'm
too
gonna-
early.
I'm gonna enjoy this thing.
We saw him Wednesday WrestleMania. He was tuned up, and it was not even 10 o'clock yet.
We have some breaking news, which is a complete change of subject. And Zito said this in my ear in a very excited fashion
Nice.
because Zito has committed his entire life to this over what we all believe has been an entirely too long of a process, too public of a process. We have learned a lot of things about two very notable celebrities through a court appearance that has taken place. There has been a ruling. Johnny Depp has won via Jonathan Lemire, Fairfax, Virginia. Jury rules in favor of Johnny Depp in his libel lawsuit against ex-wife Amber Heard, who had accused him of abuse. So he gets $50 million, I believe is what he was suing
So
for,
it's up
and
to-
hopefully his name cleared is
He's
what
not
he's
gonna get
looking
it.
for.
Yeah, so it's up to the jurors. They pick the money. The money has not been set yet.
But for him, it's his legacy of like, hey, this is all fugazi.
Yeah.
This I'm not going to stand for this. Go ahead and do it. And I think as we were watching it unfold publicly, I didn't really talk about it much because 15 million was the ruling, I guess, from the jury in Johnny Depp. And I assume Johnny Depp is obviously pumped for the 15 million, probably in jobs that he potentially lost.
She's not going to. Does she have $15 million to pay him though?
Well, I don't know how that'll get settled. It'll probably be a bankruptcy situation, and future there'll be some deal struck, I assume. But for him, it's legacy, right? I didn't want this.
He wants to clear his name. Like he doesn't want to be known as an abuser.
Yes.
Yeah.
By the way, congrats to him, by the way, for getting his name cleared. Congrats to him for going through with this. Because a lot of guys and girls, I guess it does happen in that particular fashion as well, where women beat up their spouse. I think we saw it. I'm not going to out anybody, but there was a former soccer player where it happened.
Oh, yeah.
And kind of took place. It always gets kind of buried away, and it just kind of lingers around, you know, forever for these people. And I think a lot of people have obviously done it and are terrible people. But on the flip side, I think there's some people who are like, this is quite a misunderstanding that I don't want to go public with and deal with all the potential backlash that could come from this. That thing being publicly shown was Johnny Depp's best case, right? I think in this entire thing. The public opinion after watching that swayed in a fashion I don't think any of us could have expected because of the previous events that have taken place with this serious of an accusation.
Well, yeah, I remember early on. I don't know, Nick or somebody else might know, like the timeline
Zito
when
does.
Johnny Depp was. So there was accusations of him of abuse or whatever. And he didn't say anything, and then it came out later, like, no, he was accusing her of abuse. So I'm like, oh, this could get
It was like
interesting.
6
Now
months
we
went
see
by
it.
where Johnny Depp was a terrible person, right?
Oh, yeah.
Uh-huh.
And he was trending, I think, and then it came out, no, he's accusing the other way. And then everybody was like, oh, so this is a very toxic relationship. And then like, no, they're going to court. It was like, oh, shit, here we go. And for 6-7 weeks here, the internet has obviously watched every single second of this entire thing. And I guess he was in the UK having some drinks celebrating this entire thing.
Yeah.
When he
On stage.
While it was announced.
He was when the jury was deliberating. He flew to London and was a part of a concert.
Yeah, he was shredding a guitar.
Whole different life for Johnny Depp.
Yeah.
Completely.
He's probably scared to go in public. Lost a lot of friends probably for things that were said about him.
I know Downey said he's going to give him a movie coming up soon to get him back in the screen.
Okay.
He's going to play a drunk part.
You should.
I hope.
That'd be a lot of money, a lot of llamas.
Make Blow 2.
Oh, love it. How about that? How about him sitting at that table at the very end of that thing where they all just drift away?
Yeah.
That'd be quite a moment. Oh, no. I'm fucked. I knew it. You fucking rat bastard.
Boston George actually got out recently.
George Young's out?
I believe so, yeah.
Is he still alive?
I think so.
Is his daughter going to say hello to him?
I'm not sure. I hope, but
He's just trying to make the money for her family.
yeah, slippery slope.
Whoa, Black Betty, Lamb, lamb, whoa, Black Betty, lamb, 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 lamb. Rest in peace, by the way, George Young. He did pass away in 2021.
And Ray Liotta played George's dad in the movie. He passed away too.
Oh yeah.
Rest in peace, Ray Liotta.
Miss you, Ray.
Forgot about that role, by the way. Everybody's talking Goodfellas because how good a movie Goodfellas is. Blow, great movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Dad, great character.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
He fucking knew all along, didn't he?
Oh, yeah. He's still stuck by him.
He did. 3.3 million people were watching live as the verdict was read, I guess.
That's just on YouTube too. I saw like over 100,000 on Twitter.
People were following this thing.
That moves the needle still.
Good for Depp.
Yeah.
That means that many people saw them say he didn't do it.
Yeah.
That has to feel pretty good. Good for him. All right, good for us, too. Let's get the fuck out of here. All right? Hockey talk tonight. Hammer Dahn in about 15 minutes.
Yep.
Get to see the lad from Canada. Can't wait
yeah.
to see him and catch up with him and watch him continue his heater from his COVID cave of Canada.
Oh yeah.
Which, by the way, his bag did not pass the COVID test. That's why it was behind.
Oh,
makes
the
sense.
biggest way in Canada. He said they love masks up there in Canada, by the way. Love masks.
Oh yeah.
How far is he from where Trudeau is located?
I'm not 100% sure. I haven't asked the question, but I'm sure that'll be something that you can send him in a text.
I will do that here shortly. I do need to check in on Goop, see how he's doing.
Goop, I think he's going to be good.
Yeah. Good
Hey, I
spirits.
texted Goop last Friday. I texted him because I was pumped for Goop. My wife and I are walking down near, like, not downtown Columbus area, just walking down the street going somewhere, and a car starts blaring his horn, honking at me, driving by. A dude hangs out the window and he says, "Free Gump!" and yelled. I was like, yeah. It was like 3 hours after we just finished the show with Gump when he was leaving.
Okay,
That's
so
awesome.
a lot of love for Gump, and he deserves it. Can't wait to get him back as soon as possible. That process is already kicking back off, so here we go. Let's go. Let's go, Gump. Let's get you back, pal. We miss you, lad. All right, we're out of here. Thanks, Tom Cruise, for kicking off the morning the way he did.
Huge. Thank you, TC.
Great.
Hey, we got to get Tom on the show sometime. Honestly, don't you think?
Yeah, I'll
Why are you
call him
looking
right
at
now.
me?
I don't know if we're going to get fucking Tom Cruise
If
on
we
the
put
show.
it
Let's
out
get
there,
LeBron
like you
on
said
the
yesterday,
fucking
it'll
show
come
too.
Yeah,
That's who we should
Yeah,
get.
maybe you could reach out, Hawk.
All right,
I am doing it right here. I'm reaching out. Tom, we need you.
Tom, listen. I ain't never seen one of your movies. I only known you from the couch incident on Oprah.
You ever
And
saw Cocktail? Great movie.
Oh, great movie, yeah.
no, but I did go to a place called Chasers, which I believe was named after that, right?
Oh.
Chasers had penny pitchers on Wednesdays in Morgantown.
There you go.
What a place. Anyways, Tom, I didn't know you. I just always assumed, what's this Fugazi acting like he's this thing for? I seen Top Gun Maverick this morning, completely changed my opinion. I need to watch all your movies. I appreciate you for existing and for representing our country, sir. Thank you for everything, Tom Cruise.
Thank you,
Thank you, Tom. Love you.
And if you'd like to have a human conversation with us, we'd love to have you.
Yeah.
He might be an alien, though.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Big chance.
Yeah. He's this tall, doing all that shit.
And he is a fucking bona fide movie star. That son of a bitch.
He is.
Absolute stud.
Yeah.
I do love how he still stands in the milk crates for some of those scenes.
What are you talking
You don't know that.
I don't need to hear this right now. Okay,
That was bullshit.
I'm big
You don't
up
know
on
that.
Tom
He made
Cruise
that
right
up.
now.
Never do.
I'm up on Tom Cruise right
He's
now.
6'3", really.
He runs 75 miles an hour.
That's no joke.
Dude, perfect knee drive arm swing, AJ.
I know.
Knee drive arm swing. It is class. It is
He
clinic.
seems like that guy. I bet you Tom is that guy where he wanted to look good running in film, and I bet he hired someone to teach him, like, hey, proper form.
He's doing A skips and B skips before everything. I need perfect. His hands.
I bet Tom
perfect.
has a very in-depth, long, like, warm-up routine before he does any of those action scenes.
Absolutely. At his age, he would have to. The fact that he's still doing all that and committing all that so we can enjoy the hell out of that 2 hours and 20 minutes or whatever, I'm very thankful. Tom, you want to come on the show and talk to some humans? Come on.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
We love aliens around here.
Yeah.
And we love you.
Yeah, we love
And
Tom.
we love you, Tom.
I'm watching Mission Impossible tonight. Which
Yes.
one? Which one's the best one?
Ghost Protocol, go and start with.
Yeah.
I'm not
The
really
first
into
couple
those.
are good though. Even though
They are, but they're not. I mean, just
watch-
fucking dive right in. You know what you're getting with TC now. Just dive right in.
Yeah.
Edge of Tomorrow is also very
Oh, that
underrated.
is a good one, yeah.
That's good TC
Hey,
film.
he's a badass motherfucker, this guy.
Yeah.
Did you see him riding along in that fighter plane?
You've seen Tropic Thunder. Lex Grossman.
He's good in that.
I've seen a little bit of Tropic Thunder for sure.
He's awesome in Tropic Thunder.
There's a cameo at the end, pretty much, right?
I know you love Tropic Thunder.
It's my favorite comedy movie of all time.
Jack Reacher, filmed in Pittsburgh.
Never seen it, yeah, but I'm sure it's great. Did he go through Plum or no? Did they stop by Dallas South Pizza?
Dahn, he was there at Mario's filming there.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Order a drink? Did he hit that little wheel thing? They had the little wheel thing.
It was after hours. They would film at like 1 a.m. on weeknights.
Rock of Ages, if you're into musicals, he crushes.
I mean, we could name every fucking move in TC's library if you'd like us to. He's good in every movie that he's ever been in.
Is he the greatest actor of all time?
Yeah, one of our generation.
In terms of just like box office appeal, being a star, knowing exactly what you're getting out of every TC movie, yeah.
Tell you what, you go through his IMDb, it's hard to find a bad one.
Eyes Wide Shut, AJ loves that one.
That's about what's going
Good
on,
movie.
right?
Actually, War of the
Allegedly, I've heard about that movie, Eyes Wide Shut. It's always thrown by people that are trying to take a shot at the situation that we're either going into or leaving or whatever.
Mhm.
This is potentially an Eyes Wide Shut situation. Just keep your head peeled or whatever. It's like,
okay.
what is that?
Everybody's banging everybody?
I don't know. I've never seen
With
the movie.
masks on.
Is that what they do? They fuck her, or it's a big orgy with masks?
Oh, it's a mask party.
It's a furry convention?
Yeah, masquerade party.
I've never gone to one of those. I don't know why anybody would
N95s
say
or other
that.
masks?
Why would somebody say it? Were they dying in there?
Where do they have them these days?
Were people dying in those?
In Eyes Wide Shut?
Yeah.
Some of them, maybe.
Really?
Why were they dying?
Like monkeypox situation?
Potentially.
Rain Man, another good one.
Yeah, Rain Man's classic.
They're all good.
That's what I'm saying.
Pick your poison.
TC's a fucking legend.
He funded this one, I guess, allegedly, is what we were learning. He funded a lot of Top Gun here.
Really?
Yeah, he gets like 75% on the back end or whatever.
Yeah.
That's
why
why this was his biggest one yet.
Oh, you saw American Made.
I did. He was great in that.
Oh, what do you know? Yeah, TC, I'm telling you, you've been sleeping on TC.
He's
Wake
great.
up. Yeah, he's unbelievable.
How about that? Hold on. He took off today. It was very
Oh, yeah.
reminiscent to the
Oh, yeah.
trees in American Made.
True.
Yeah.
Wow. He's flown that flight before.
Oh, yeah.
Guy's awesome. I can't wait to learn more about the little fellow. All right, we're back tomorrow. Hammer Don's in 15 minutes or so on youtube.com/Hammer Don. And Nick, That's Hockey Talk tonight should be great. Any guests tonight?
I don't know, actually. I'm waiting to hear from Rupper.
All right, surprise guests.
Here we go.
Maybe. See you tomorrow. Bye.